What's the word? It's your boy Rashad back at it again with another episode of Things of That Nature, episode 191 or 190. We getting up there either way. It's gonna be a hell of a 200 episode. Appreciate y'all in this motherfucker, man. Fists in the air for y'all. It is definitely a slow and lazy Sunday, man. I am feeling it. I ain't gonna hold you, but it's a lot of shit that we got to get to on the timeline, man. Fists in the air for Kenya holding that Aisha Curry, Glaze Fest last night. Never seen nothing like it. Kenya be giving folks more bail than the goddamn bail bondsman in your local community. Not gonna hold you, especially when it comes to a woman. Very, very nasty. Very, very disgusting, but we gonna get to it. I'm not gonna lie. We gonna get to it. I did want to touch on a little bit of something that was adjacent to the Aisha Curry, conversation. We got that. We got David, the singer David. He's still not in jail. We got to talk about that because the more and more that he is not in jail, the more that something is going on that may not involve him. So we got to get to that. We got Charlemagne saying that we need to apologize to Lil' Kim. Hey, and fists in the air for Charlemagne because I agree. It's a lot of shit that we get into today, man. I feel good. Let me fire up this coffee. We gonna get to it. Let's get Kenya up here and see what the hell going on. That was very nasty what she tried to do last night. I definitely did not like it at all. Not one bit. I felt like Aisha Curry is bad news to the institution of marriage. Definitely bad news to the institution of marriage. Don't be like her. Tell my daughters, yesterday, do not be like this woman. Seeing shit on the timeline, very, very disgusting. Not an example of what a wife should be. I ain't gonna hold you. Not an example of what a wife should be.
You
Not gonna
did
lie.
not say that to your daughter. Shut up. I'm
What?
sorry.
What?
Bro,
Are you
annoying.
crazy? They was in the room. They was in the room with us, and I was scrolling the goddamn timeline, and I was talking to my girl about it. You damn straight, I told them that. You better believe it.
Yeah, man. Misogyny start early in the home. This is
Hey,
a large
man,
fight I'm fighting. Good God.
listen. We have to have better examples of marriage in this goddamn country. We already looked at as we don't give a fuck about marriage. Then when we get into a marriage, we act like we don't give a fuck about marriage. Crazy times that we live in. I never seen nothing like it. Very disgusting. But yeah, I appreciate you having that space last night, man. Y'all, they was getting to it in that motherfucker. I ain't gonna hold you. Then you fell
Yeah,
asleep at the end,
I
yeah.
surely did. I got tired. I was like, all right.
Yeah,
You know,
you
I
can't fool
started
me.
yelling. And then,
Say,
so I
hell, you
learned how
fall
to
asleep on
gas.
your own space. Crazy.
I was like, all right. Y'all could go.
No nothing, no sign off, nothing. Alright, niggas, we out. Fuck it.
Uh,
I was like, what the
I'll
hell?
be better. Mind you, that's probably like literally like the third space I've ever hosted.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, I don't have spaces.
Oh, yeah, that was pretty sweet. They was ready to tussle last night.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, they was ready to tussle. I seen some folks canceling some tours. I seen Joey Badass cancel his whole tour. Did you see that?
No,
Yeah, I
I don't really
seen that.
see much about
Listen,
him, period. But what?
it's hard. It's hard out here. That was crazy. I seen Ghostface cancel his tour too. I said, damn, the niggas ain't making no money in rap. Then turn around
No.
and Taylor Swift selling 3 million the first week.
I
I said,
saw a
this.
tweet about that because I guess the person they were like, she sold 3 million, and our people are arguing over 200K. And then some people, but I guess they were saying like, it kind of, that's just how it is as far as like, that's how it's always been, I guess, as far as like our demographic or our genres of music. It's like, it's not to that level typically. And I was like, dang, I didn't know it was that much of a difference. Like, wow. And apparently the only like top artists that are selling they're all white. The people that are only like actually really making money like right now.
And y'all want niggas to keep it real. Y'all don't want niggas to branch out. Y'all don't want niggas, Cardi B, she got too much music for other different. Y'all want her to stay in the goddamn rapper bag while these hoes out here selling 3 million the first week. Y'all
I
want
mean,
her to
she's
keep
never
doing the
gonna
hippity
be.
hop.
I mean, right? But she's not gonna appeal to the white girls. I guess the white women have like the top buying power. I guess, or they buy the most, but they're not gonna buy black girls' music. They're just not. I don't see that happening
That,
en masse
that's why she got goddamn Selena Gomez and Lizzo on the songs.
to try to help. Yeah, that should just suck though.
And Kalani. Y'all
Yeah,
saying that
it
she need
sucks.
to keep doing the hippity hop
I
and
don't
making
think
the
she
songs for the jigaboos.
absolutely not. She don't need to do that. That's why I'm just like the Latin market is right there. I don't know why the people won't just push Cardi to her people. She could collab with 6ix9ine. They could do like some
Like Nicki?
Spanish songs. Well, yeah, she could do it
Yeah, cause
after
you tried
Nicki
to throw a
already
shot
did
in
it.
there. Nah, you tried to
No,
throw a
well,
shot.
okay, right. Nicki did it first, right? So she
Yeah.
can go and she could link up with Jocelyn Hernandez. She could do what she got to do, but this not for her. That's just not for her.
Yeah, I see it. Listen, 3 million the first week is unbelievable. I'm not gonna hold you. That shit is unreal.
Three
He
million is because what is 3 million sales or streams or what is that
3 million in sales.
in sales?
Yes, the
That
first week.
sounds unbelievable.
That's Taylor Swift for your ass.
But I've never heard anybody in my life listening to Taylor Swift. Maybe I
Nah,
just don't be
she's
around
a
enough
banger. I
white
said it
people.
last night on your space. Taylor Swift is generational.
That's
She
crazy.
is she's definitely generational. Especially when we were coming up. I didn't know that me and her were the same age. For some reason I thought that she was older than me.
Oh my god,
I
I
feel like
thought same age. The only time like Taylor Swift was when the Romeo and Juliet thing, and then what was that other song she had? I remember that like way back then. That was the last time niggas cared about Taylor Swift. Like,
apparently you're wrong. Apparently niggas don't run music.
right, Drew.
Because she get into it. Yeah, but that was crazy. I seen that. I seen just gonna hit the music real quick cuz we did not space on Friday. JT, she put out 2 packs of ass
See?
on Friday.
Rashad, Rashad is a
Hey.
biased sick fuck. He talking about Cardi crap, but JT shit was ass. Okay.
No, JT shit was bad and you
The
know.
second one was horrific. It was horrible. The first
Both
one
of
wasn't
them
that bad. The first one was not that bad.
both of them were terrible. I'm not gonna lie.
It wasn't
I'm
my
not gonna
fave, but
lie.
I didn't hate it. Like you were putting a lot of sauce on it. The first one was not that bad.
Yeah, it was. The flow and the flow was slow. Um, it just didn't fit any like diss record. In my opinion, she did get off a few bars.
I'm about to
Um,
sit with him. I gotta go get the.
she wrote. It seemed like she wrote the record. Because it sounded like somebody that was in a slow class. That put that out. Even though
It was
JT,
very slow. That's the that I just don't know why they put slow as that beat and that cadence for her to rap in. I hated that.
yeah, it was pretty bad. It was pretty terrible. Cardi posted a tweet that JT wanted to work with Party back in the day. I thought that was funny because JT was talking about ghostwriters. Yeah, that shit was ass. I ain't gonna lie. I think and I really like JT. I like her rapping. That JT coming shit, that shit was fire. I think she is a beautiful looking woman also. But when it comes to those diss tracks, nah, fam. And then I seen that she took them off of streaming platforms. And then somebody tried to blame it on Cardi. Cardi's mad because because she was streaming more than Cardi or some shit. But I thought that was interesting. Why you took them shits off the streaming platforms?
Yeah, I don't know why she should have took that second one off for sure. But um
Should have put them shits on SoundCloud.
SoundCloud, man, what's the other one? Yeah.
Cause that shit was, I'm not gonna lie. She should have withheld those from the people's ears. Making bad moves, man. I said this about, Glow. When you get on that level, you don't really have too much grace to be making, missteps like this. Um, because people are going to remember that you put this out and then it didn't hit like it was supposed to hit. And then you turned around and took it down. So like,
Yeah.
when
Yeah.
you get into other little scuffles with the rap girls, they're not going to forget that you did this. And so that kind of takes away from your credibility, Jesus, of being able to get to it in the ring.
I mean, she's still. It's not. It doesn't take away her credit. The only reason I just don't feel that way is because look who she's like rapping against. She's rapping against a girl that can't rap. So it's not. I don't think that takes away her credibility. If nothing is taking away Cardi's credibility, so it's just like such a very like one sided conversation. Was it a poorly orchestrated song? Yeah, the disc could have been better, but she still rapped circles around Cardi. So like I don't take away. We're still gonna know JT as the better rapper out of the two.
Um, Fiction. I'm not gonna lie. That is
You're on
definitely
an
far
island
from.
alone, Rashad, thinking that Cardi can rap. You're on that island by yourself. Even the
I
people,
don't.
even the people that like her say the girl can't rap. So I
I
don't.
don't care. Yeah, I don't really care if she can rap or not. Honestly,
I
I
know.
think.
Thank you. I'm just thank you for saying that.
Yeah, I think
I know
that
you don't.
her performance is her performance is what takes her over the top. But I wanted to get to what Charlemagne said on the Breakfast Club last week or this week that just passed. He was up there and he was talking and he basically said Lil Kim was right. Lil Kim was right on all along when she came up to the Breakfast Club and said that Nicki basically doesn't like when other women get shine. Lil Kim said that she only wants the spotlight on her. And so revisionist history, Charlemagne said that he should have believed her off the rip, instead of dismissing her like we did, back in the day because we were calling her old. We were calling her a hater. She mad that Nicki is more popular. But looking at where we are at now and all the shit that was going on last week, yeah, I'm on the side with Charlemagne. How did you feel about that? I think that we do owe Lil Kim a
Y'all
little
are
bit of an
full of
apology. I ain't
shit
gonna
talking
hold you.
about Lil Kim, Lil Kim, Lil Kim. Y'all wouldn't even listen to that lady music. Like, spare me, spare
What
me.
does that mean though? We can not want to
How
listen to
is
her music
how
and still
because how are you
acknowledge.
going to say, oh, this lady doesn't want to share the space or she's trying to, overshine or be the top? How can you say that in the same breath while only paying for one artist? You are not. So it's like double speak. If that really was the case, then we would have seen some type of competition. There was none. Y'all were not listening to Lil Kim. Y'all stopped. So don't put that on Nicki.
No, that's not where he was coming from though. That's not where she was coming from. Lil Kim was saying that outside of, their personal shit, that Nicki has an issue with any woman that gets attention. So whether we go back and listen to Lil Kim's albums or not, I don't think her message should be dismissed based on her relevancy in music. Those two things aren't one and the same.
That yeah, but that message just like okay, like so what? I just don't feel like that's provable. You can see artists that Nicki has collabed with, that Nicki has given shout outs and shine to. Like it's just say that that soothes your bias that you kind of already have about it. But
I ain't gonna lie,
we're not about
somebody
to
put
act
a.
like
I
one
think it's
person
very
got the facts.
underhanded. I think it's very underhanded. That you, I think people just like rooting for the underdog, especially people who obviously, mm, how do I say this? Y'all are not artists, right? And I think, especially in this day and age, people want to believe that one person is this big bully, this big egotistical bully, and everybody else are they're just victims. And I just don't think that that's the case for Nikki. I think Nikki came up when she actually had to work, and this is where, like, for the whole Lil Kim thing, Lil Kim was talented, right? For as short as or as long as you want to say. But back in the day, people actually did work for their accolades, and especially when Nikki did what she did for the longest, I believe, there is going to be some ego. I don't understand why people aren't understanding that. People act tyrannical when it comes to their own issues in life. People don't. It's like people are all of a sudden these humble human beings, but when you sit down and you see people see Nikki, then it's like, oh, she's just a fucking bitch. She's just a bitch who's just so mean to everybody. And it's just like, no, if you were the greatest to ever do it, you've been and you actually did your own work, and now the life is just praising entertainers and not rappers who rap, the things that they want. Like they're I wouldn't like them either.
But you all, but
I wouldn't like. Imagine you a comedian. You make all your jokes. You do this, that, and the third. You've gotten Grammys. You've done this, that, and the third. Now it's somebody else who just got people writing their jokes for them. All they're doing is just performing them, essentially. And niggas is saying that they're comparable to you.
sweetest,
You're
I think we gotta recognize when we sound like some old haters,
How was
right?
that
But
hating?
We
how?
gotta. I think we just gotta recognize, because in every generation, right? No matter what you do, like the process gets streamlined. The way to go about it gets better, and sometimes it changes. Like, that's just life,
Right, but
right?
it's
So
only in female rap, and it's only for Nikki that the elder
no, no.
statesman is like not given this risk. Like the way y'all talk, oh, listen to the OGs, the OGs, the OGs. She's the OG of that arena. Um, I come from the time where I had to be great, and I had to be great consistently. And if I'm seeing mediocrity get praised the same way that my greatness did, that doesn't make me a hater to say, man, this is some bullshit. It just makes me
Yes, it
honest.
does, and
No,
and
it
I'll
makes
tell you,
me honest because
because
you would just rather me shut up.
like I said, I relate everything to sports. When you got these old ass niggas that come and looking at the NBA today, or looking at the NFL today, and be like, oh, y'all niggas was soft because back in the day we didn't even wear no helmets. Like we wore Chuck Taylors on the court and we never got hurt. Like, shut your old ass up, nigga. The
So
game
you're telling
has
me,
moved forward.
so you're telling me, right? Uh, you should be okay when cheating becomes normalized and people should
No, what
move
I'm
on.
saying is that whatever, first of all, I don't understand what people are saying and when Nicki don't get respect. Everybody who opens their mouth about Nicki and her rapping ability says she's the best female rapper of all time, and she's up there with the niggas all time too. So I don't know what y'all be talking about when y'all say she don't get no respect. Nobody has ever came out and said Nicki's ass, she sucks, she's trash, she doesn't write her rhymes, she has terrible. Nobody's ever said that. So it can only be, so what you're saying is that
I mean, they put
she
it.
she is upset that other people are getting shine.
No, it's
And
a
that is
fake
hater
sense of
shit.
shine. No, Rashad, it's payola. Sympathy and payola, when she said that at first and it became a big thing, that's when the industry started to blackball her. She's mattered. She's more upset about what the industry is doing and how they're using other people as pawns versus what she claims people are saying about her when it comes to like her validity. That's the whole thing that people are understanding. The same, kind of like the same Drake treatment. Like Drake is getting that same treatment as well. The industry is turning on these so-called folks for whatever reason and using other folks, gassing them up, using bots to make it seem as if their fan base is stronger than what it is, using payola,
And then you
taking
do
streams,
character
buying streams.
assassination, and you try to make
But
it seem
here,
like
Correct.
these new niggas is
hold,
better people than me.
hold on, wait,
No,
but
they're
here's the
worse actually because they're
here
And they
here's the
believe
untalented
thing
it
though.
and they're
too,
evil.
Kenya.
Hold on,
Them
wait,
people
one
believe
second,
it too.
one second, because first of all, payola ain't none of your business, Nikki. That's one.
Are
And
you
two,
kidding me?
hold on, wait.
What?
Hold on, wait. Even with the payola, right? Nobody is even coming close to selling what Nikki is selling. Nobody's even coming close. Nobody even coming close to the fan base that Nicki has.
They
Nobody
gave
is
the
coming.
bitch a
Hold
Grammy,
on.
Rashad.
Hold on. Nobody is coming close to what she's selling. Nobody's coming close to her fan base. Nobody's coming close to her rapping ability. Everybody praises her as being the number one female rapper of all time. So what y'all saying is just factually inaccurate.
That's not true.
It
And you don't know
is.
what's happening
No, no,
behind these closed doors. Rashad, you don't
Rashad.
know what is happening behind these closed
Cause
doors.
it's the
What?
Cocaine
no,
is
cause listen,
happening
no, cause
behind
that's
For
cause
closed
that's the
Cardi,
doors.
it
No,
point.
is.
that's
For Cardi?
bullshit. That's
No, cause that's the point.
bullshit.
It's the comparison that you just made, and then for you to turn around and say what you just said. You're saying like it's an old washed up NBA player, but it's like no, it's an old NBA player that's still averaging 40 a night, and you got people who averaging 20 coming at that NBA player. You know, like that's the problem. It's like we're talking about rappers, so what are we talking about when you just gave them all them accolades? Like, what are we talking about? Like,
But
You
but
get it? I
but
get
but
it.
Tony,
Exactly.
Tony, the comparisons, right?
mm-hmm.
Eat one that's just what competition is, right?
But there
If
is
I
no
have
comparison.
my
So
fave,
what are we talking about though? But lyrically,
well,
there
what I'm
is no
saying is,
comparison. You
hold on.
can't
What I'm
as a
saying is,
rapper, we can't put a Nicki Minaj and a Cardi B in the same box. Like, we can't even put them in the same box. Like,
We know that though, Tony.
Cardi B
Niggas keep
waits for
talking about we
somebody
know
to
that.
hand
Oh my
her her
god.
raps and then she performs them. She's an entertainer. Nicki Minaj is a rapper. She writes raps and performs them. Like, they're different people. So that's what I'm saying. Like, how are we putting these two people in the same comparison box? One is a
What I'm saying,
performer, one's a
what I'm
rapper.
saying is, hold on one second. What I'm saying is that it's fair because of just this being competition in general. So people are,
No.
hold on, because people are going to compare. There's nobody who can exist in a world of competition and not receive comparison. That makes absolutely no goddamn sense, right? And so when people do that, that's just this. That's just what the sport is. But when we're talking about facts and the things that I named, as far as her being the greatest female rapper, as far as her outselling all of the women in history continually still to this day, as far as her tours that she boasts about, as far as everything that's tangible, nobody is coming close. So why do you feel like you have to speak on the quote unquote mediocrity? That doesn't affect you. Why do you
It
feel like you have to
does.
speak on payola? Because you talking about hoes that's getting payola, but these bitches still only doing 40,000. So why does it matter to you?
Because they
If
don't
they're doing
treat
payola.
her. They're not, no. See, this is the problem. You understand ego when it comes to
I get
everything
you on
else.
that part, Rashad.
Y'all understand ego when it comes to everything else. Again, like I said before, you don't know what is happening behind closed doors with these little fucking girls and these small ass goddamn fan bases that got them feeling like they whoever the fuck it is that they are. Y'all are seeing her just having fits. At the end of the day, you just see her making her tweets, calling her schizophrenic, seeing her become a bitch, talking about she lying on her damn mama. You don't know what. First of all, y'all don't scrutinize nobody else's character like that. Niggas, Meg the Stallion can just flap them loose cheeks together, and everybody forgets
Everybody
everything that
forgets
she's
that
done
she's
to
a
anybody.
bitch and a
And she
horrible person.
and the
Everything
nigga fucker, she fucked
it's
everybody
totally
nigga.
Nikki.
She done sent a nigga to jail over some shit, over some drunk shit that she did to her best friend. She clapped them cheeks together. Niggas be like, you know what? Nikki's such a weirdo. She's just mad because there's younger, tighter coochie bitches that are getting more fucking attention. No, that's not what's happening
That's
here.
a lie, because it shows in Meg's sales that nobody give a fuck about. Nothing that Meg puts out will ever sell. So what
Babe,
y'all talking about
we're
is
not
once
denying
again
that.
not
We're not
factual.
denying
But
that.
what
No,
you're saying, no, you said that Meg can shake her ass and niggas forget, as if we forget and then go continue to support Meg. No, her music career is essentially over. Niggas don't support Meg.
Niggas
no.
drag
So what
Meg
are we
every
talking about?
fucking day.
I think no. I think y'all are misunderstanding the attention that she still gets. We're not talking about sales here. Hold on. We're not talking about sales here.
Talking about
Okay.
character assassination.
We're
She
There's
talking.
still
a
gets to
lot of
walk
hoes
around
that
like
get
she a good
attention.
person.
Wait. No, I don't think. It's like it's maybe it's the lack of imagination that people are having right now. But have y'all met? Okay, let me tell you. Have y'all met the girl who has hella followers? You know, she got like 1.2 on TikTok or whatever the case may be. Have y'all seen that affects their character? Have y'all seen people whose egos are tied to the attention that they get on social media?
Yes.
You've seen that on a small scale. Bitches could have only 10K on Instagram and they believe that they're Kim Kardashian. Correct. So
Okay,
you
but how does
understand
that
that.
affect him though? But how does that affect Kim Kardashian?
Can you hold on really quickly? I
Okay.
need you to understand the principle of what I'm talking about. So now at this point, you have people who claim that they're trying to do something when it comes to their talent, but they're still getting attention for other things. These people are now having a boosted ego. Their ego was boosted. They're walking around in the industry, still in the music industry, even because you have to look at the followers. The followers that she has is more than the music. Obviously, she's still getting attention, which is her currency. Now imagine her trying to be in the booth with somebody who actually worked hard for the things that they've done, from the talent that they have that has probably not much to do with their sex appeal. That is an issue because that is a conflict of interest in
That was Kenya. Nasty Kenya. What is Kenya got
Oh,
going on?
it was under the phone was under my armpit. I'm so sorry.
So I feel like there's a conflict because you have people who have the ego of Nicki Minaj but don't have the talent. And you're allowed to do that if you just don't mix that with your musical, like, you know, your talents when it comes to the music industry. Because I'm sure Meg the Stallion thinks her shit don't stink since diapers, but at the end of the day, you still are trying to work this job where you are at the bottom of the totem pole at. So
But
social media has
when
people
it
very
comes
confused.
But when it comes to, and then we're gonna get to Chico or Audra. When it comes to this though, with any profession, there is a level of confidence that you have and that you have to exude, and the believability when people listen to your music, especially when we're talking about music, and where I want to believe you. I want to hear you pop your shit. I want to hear you talk your shit. And I want you to feel like you are the motherfucking best. I don't want nobody on no track talking about, yeah, I'm second best, yeah, I'm on the bottom of the totem pole. There's bitches better
We're
than me.
talking
I don't
about
want to hear that shit.
attitude. We're talking about attitude and
Your
how
attitude need to be,
somebody's being
I'm that
treated.
bitch. And y'all
Yes,
hoes ain't fucking
you're
with me.
talking about a facade. I'm talking about if she's truly believe. If someone truly believes that their ego is high, do you really think that they're gonna acquiesce and have a humble attitude to somebody and actually collab with them properly?
You know what's
No,
crazy? You and
they're not.
Kenya be picking and choosing when y'all want women to be humble, and that's very nasty. But let's go to Audra, and then we go to Chico.
Okay.
What's up, Audra?
Hey, good morning.
How you feeling?
Oof, okay. Damn, I hate having to agree with Rashad. Why y'all do this to me? Okay, listen, my problem when we have these conversations is that y'all take it from one thing to the next. Are we talking about accolades or we talk about character, like personality? Because I understand Nikki's point when it comes to Paola and the boosting of the numbers and her rap skill. She is above the cut. That's period. Now, when we talk about attitudes or character, that's when shit gets tricky to me. Because, yes, we have these examples of her collabing with new girls when they come in, but it seems like there's always a point in time where that shit turns. And then she's not talking about, oh, I'm better rapper than them, than bitches are on Payola. Then it becomes personal attacks. And that's when she have people looking at her crazy, but then everybody's like, no, but she's talking about her rap skill and her accolades, but that's not what the fuck she's saying. So I'm like, what are we arguing? Like, are we arguing for
No, but
her right
my
to be a
my
bitch?
point is
Because
no, but
that's
my point is,
something.
Audra, they all bitches. They all bitches, and only one can rap. So now what? Y'all keep trying to make it a Nicki thing. They're all like that, and only one's talented. So now what? So now what?
Agreed.
But what
Agreed.
Audra is
But
saying,
there's one who's
Agreed.
publicly a bit like,
but
okay, if
So
you a
you're
bitch
mad about
behind the scenes.
overtism.
hold on, wait. But I think what Audra is saying is that Nikki, you can feel however the fuck you want to feel about these women, right? And they're not on your level, and they paying and all that shit. But why does it get to the personal aspect? Why can't you just leave it at that? Why can't you leave it, I'm a better rapper than you? Why can't you leave it at, I don't do payola? Why does it have to go to this personal aspect? And now you look crazy.
Because
Now
that's
you
what
Because
look
she
like
she
there's
looks
loses
something
crazy
every
fucking cooking.
time.
because other people are sneaking and hiding. They were dropping subliminals about the little boy being special and slow for 2 years before the shit popped off. You didn't say anything. Nobody cared.
Everybody
That's
wasn't
not.
doing that. And that's not true. But
That's
everybody
not
wasn't
true.
doing that. But even still, I wish I could find that list that I seen on Twitter. It was a long ass list of the people that they said Nikki beef with, right? And in these instances, you can still be like, I'm that bitch, because I don't think Nikki should turn her ego down either, because she got the numbers and the proof to back up anything that she talked when it come to music. That's facts, right? But it doesn't have to go to the personal aspect, because now you look bitter.
Would
I
y'all
can
say
say
the same thing about Tupac? He
no,
brought up people sick as cell. He said
no,
he was going
niggas heard that
he
and said that was the craziest thing they ever heard in their
He
life. Why
still
does nigga do
respected
it?
his Tupac.
and he's still highly revered. Like they still care
But
about
he didn't
that
do it every
man
That's
year.
different. It's different.
because
That's a
he's dead.
song.
He's pushed and
Nikki,
Hold on,
gave up.
getting the
wait.
boost, getting
And
the
hold
boost.
on. And Tupac got shot.
She be
What the
tweaking.
fuck is we
It's
talking
different.
about, Sweetest?
So
Stop
Tupac
whoop
it.
wasn't
de
taking ads out in the
doo. Whoop
newspaper.
de
Tupac was
doo.
rapping.
Whoop-de-doo, a nigga got shot
No,
five
no, no, no,
times.
no. Hold on, hold on,
Jesus
hold on. It's
Christ.
rap. No, no, no. Y'all, y'all love drama. Y'all love drama. Y'all love the tea. Y'all love this, that, and the third. Now all of a sudden y'all got weak hearts. Y'all chest hurt because she lying on her dad mama. No, you did. And it's trifling and no one's talking about it.
Here's
And we
okay.
need to
Here's
talk
my
about it.
here's my number one thing though. You can't marry who the fuck you married and then think you above reproach and that
Oh
you got a
boy.
fucking
No,
rap.
Here we
Oh
All
go.
boy,
right,
hold
hold
You
on.
on
can't
now.
Hold
Here
on.
we
you
go.
can't marry
no.
a
At
fucking
the end
rapist
of
and
the
then think you're
day,
the moral fucking police.
she's not the moral
Sorry.
police.
Audra,
She's
Audra,
saying
that is more
She
Yo, yo, yo,
acting
how
like
misogyny.
this
that.
Hold on,
Yo,
hold
this
on,
is
hold on,
this
hold
is
on, hold on.
this
Hold
is
on, no, hold on.
Hold on. One mic. Let Audra get it off. Then we got Chico. Hold on. Audra, you about to drag us to hell. Go ahead, girl.
I sure the fuck am, because Kenya, we had the conversation about Carisha and that fucking letter to Diddy, and relating to females and that, and your position as a woman. So Nikki can't then be like, I'm a prophetess and I'm above reproach and I'm sending God's people after you and blah blah blah. Bitch, who are you married to?
Yeah, look at Kenya on mute. Nasty.
On
She on
mute.
mute. We got her. Audra, thank you. We got
No,
I thought we was just letting people go.
her. Go ahead, Chico.
oh, I love Audra. I want to be for.
But shit,
Oh, we
Audra,
got her.
I love
What's
you
the
Audra
too,
word,
took
Kenya.
like
I
Chico?
half
really
my
do.
point, but I wanted to go back to the payola thing because that's when I came in and took a mic. And my thing that I hate when we talk about payola, we act like payola didn't exist for Nicki as well. Payola's always been here. It's an integral part of hip hop, especially when New York essentially ran hip hop via radio. Payola has always been here. You can do your thumbs down, my love, but that's a fact. Funk Flex was known for payola.
She
That's
still
one of
sold
his
her
biggest
CDs.
fucking things.
She still sold. She still outsold
Sweetest,
stuff.
Hold on, wait.
that's not
Let him
the
go, sweetie.
point. You brought up payola as if to say payola was the defining part of why she's better. It's not. Her lyricism is a defining part of why she's better. Her accolades are the defining part of why she's better. But if you're gonna bring up payola, understand that payola started before Nicki and is gonna go after Nicki, and Nicki has benefited from payola. So don't act like because all of a sudden other bitches are getting payola that Nicki can now say, well, you bitches are getting payola, so yeah. No, you were getting it too. You were definitely getting it too. You think Deb was just out here doing this shit down at fucking Atlanta radios for no reason? No, you were getting payola too. So don't bring up payola as if it is some fucking gotcha moment because it's not. The second part of this is we have to get to this point where if we're going to say that a person's ego can make them an asshole for absolutely no reason, then we're going to fall into a very slippery place
I
at,
didn't
at
say
some
no
fucking point.
reason. I didn't say no reason.
But that's essentially what it is.
No,
It
I
is
didn't say
no
no
reason.
reason. Mm-mm.
But sweeties, that's essentially what it is. If you're going to say, I rap so good that I can do this and talk like this, no matter how it comes out or how it sounds, you're essentially giving them a pass to be a fucking asshole for no reason. That's essentially what it is. Imagine if when Wayne came out and said, I'm the best rapper alive, if Jay-Z would have spiraled out of control. But he didn't.
That's a good one, because Wayne was popping that crazy shit back in
Wayne was talking
2009,
shit that he had no
2010.
right to talk at the time that he said it.
I'm
Was he a great rapper at that point in time? Yes. But Wayne did not have the accolades to talk that talk to a nigga like Jay-Z.
And you know what else?
But
Who
isn't
else
that
did it?
our point though?
No. But the point that what Chico is saying is that he said that, and then the nigga at the top didn't try to shit on Wayne, right? Or act crazy and spiral out of control on social media. This is a competition, so you should feel like you're the best rapper alive. Kendrick, when he did the control verse, what niggas did? The only nigga who got
But I
sensitive
think
about it
these are
was Drake.
actual talented
Everybody
Oh,
people
else got in the
though.
yo,
booth.
but
Everybody
Rashad,
that's
isn't
on
there?
their
But wait,
Everybody
hold
Instagram
on,
else
are
got in the booth.
Rashad.
talented
Isn't
yo,
there a
people.
narrative?
y'all so
Isn't
wrong.
there a
Y'all so
narrative that
wrong.
Jay Z was
Y'all so
doing
wrong.
shit that was fucked up
He
behind the
was.
scenes, and
He
that's why
was.
Drake
These
Sweetie,
kept
type of
hold on.
complaining
Sweetie,
about
hold
these
on. I
him?
these
don't
type of lyrics.
pause,
Hold on,
pause, pause,
And
pause.
These
that's
type of
why
Wait,
lyrics.
you
Drake kept
If
comparing
we're gonna
complaining and
wait,
Wayne.
said,
stop,
"This is
stop.
Hold on.
Rashad."
One
Because am I
mic. Go ahead,
forgetting that?
Kenya. Then we got Tony
Rashad,
Dungy.
did that not happen?
No, because
Didn't
that's
Drake
that's
say
that's
bitches
trying to
was
marry my
fucking with
point to
me?
something else. That's trying to marry my point to something else. And I don't like that because if we're going to talk what we see versus speculation, then this conversation is going to go in a very weird place. We got to keep these two things
Okay, so
separate
we could
from each
keep
other.
the facts, right? Because at the end of the day, you claiming that Payola was there before, she wasn't gonna be there after.
That's a
I
fact
think
The
no,
though.
no,
facts
I'm
are
That's
not.
not
Cardi
Hold
should
on,
have
hold
speculation.
never
on.
That's a
got a
fact.
Oh
Grammy
my
before Nicki. That's
Jesus,
a fact.
Hold on.
Jesus.
One mic. Go ahead, sweetest.
I think we could look at the facts of the matter that can we all agree to a truth, not a fact, that Cardi B doesn't deserve that Grammy.
No, not at all.
Right. So then she does
Invasion
have
of Privacy was a great record, but it was not Grammy worthy.
wait. So for you to make it seem as if she benefited off of the payola, she ain't benefited enough. Clearly. She ain't clearly something behind closed doors or behind the scenes, somebody is going very much against her to then give other people praises that they don't deserve. But when
Right.
someone
So
else,
now we're
so
talking
someone,
about Grammy accolades,
so
which we know isn't only about the music.
no, but no, because no, you're saying is that she benefited off payola. It's not the
Hold on,
same.
can we hold on,
It's
hold on,
not.
hold on,
Wait, wait,
hold on,
wait.
hold
It's
on.
not the same anymore. It's just not the same. Even if she,
It's not the same at all.
it's
Hold
not.
on, hold on, motherfuckers met Nicki Minaj on a
Yeah,
Smack DVD
I'm going. I
rapping
just
in a
got it
pissy
bathroom.
fucking stairwell. That's
Correct.
where we met Nicki Minaj at. We met fucking Cardi B on VH1, my nigga. Like, and Nicki was rapping and Cardi B wasn't. Now, I mean, we don't even know what Cardi B was doing, but she wasn't rapping.
She was
That's the point.
drugging niggas.
Hold on. When Nicki talked that payola shit, Nicki is talking about the machine. How Cardi B had the fucking machine. She wasn't a rapper, my nigga. She wasn't at the crib writing raps and got on and somebody said, oh, she could rap that good. Let me give her a record deal. That's not it. So when Nicki talk about the payola, she's talking about the whole machine behind Cardi B, the entertainer, because she's not a rapper. That's what Nicki is talking about. Nicki is talking about
But what we're
she
saying
came up.
is,
But what we're saying, hold
hold
on,
on, wait, 1 second,
I
There
gotta
because
was no
respond
A-Dog,
because this
payola
is,
for
hold
Nicki.
A-Dog,
on,
hold
There
on, wait,
was
I just
because
no
want to
you
address,
gotta
payola
let me
for
defend
Nicki.
my
I want to,
points, Rashad. You gotta let me
I
defend
got
my
you. I just
points.
want to. I wanted to say what A Dog said. In the comments, A Dog said it's kind of like Soldier Boy, being compared to Nas. What I think I'm saying, and I think other people think, is that Soldier Boy was allowed to crank that motherfucking Soldier Boy without the top niggas attacking him and throwing personal shots and saying he a fuck nigga and he only 15 and he a country. No, Soldier Boy was allowed to exist and not when he went on that run. Him and Bow Wow, all that. These niggas was the hottest niggas in the game. They wasn't rapidy rap niggas who had all these motherfucking lyrics, but they still were allowed to exist. And if niggas went personal and started saying personal things about Soldier Boy and how the game is conspiring to let Soldier, like that shit would be lame as fuck. And so whether Cardi raps or not, she still should be allowed to exist. And if you think you better, then prove it in lyrics. And if you want to throw your jabs, throw your jabs. I'm not saying don't say nothing, but once you start taking it outside of music, you look lame as hell.
What do you mean outside of music? So
But
she can't rap
wait, let
about her
Chico go.
hold on.
Hold on.
She can't
Go
rap
ahead,
about
Chico.
her
Hold on
purse
1 second, sweetest.
Wait. I'm gonna let
taking
Sweetest
it out
answer
of
that question
music.
first. Go ahead.
Take it. I don't even understand what y'all mean by taking it out of music. Get the fuck out her tweets, right? Get out her tweets. Get out the posts. She's rapping. I thought you were supposed to use what needs to be said against who the fuck ever. Because when Meg little stupid ass made that little verse about her husband being a pedophile, whatever the case may be, y'all was like, Meg's Law, oh my gosh, she's just such a fucking lyricist, whatever the fuck y'all was fucking dick eating about. Her, like, but she's not allowed. Come on, take it out of fucking music. Bitch, everything she say about anybody, she put in her fucking music. So that's why I'm like, all these,
Y'all just don't like her. Just say, yo, I don't
no,
like that bitch.
listen, and it's
And
very
that's
clear.
I'm
It's
not
fine.
sure if that's
very,
the,
no. It's
yeah,
very
I'm not sure if
clear.
that's responding to my
No,
point or
the
somebody else's
fucked up
point.
thing
That's not
about
a
it
point I
is,
made.
fuck the system, right? The music is very clear. The music industry is going against her, right? And if people actually could see that and be a fair individual instead of like not probably liking her approach to things, it's very clear the music industry is going against her for whatever reason that I don't know about. I don't know if she just didn't,
No, it's not. It's
acquiesce.
not whatever reason. I can tell you the reason. It's not whatever reason. When we talk about the music industry, and this is why I wanted to respond to Tony, right? So when we talk about the music industry as a whole, as a machine, and I had this conversation in Ten Toes and Rick Space when we talked about Tory Lanez and Megan, and someone asked me, okay, well, I had stated a specific thing about contracts, right? And someone asked me, well, how do I know that? And I'm like, because I have sat at one of these tables, right? So when we talk about the industry as a whole and why they manufacture these things, right? Okay, beef is always manufactured. It's always manufactured. That's a thing that we can go back. If you go back and look at old beef DVDs, you can trace where things are manufactured at via labels, right? And the same thing that is happening to Nikki right now, which is undeservedly happening to her, is the same thing that happened when she and Kim had her issue. It's nothing more than labels saying we want to create this level of competition that we're going to mask as something else in order to put one old dog out to pasture while bringing a new one in to make us more money. That's what that is. I'm not saying that she is wrong for her feelings. I'm saying the way that she addresses it is weird, because you should know by now, being where you are, how this works. 50 Cent gave a great breakdown on this when he talked about what he tried to do for Chameleon, and Chameleon didn't understand at the time. 50 understood the industry. He understood, if I create a fake something with a nigga, I can get his numbers up. Because that's what the labels are looking for.
So you think Jay-Z
And
and Nas was
even
beefing
then
over
now, hold
what?
on,
So
hold
Jay-Z and
on,
Nas
hold
was beefing because the record label told him to? And not because that nigga was fucking his baby moms?
on. No, what I'm saying is it amplifies it. Because think about this, right? Diddy at the time, or rather, and this might be me going to, against what I said earlier, a little bit of speculation. Diddy claimed he never wanted Biggie to beef because it fucks up potential money when it comes to the streets. Cause street shit can go in a different direction. What he realized was, ultimately, the parent labels don't give a fuck about that shit. And they never have. They don't give a fuck if niggas die behind this shit. Because they know they can pluck another dumb nigga from the hood and put him in front of a microphone and start the shit again. It's the same shit. That's why when we go and we talk about these contracts, or we talk about the industry as a whole, right? And I bring up contracts. There are certain things in contracts that I've seen personally with my own eyes
That's a scary word over here,
that
Chico. I ain't gonna hold it.
target other artists. I've seen it with my own eyes. And I'm like, well, shit, that's a weird thing to look at. Why would you even think about signing this, my nigga? Cause you don't know this nigga and they gonna make you beef with a nigga. That's weird as fuck. But that's what sells. We just watched it sell. It just sold out a fucking tour. Think about what I'm telling you. Beef just sold out a fucking worldwide fucking tour. Was the album great? Absolutely. It was. But I truly believe in my heart we don't get that album with that energy if he does not beef with Drake.
Yeah, and so that's why I
I'm
don't
saying all this
understand
to
like
say Nikki
the
at the point
vitriol.
in time that she is in her career, she knows better than the shit that she's doing right now. I said this years ago. I was like, if you know all this, then why not say, you know what, fuck a label. I'm gonna start my own shit where I'm basically gonna do this shit. It's gonna be all females because black women in hip hop are not
Mhm.
respected enough to where we can say we don't want to do X, Y, and Z against the next bitch. It's not enough of us in here to begin with.
See, now
You gotta
that's
remember,
where Chico, you losing me,
Nikki,
man. You losing
I'm not
me.
losing.
Cause
Here's why I'm not gonna lose you.
she's just a
Because
human being, and she's probably a fucked
She's
up
just a
she,
person as
girl.
she,
well.
she, she might
Stop
be just
it.
a, hold on. She might be just a human
This is the
being.
lack of humanization that's happening, because you can sit down and say that somebody works so fucking hard for where they're at, and this is me actually humanizing her. I do not think she's a perfect person. Hell, with the husband she
Me
has, I
neither.
don't think she's a
I
great
didn't
person.
dehumanize her though. That's the
Hold
thing.
on. No. I didn't say you demonized her. I said you're not humanizing her with the
No,
expect.
no, what I said was I did not
Wait.
dehumanize her.
Please,
Hold on, wait.
Chico.
Let's tweet this go real
With
quick.
the expectations that you have of her of what's happening, I see her as like some sense of Caesar. Her, flashing out. They turning on her. They doing this, that, and the third. She is a bitch with a big ego, a flaming bitch, Trinidadian stush bitch who went and did what the fuck it is that she
Not too
did.
much on Kenya.
Okay, bitch,
Oh,
me
hell.
too. Hell, that ain't no fucking thing on her either. So she is who she is. She got there to where how she needed to get there. That she don't fell out with Drake. The same shit happened to Drake. The same shit probably done happened to Lil Wayne. She is just flashing out. She's a bitch flashing out. So when I hear other people who, obviously people like me and you who are normal individuals, talk about, oh, she not responding right. She know better. Y'all have not done or touched nothing that she's done for you to say that she should respond a certain type of fucking way. You should see what's happening. Clearly see her as a fucking human being who's probably not she's a upper echelon. She's a fucking goddamn
Rashad
billionaire.
got personal on a hoe and called her what, Rashad? You was dickhead. What you call that lady?
She said she
It's
See,
called
very
somebody a lot
confusing.
lizard.
hold
She
tight,
called her
hold
a
tight.
lot. He called her a
I
lot
don't like that
lizard.
because, hold tight. I
Why
don't like
she
that
gotta be
because
better
not
than
once
you?
have,
Hold on. Y'all niggas ain't about to bring up my transgressions trying to make a motherfucking point about Nikki.
No,
Leave
right,
me
hold on,
out
y'all
of
hold
it.
on.
understand
Because
ego.
I
No,
never
cause
once
y'all understand
dehumanized her though.
ego when it. No,
That's
babe,
not
I
what I
never.
did. I didn't dehumanize her. what I said. And
But
matter of
whose
fact,
standard you trying to hold her to, Chico?
I
Who?
actually spoke
What
to her
standard?
hold on, yo, hold on, because I gotta respond to Sweetest, because when you
Okay.
take my point and you say that it's something that it's not, we have to fix that before we continue. That's how accurate conversation goes. We have to fix that. You said I did not dehumanize her. If anything, I spoke to her humanity when I said she deserves to feel that way. I said that. So if you can't acknowledge the fact that I said she
No, that's a
deserved
blanket fact.
to feel that way, that is a testament to her humanity. You can't then turn around and say I'm dehumanize her because I say I'm expecting more. That's a fair thing to say. I'm expecting more if you are going to say, I do not like the way the industry treats me. I don't like the way the industry treats black women. I do not like the way the industry treats black women in rap. You now have a responsibility to say, well, what can I do to not only change my dynamic, but change the dynamic for women coming after me? Because I don't want to keep getting into this space where I'm sitting where I'm at doing my shit and the next new up and coming popping bitch decides that, you know what? I gotta listen to this label. I gotta follow this contract. I gotta take a shot at Nicki Minaj because that's what it is, right? So if we can acknowledge that, then we can't then say we can't expect more of the person who sees this and actively does nothing to change the dynamics.
Chico,
That's what
you
I'm saying.
expecting
All
more
right,
That's
hold
in
on.
not
the
robbing
person.
her of her
Hold on, wait.
humanity.
Let's pass the ball a little bit.
Do
Let's
you
get
hear that,
Tanny,
Tanny?
um,
Like, wow.
Yeah,
Tanny,
like that is
Audra, and
very
no, Tanny,
personal.
ODB, and Audra.
Like
Wow.
I expect more. That's a personal feeling to expect more from somebody else who don't even know you have those expectations. Um, And then you also said start a record label, which she talked about it, kind of tried to do the Ice Spice thing, and that went kind of weird for whatever reason, one reason or another. But she's not just a female artist. The girl is a rapper, period. She can stand in the ring with men or with women. I don't think it's fair to hold her to a standard, but like nobody else. You have had other rappers talk about people being molesters, their children, all type of things, and you niggas hyped it up.
But none of this is speaking to what I just said though.
Well, I'm just speaking in general. Yeah, yeah, you got expectations for a person who don't even know you have them. That's a completely
No,
different like realm of things. I don't even want to go into.
that's like saying I have no expectations of a nigga that says I hate everything in the hood and I wish the hood was different. And then I say, well, you complain about the gloom, but when did you pick a broom up to do something about it? We can have that expectation. I'm not saying she has to follow it, but my whole point is if you're going to complain about something and then not do anything to
Well,
fix what
she
you're
told
complaining
them
about,
about
that
it,
looks
and that's not
crazy.
enough.
Chico,
She
she's
ranting about it.
trying to
Yeah,
she tried to give Ice a deal, and Ice was in the messages calling her all types of bitches and names and stuff, and trying to sleep
just
on
all
Don't
her.
type of
nobody
weird
want to
shit.
But
sign to
it doesn't
Nikki.
She
She's
simply
called her a
end
stupid.
at
label.
Ice
She
Spice.
called
I don't
her
want
Who
a
to
the
sign
fuck
to
cares
label.
her.
about Ice Spice? It doesn't just end and begin with Ice Spice.
Bro,
Hold on,
But
wait. Let's go to. Hold on, wait. Let's get to
you're not getting it,
ODB,
Chico.
okay,
ODB, and
can
then
I just say
Audra.
one thing real quick, Rashad? Because the girl has literally like worked with other girls and all type of shit like that. People can say, "Oh, she's the problem because she's falling out with all these bitches." But
Because she's
honestly,
falling out with bullshit bitches. Because she's
yeah,
out with a
I was
bitch.
about to say
Like, what?
honestly, like she don't have to stand for shit. I love that she's being a bad guy. I love the song. You know, all these rap bitches ain't gotta like none. Cause who the fuck? I don't gotta like none of you fucking bitches to be successful or to thrive. And y'all keep saying, "Oh, to unify women rap." Fuck them and them old bitches who was coming for her when she first got out, and they talking about she too old, she should know better. What about the Queen Latifahs of the world and all the rest of them hoes who had a problem with Nicki?
Go ahead, ODB.
Trump says
Okay. I don't want to silence
Trump
any women's
Day.
voices on this issue because this is, I want to stay in the man's place and shit. But if,
Fuck that. Let's
well,
get
let
to
me,
it,
yeah,
ODB.
Rashad, I'm still going to give my point. It just is what it is. Nicki supports pedophiles, and that's why Beyonce don't fuck with her. So why would I fuck with a bitch that support pedophiles,
Beyonce.
nigga? Yeah,
So you
I
want
Beyonce.
to
mean,
go?
let's be
You
Beyonce
real.
fucking
you
Beyonce don't
like
fuck with her because
both
Nicki is a
then?
pedophile supporter, bro. Her
her husband,
husband is a
her
pedophile.
husband
Her
had that
brother was a
baby with that
pedophile.
little girl.
Her
Okay.
uncle was a pedophile, and she put money on all them niggas' books. Man, I ain't
And
fucking with that
Beyonce
nasty ass
husband got
bitch,
and Beyonce husband
nasty
got
asshole.
some shit with him too. So what are you
Rashad.
talking about?
You gonna let him
End it.
lie like
End of
Beyonce
this.
wasn't
End the
giving Nicki
discussion,
Minaj
man.
flowers?
When Big
Beyonce
B,
was
Hold
on
on.
the
when the Big
Epstein flight
Beezy,
log
when the
list.
big Black American
Okay,
Beezy
Like
lay down what
Beyonce
she
give a
gotta
fuck
say all
about.
the way in the
Okay.
H, saying I ain't fucking with this hoe because she a pedophile supporter, I think everybody should follow suit. Point blank. Period. I land.
ODB, you are lying. Beyonce was
This
giving a
nigga.
girl roses and
ODB full
gifts
of
and
shit.
flowers when she had a baby by the same man that you're talking about. Beyonce sent her flowers. When she released her album, Beyonce sent her a note and flowers.
That's
What
not
the
true.
fuck
Beyonce been
did
That's
Megan
not
supporting
say
true.
Nicki through
That's
about
all
not
of
that?
that
true. That's
bullshit.
hearsay. That's
Nobody give a
hearsay.
fuck.
That's
I put
They
that
hearsay.
on
know
everything I
That's
said.
hearsay.
Beyonce,
And
Hearsay.
Jay
Jay-Z
Z
Post it
Hold
in
said
the
on,
the
age
one
comment.
mic,
same
gap.
one mic, one mic, one mic.
No, I'm
The
not gonna let
Beyonce and
him know
Jay-Z age
because,
gap is
like,
crazy. Jay-Z
right,
was thrashing Aaliyah when she was a fucking 14,
but she
13
was
year
a
See,
old.
minor.
But
So
see, y'all
why would
talking
they
about a
have
whole.
that?
No Hove slander. Thrashing sounds forceful, and we not gonna go down that road.
Thank you,
Go
it
ahead.
Rashad.
But
was
Thank
Jay,
you,
still
Rashad.
but
These
rape.
women are
Jay,
crazy, bro. Are y'all telling me y'all support Nicki Minaj's husband?
are you
I,
telling me you
I just
support
want to.
Beyonce's
I want a
husband?
hand up in
You're,
the
Are you
air
telling
if
you
me?
you
support
Are
support
you
Nicki
telling
Beyonce's
me that you
Minaj's
husband?
support
husband.
You
Beyonce's
support
husband?
Beyonce's
I'm just.
husband?
Do I support Jay Z? I
don't
don't. I don't
nobody
participate in idol
don't
worship.
nobody support her husband.
I
Why
don't
you keep
support.
bringing
I
up
don't
that
do idol
So
area?
why
worship.
are
So
you asking
I
that
don't
question,
support
girl?
nobody but other
I
than my
don't
Her
I
family.
don't
husband ain't a
idolize
rapper.
Hold on, wait,
anybody.
He
wait,
ain't
wait,
I
wait,
even
don't
wait.
know
real.
when black
Just
women
one
are
What the
question.
supposed to
fuck?
lie for black men
Hold
anymore.
on. Let me
You
mute up
asking
because I
nigga
don't
a
want to
question now
silence a
all of
black
a
woman's
sudden he's
voice,
like a
and I
seven
want to
day
stay in a man's
Adventist or
place. Hold
something.
on.
Talking about I don't support
Do
idol
they want us
worship.
to support black men or not?
Fuck.
Whoa, how did we
The
get to
Oh,
you?
thing
Y'all don't
is,
like now. Y'all want to shit on regular niggas because Nicki Minaj's husband is a pedophile. I'm just asking for the women on stage.
nigga,
don't
don't
I'm
regular
just
nobody
niggas on
asking
support
for the
her.
stage.
women
Jay
on
Z
Y'all
stage.
asked
Beyonce's
us to
only
support
one
y'all when
that
y'all
Just,
charges
matters,
come
just
up.
and
Niggas
Kenya,
that
her
support the
real
black
quick
men.
question to you and your homegirls.
It's
You and your
weird.
homegirls.
It's
You and your
weird. It's
HGs.
weird. It's
Who
weird.
support
Nobody
Nicki
supports her
Minaj's
husband. Somebody
husband?
bring for the
Yes or no?
regular.
I just need a yes or
Nobody.
no on
This
that
nigga
so
doesn't
I
rap
can
I
like
ask.
don't
I
have to
just want to
support him. That
see
nigga
real
don't
quick
rap,
for a.
All right,
ODB.
hold
He
on,
asking me,
hold
do I
on. We gonna
support?
pass the ball. We gonna get to Audra. Mick Gotti, I think he left. He
That
said, "Oh
nigga
no,
ain't
he up
never
here."
spit no 16 for me to support. The fuck I'm supporting him
Exactly.
for?
How the fuck
Aud-
I'm supporting him?
Go ahead, Audra. Then we got Mick
Like, who
Gotti.
is this nigga? What the fuck? We support her. We don't
Well, I
know
heard
him.
he be giving her drugs
Hold
to
on,
use
hold
that
on,
credit
hold
card.
on.
So when you
The
support
fuck?
Nikki, you support that nigga using her
The
credit
girl
card
talked
too.
about her
That's just
own
what
drug
Cardi B
habit. That's
said,
not
bro. I'm
me.
just saying
Shut
what
the
Cardi.
fuck up.
Hold on,
Y'all didn't have
hold
a problem
on,
when Safari was doing it. When
hold
Safari
on.
had the
Let's
free
get
money
Audra in
card.
here. Go ahead, Audra.
Yo, I don't. I'm
Nigga
sorry.
It's
ODB doing
okay,
every
girl.
goddamn
I
You
time.
ain't
don't.
the same. He came up here lying like Beyonce didn't like
I
Nicki. Like,
don't.
that was crazy. Like, he just lied. Now they don't like each other, but they did.
Um, it just sound like and I hate to do this because I used to have my Barb's chain like proud around the neck, but
If you a flip
damn,
flopper, stop. No, I'm just playing.
I.
Don't silence this
Oh no,
black
I'm
woman voice. Go
firmly
ahead,
hold on, hold
Audra.
on. I'm firmly on the other side when she married the man. That's when she lost me. The Barb glasses came off. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. Um,
Real one.
it just sound like y'all like to say like she the biggest and the baddest, but also she a victim and everything happens to her and nothing she
She
does.
is
Maybe
the
hold
biggest,
on,
That's
the baddest.
everybody.
Hold
That's
on, let her
hold
life.
finish. Let
on.
her finish.
If
Y'all
everything
hate
happens to
when people
her
objective up here. I see.
and nothing she does ever would maybe make someone not like her and then not want to give her a fucking Grammy because she was a fucking bitch to the Academy. I don't know. Maybe not everything is a huge conspiracy. Maybe she was just a bitch, so they didn't want to give her the Grammy. And
Wow.
so I don't know. Like it's just
Oh,
everything
so
But
happens
if
to
that
her.
was
so
the
the
case, shout out to
industry's
her for
allowed
going
to do
against the
that.
Grammys.
So the
That's
industry's allowed
The
to do
Why
fuck?
are
that
y'all
to
yelling at
her,
this
but she
black
can't do
woman?
that
She
to the
can't.
little
Why you want to
bitches.
silence this black woman voice? Let her be heard, please. I'm
I thought
enjoying her submission. Thank you.
I can't hear her. I can't hear myself think with your loud ass mic neither, ODB.
This nigga ODB got a megaphone or some
For
shit.
real, the fuck?
No, it's the
that
iPhone. It's a
definitely
new
is. I think
iPhone. It's a new. Get one. It's a new iPhone.
I
So
just
you support dead children in the Congo?
I'm a
Oh
black American.
brother.
I focus
Right.
on black American
Kenya,
issues first.
Right.
That's
Damn!
none of my
Look what
business.
we
Right.
supporting
Black
by
Kenya,
American
you
issues
already
Biden.
first,
That
ma'am.
shit
Right.
crazy.
I can't
Right.
worry about the
Uh,
people in the Congo till we get our home
did you
straight first,
drag
baby.
Carisha?
I
You
can't
gonna let
worry
Nikki
about
get this
them.
shit off? Mm.
Kenya do it
And the
every goddamn
iPhone
time.
gonna help
Go
him do
ahead, Mick
that.
Gotti.
I know.
All right. Um,
Might be a double mute. We don't silence black men over here. Fists in the air, standing in solidarity with my guy McGotti.
All right. So all of this is stemming from the motorsport verse. Like this whole
Yes,
How long is
yes.
this
Hold on.
segment,
Yes, and they got
Rashad?
the
Rashad, how
verse
long
that
is
Cardi got
segment?
ate up on. You want to hear Nicki verse? Hold on, Rashad, play Nicki verse for you
No,
real quick.
do not.
Nah,
No,
I
we don't
listen
want
to
to hear
Nicki
that
verse.
bullshit,
Man,
You should
Sharif.
you
watch
better
her.
watch your
Man,
mouth.
Cardi was heated. What?
Bitches is
With a
fast.
couple
I just
bands to
10
need
that
minutes
I
to
just
mouth
needed
Cardi
a
to
said
mouth.
source.
QB Nick Bar. We
Yeah. You see
cleared
them
that door.
stats?
Yes.
Yes. And she changed the verse, by the way. So we don't know why Cardi got the crying. Cause it ain't like she was being a bitch and didn't change it. Like, she changed it.
I
Okay?
am the
Oh,
champ.
so what
Bitch,
do
you
you
my
feel
son.
about
Go and sit on the potty.
what do you feel about Charlamagne saying that we owe Lil Kim an apology for the things that
Faggot.
she said?
We don't
Nobody
care.
care about Nobody care about that
Wow,
cigarette, please. That
No one give a
Jesus.
bleaching
fuck about
cigarette.
that faggot.
Hold on, wait. Let
No.
Mick Gotti go.
Rashad,
Go ahead, Mick.
honestly, when somebody doesn't like you already, anything that you're involved in, they're not going to talk positive. Like, come on, the nigga
Yeah, so
controls
that's
that
why y'all
shit.
need to stop
Like,
listening to goddamn Tasha K about Cardi B. Yeah,
I don't listen
that's
to
why
who
y'all need to
women.
stop
listens to
doing
Tasha
that.
K?
Yeah, wake that shit up,
Who the fuck listens to Tasha K ass?
Kenya. Kenya.
Oh
Kenya use
yeah, I
Only
Tasha
be
K
don't.
as
talk
a
about.
goddamn primary
I'm just
source. We
saying
don't
what
want to hear
Cardi
that
B
shit.
said. I'm just saying what Cardi B said.
I don't
Cardi
listen
Cardi
to
B
B,
Tasha
drugged and
Cardi
K.
B,
raped
Men
black
belong to
Kenya,
men.
don't
men,
do me.
girl.
I am not a main
Amen.
character, ma'am. Do not put
Cardi
me into
B,
your
Cardi
main
B
character
drugged and raped
arguments.
black men. You support?
Hold
And he
on. Kenya,
support that.
go ahead, Mick Gotti. We got to let this black man get his
I'm
submission
sorry,
off.
Shay.
Y'all
Go
Yeah,
ladies
ahead.
trying to
You can
bum
I
rush
talk.
the stage. Go ahead, Mick Gotti.
I
My bad.
just okay. Wow, that was a lot. Yeah. So
Overstimulated you real quick. Our bad.
I think everyone's overstimulating me.
Go
It's a
get
Y'all
lot
his
would
going
not
on.
fidget
survive a
spinner.
girls' night,
Go
bro.
get
Y'all
his
would not
fidget
survive a girls'
spinner.
night out. Oh my god.
So much
All right.
goes on.
So
I don't want to
I
hear about a
think
bunch of girl crying over chip nails,
Can
though.
y'all let him go? Y'all got the
Over
tism
tip
today.
nails? Wow.
Go
I
ahead, Mick.
think I think both sides are very I think Charlemagne has a bias, right? And that's always noticeable because it was noticeable in in his interview with Kim about Nicki, right? So to hear him say this now to me falls on deaf ears, but it's nice to see he's finally taking some accountability for a lot of this stupid ass shit he used to say back in the day. Um, as far as this Cardi Nicki things go, I think I think two things can be true, and everyone on either side is trying to pose the other side as the victim. When in all honesty, to me personally, neither of them are victims. Cardi B is a woman who admitted to drugging niggas and getting them robbed and raped by transsexual people. I do not feel sorry for her in no way, shape, form, or fashion. I don't give a fuck that y'all like her. I don't give a fuck that her teeth was crooked on Love and Hip Hop and y'all remember. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. I can also say that even when I feel like I'm kind of on Nikki's side, she does do some things that make me go, my nigga, I can't side with you on this. Like, this is
That's
crazy,
fair.
bro.
That's fair. At
Like,
least you're
this is
being honest and
nuts.
fair and
And
giving both of them
objectively
like a
speaking, I
last
look
name.
at both of them like, yo, y'all are kind of insane. And y'all either need to fight or diss each other because all of this back and forth talking about each other's kids and who's slow and who's a whore and all this other stuff is a waste of fucking time. Either get in the
Yeah, that's
booth or
nasty.
slap box, my nigga.
Yeah, y'all
That's
both
all I
horse.
got to say.
Yeah,
Listen,
yeah,
a
that's
unbiased
nasty.
black man, fist in the air for the unbiased black man. Speaking of kids, I want to get to
No,
Aisha
Rashad,
Curry.
tell Audra, hey, when Beyonce's
Hold on. 1 second. We been on this one an hour. We gotta keep it pushing. I want to get to
no,
the
I
other
respect
aspect.
that, but when Jay-Z was like boycotting the fucking Grammys and shit, wasn't nobody like, oh, maybe he's just being a
He
bitch.
Jay
Maybe it's
Z
him.
Jay Z boycotted the Grammys because Will Smith, I think, got looked over. I think that was a part of it.
Don't nobody give a fuck
Maybe he
why
did
he
it.
was
Nigga, the
Well,
being
hold
Oscar.
on. We getting to the next topic. Listen, Aisha Curry. We talked about it a little bit last night. I don't necessarily want to stick to the ins and outs of Aisha Curry. We've seen her foolishness on Elon's Twitter multiple times. I did want to speak to a conversation about financial wealth versus emotional poverty. I think as people, we hear these narratives in relationship of a nigga gotta have X amount of dollars, 6 figures, he gotta do this, he gotta do this. And then when getting that nigga, it seems like the money don't matter. Now there is something else that you have to do as well. It's a lot of double talk.
What?
It's a lot of double speak. So I wanted to know how y'all felt about it because there was a tweet. Hold on, wait. Let me post this motherfucking tweet in the jumbo as well. Um, it says that males clearly think being married to a rich man is the end all be all, so they can't see how women don't think that. They truly don't understand why a woman would crave individuality in her own path. I looked at that a couple ways, cause one, your individuality and your own path is some you shit. Right? And so I don't even equate, like, why would you even bring up a nigga or his money when you want to find your own path in relationship? And if you do want to find your own path in relationship, once again, why the fuck does that have to involve me in any type of commentary? So that's where, I thought about the tweet. That's also what I thought about the sentiments of Aisha Curry and what she talked about, with the Call Me Daddy interview. If these are the things that you truly feel like you want to find yourself, you were used to be an actor and all this shit, you see your life, then you can just say that without bringing up your husband. And so, I wanted to just touch on those points. Is money not enough? Because Kenya sat up here 2 weeks ago and said that she would much rather a nigga get to the bag, and not be around. I remember. I got the files, Kenya. Now, last night you talking about a married woman being single and all that type of bullshit. Stop it! We don't want to hear that shit.
Why y'all
Go
be
ahead.
going at each other like that? Y'all love each
Kenya,
other.
Kenya,
Y'all do
baby,
this
we're
sister
back. Let's
fights.
jump this nigga. Let's jump him.
Go
We
ahead,
back.
Tanny first.
We back.
Go ahead, Tanny. No, Kenya, go ahead, Kenya, then Tanny. Cause I want to know how you felt. But with
Um,
this tweet and then how it plays into the Aisha Curry situation.
I saw the tweet and I knew that it was in reference to the Aisha situation. That's what made her tweet that. The outside of the Aisha situation, the tweet stands alone as factual. Just in the way that you guys respond to like wealthy men's wives and like whatever they have to say, like just when they speak, period. If it's not, I'm just so grateful and happy, to be picked and married and to be rich. If she says anything outside of that, there's so much pushback. So that kind of lets me know that it's just, well, if I was you, I would be happy. Like if you guys as men, if you were able to marry a rich man, that would be the end all be all for you. And you would, you would be content there. Um, in regards to the, in regards to the Aisha thing, again, I don't think the lady said anything wrong. Nothing in what she said felt like she was trying to imply that she was unhappy or that she didn't want to be in that situation anymore. I think she was talking about the progression of things and what she started out as, and just that life just didn't go that way, right? Like we planned, God laughs. Other things just happened. And that doesn't mean that I've lost the sense of self or that I don't remember, right? Those feelings or those wants or those passions from before. It's not that I still have them. That's kind of what I felt like she was trying to say. And so you do, like, as a wife and as a mother, and you're so like typecasted into that role, especially her being who she is. It's kind of like extra put on her in a sense. And I'm sure that's of her own doing because that was the branding that was going on. But it's like, you guys didn't have any pushback when that's all she was giving. You only have pushback when she gives you a different side of her. And it's just like, you go find some. Santana probably is looking for like a mate.
Oh
Y'all
my God.
can
See,
go
this is
and
what y'all do.
y'all
That's
can get that. That's all I'm saying. You can
so
get that.
pertain to
Dog,
the
stop
tweet.
throwing the gay
Why
on
it
niggas
had
when
to
they
go
don't
to
agree
Yeah,
with
we
you.
got
Like
why
we
it
that's
got to
had to go
stop.
to
stupid.
that right there
Hold on,
though?
wait.
Why y'all
We
getting
got to
Like,
get to the
defensive when
ladies, but
it's
I want
not
to ask a
even
question.
specifically
Hold on one
geared
second,
towards
sweetest, because I want to ask a
you?
question before
dog,
the
I
ladies
wasn't
go.
talking to you.
Bitch, you
Hold on. I want to ask the ladies a question before they go. We gonna go to
that's what the
Tanny
fuck
and
I'm trying to tell your
sweetest.
faggot ass. She wasn't talking.
Oh
See?
Lord Jesus, listen, sweetest, Mick Gotti, to your corners, please.
Hey, yo.
But I do want to ask. I don't think that it's fair because of the emphasis that is put on money from women to men when it comes to dating, and where all we hear is money, 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 money. What your money look like? What your pockets look like? Pay my bills. If you can't do this, $50 DM fees. So all we hear is fucking money. And so now when you date or marry a man and by her words, he's supportive, he's kind, he tries to understand her, and he is making this money as well. And now it's like, well, that ain't even good enough. It's like, what the fuck is good enough? So can y'all see it from a man's perspective of this is what is kind of like driven home to for us to be able to attain so that we can have a certain level of woman. And then when you get that, it's like, nah, nigga, psych your mind.
But good
I need
enough,
other things.
but good enough for,
Psych your mind is hilarious.
but how, what in what she said made you feel like she's saying that it's his fault per se, or that he needs to do something? Because it sounded like she just kept talking about herself. So how are you taking that if she's putting that on him? What do you think she's saying that he needs to do?
When she said that, I think she said things that maybe were her truth, right? But she did say some things that could be misconstrued as negative. When she said that he doesn't understand me, and when I try to explain to him, he kind of brushes it off. Why does it matter? Those type of things. I think that was something that could be looked at negatively. I think anybody getting on the motherfucking internet and you have 4 kids and say, I ain't never even want no goddamn kids. Like, I think that could possibly be problematic as well. And so I think that there were a few things in
Hear
just
that
that
in
Y'all
your
little
hood all
only
the
trailer,
feel
time.
that
and
way
where I was just
for
like,
We're
nah, I
not.
don't
women.
really
That's
Y'all
like that.
not
only
what she
feel that way
said.
for women. That is absolutely insane.
No,
Hey,
if a
didn't
nigga got up here and said, I ain't want no motherfucking kids, like,
Rashad.
oh, the
If
baby
a man
survived
got
an
on a
abortion. Like,
They
what
podcast
the
and
say
said
that
fuck?
I
all the
didn't
Pull
want
your
time.
dick out.
kids,
You have
They
weak
Say that
pull
all
out
the
say,
game.
y'all,
You're
what
time.
gonna
are
fuck
you
all them
talking
different shit.
about?
Hold on, wait,
First
but
of all,
let
majority of
Tanny go, then we
men,
got Sweetest. Go ahead, Tanny.
majority of,
So I'm gonna say what Kenya said, but in my own little way. I don't really think she said anything completely wrong. I mean, as a mother and as a soon to be wife, like it wasn't in my cards. I never thought about that. I did have my own dreams. I thought I was gonna be the fucking rich auntie. So, and I think there's a lot of women who feels that way, but then once that happened and life changes, you just like adopt all of those things, right? So it's like now I am a mom and I'm in full mommy mode and and it's okay to say you did not want kids growing up, right? I don't think that is a fucking problem. Um, and I think hearing it out loud just sends people into a fucking frenzy because how dare you not want fucking kids and still become a mom? Like, I mean, hello? It's just like you wanted to be a rapper, but you're not selling anything, but you're still going for it. Nobody's judging your ass. Like, please. And with the money thing, I think individualism is so fucking important before, but you do get lost in a lot of shit, right? When you're taking care of other people and other things and you're prioritizing your family because the man is normally hardworking and doing X, Y, and Z. So her coming back to that and her trying to find like, okay, what's next for me? And now it's me. Like, good for her. She's raised the fucking kids. She supports her husband as fucking well. Um, and yeah, sometimes money is not enough for everybody. Like you can get it, and then once you get it, and you can say you want all these things, you soon realize like, okay, but what else? Like, yeah, I can go to fucking Chanel and buy a bag, but that's it. What's the problem? Why y'all in an uproar?
I'm the one that stands up here all the time and say money ain't enough. I get told that money is the end all be all from women. Women won't even look at a nigga if he don't make a certain amount of money. So y'all think it's the end all be all, and then when you realize that, oh shit, it's not, then it turns into like a nigga problem where what
Okay,
he
so
ain't doing. And
so
it's like,
no
what the
no
fuck?
so Rashad. Okay, so Rashad, this is a perfect example, right, of what you just fucking said. So now she's realizing that it's not the end all be all, and we can't necessarily say like, oh, the money is the reason why she's even with the nigga because they was together before all of this, right? So it's like you got to separate the situations. It's not like she was like, oh, this nigga gotta send me $50 for me to fucking talk to him or none of that shit, right? It's a difference here.
Yeah, you're right. She was there from the beginning, but I think just like overall with the talking about the tweet, right? Because I do kind of want to separate what Aisha said and the tweet. I think when it comes to the tweet, this is a situation in where it's kind of like, money ain't everything. But then on the other hand, you see the same demographic of women say money is everything in dating. And so I think that that's where the confusion comes in sometime. Go ahead, Sweetest, and then we got, Audra, then we're gonna go to the fellas.
Okay, so I think for one, with the whole Aisha Curry thing, kind of like what Tanny said, I guess it's just like not palatable to people when folks in their own words describe what their innate sacrifice, became, and the decisions that they made. because it just triggers everybody else's abandonment issues and their feeling of unwantedness or whatever the case may be. They hear what they want to hear, and they don't, take the fact that she just sacrificed a lot, and that's all she fucking said. She didn't expect that she was going to do this, but she's doing it, and because she did it fully, other things got left behind. That's all she said. But that's that. I'm not even gonna go into that. Going back to the tweet, internet talking points. When people say that women are just always crying about money, 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 money. Everyone is crying about money, 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 money. Most people are crying about money, 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 money. Everything is a money, money, money thing, okay? Because life is very hard for the average individual. And when people say these things, I think women just want to be a girl still, right? So when dating, right, she does expect life to feel a bit easier. And I'm not going to get into the whole fact that like men are like underperforming or whatever the case may be. Women are choosing bums, and then they just go on the internet and they complain about the projections of what it is that they claim that they want out of a man. But at the end of the day, when it comes to the standard which women create, they're not expecting a lot of men to put out, because if that was the case, I think a lot of more men would be richer. Uh, I would believe. So I'm blaming women essentially because it's not true. Yes, on the internet, women will make it seem as if they need nigga to spend a check. They need nigga to do wah 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 wah. Ruth Chris, Eddie B's, Capital Grill, Fleming's. Yes, yes, yes. Women are settling for the Chili's. Women are settling for the nigga who's fucking her, not paying her bills. Women are settling for these things. That these are just internet talking points where people just have to go touch grass and go cut it to make some fucking money. Fuck. Because at the end of the day, that's just what it is. Women are not genuinely having this standard for men because they have their own self-esteem issues and lack of standards and whatever. That's another conversation. But when it comes to this fucking tweet, yes, I understand men when they feel like they have like this stress about money or whatever the case may be, but that's stress that you impose on yourself in a self-imposed prison, which is emotional poverty, I would say. Because at the end of the day, most women aren't expecting that out of y'all.
You just said that a man taking a woman to Chili's means that she's settling. But then you say that the stress is self-imposed. We gotta stop it. We gotta
No,
stop.
I'm giving you the dichotomy of what the internet is saying versus what is actually happening. She's not
But even
complaining about
how
that
you
to
framed it,
to a nigga's
sweetest, was
face.
a negative thing. You framed it as if a
Rashad,
woman
that's
dates a
my
blue collar nigga,
standard.
she's settling.
No, no. What I'm saying is she's contradicting herself. She is saying one thing, right? But at the end of the day, who gives a fuck about her facade if she's gonna take the Chili's date and shut the fuck up to the nigga in his fucking face? Fuck. That's what's happening. Because if these bitches weren't a Chili's ass bitch, they wouldn't take the Chili's date, is what I'm saying. So to say oh, all women care about money, and then when I go outside, all I hear is women fucking bums. Clearly, they're accepting less than what the fuck the internet is telling y'all. So get the fuck off of goddamn the internet, get your own self-esteem up, and find a bitch who's gonna give you that fucking goddamn chance. Cause they're giving them out.
They giving a lot more than chances out. I ain't gonna hold you. Go ahead,
Rashad, shut up.
go ahead, Ultra.
I'm not even going to touch that Isha Curry thing. We did that already. Nigga, you take everything she say out of context. Like, I can't believe you still said that shit. And I literally played the clip. Like, do you need to hear it? Nah, never mind, never mind. Anyway, back to the tweet. I agree with Sweetest in that, like, internet rhetoric is one thing. Like, people say shit and throw up viral tweets and they trying to get money from X and we argue about it every fucking week and every fucking month, the same shit. And like niggas lust over IG baddies, but then get mad when the baddies have like a standard and they don't meet the standard, and then they take it out on the regular bitch that work the 9 to 5 Monday through Friday. They mad because she not the IG bitch and she don't have the standards. But if she did
Give
have the
her a
standards, the
fucking
niggas couldn't
chef
have
hat.
her. Like, it's just a really sick cycle that I think everyone needs to break out of. Like, it, we're not happy because we live in a fucking fantasy where everybody's punching above their fucking weight. Like, let's get a fucking reality check a little bit, guys. Secondly, I think that men, men do look at rich men's wives and think that she should just be happy to be attached to him because you want to fucking be him. And so you don't, and not, I'm not gonna do the, I'm not gonna go the gay route, but like, you want to be him. And you expect that your wife would want to be with you just because you a rich nigga. And you don't think that you need to have a fucking personality or
Whooping
know
y'all
how to clean
ass.
dishes, fucking push a vacuum around the floor. Like, I need us to think a
Listen to
little bit,
her.
and like, she should just be happy to be at home with the kids and never want to leave the house unless she under your
Kitchen
arm.
based, a very
But
kitchen based
also she
woman.
Kitchen
can't,
based.
also she
Kitchen
can't gain
based.
weight and like she gotta lose the weight as soon as she had a baby. And if she
Nigga
don't, then she
yawn.
an ugly bitch and then you can cheat on her. Like, it's just really sick shit. So I'm gonna
Yeah,
just end it because I'm gonna keep going.
y'all are
It's
nasty.
the dipstick, yo.
No,
All of
Rashad, we
y'all,
didn't say nothing
y'all are
wrong.
It's
nasty.
Bro.
And
auto
listen,
We didn't say
gynephilia,
nothing
Audra. They
wrong,
want to be
Rashad.
him and fuck him. I'm telling you, that shit is sick
I'm
and
listen,
twisted,
telling
bro. That shit go
See what I'm
both
you.
saying? You
ways.
listen.
gotta throw the
They
game.
All
Throw
really
y'all
the
are
do,
football
nasty.
bro.
out there.
Man, if I was fucking Steph Curry, I'd shut the fuck up.
Right.
Listen, now that's why I let the ladies go first. We got to get the bullshit out the way first. Say the
But
best for last, fellas. Come on, man. Wake this shit up. They talking a lot of bullshit up here. ODB, we gotta set it off with ODB because I know he gonna do what's
Oh
right.
my
Then
god,
we
let's
got
keep
Point.
my
Chico,
volume
we got Mick
down.
Gotti.
Thank you,
Let's
thank you,
get to it. We
thank
got
you.
H Bush. Let's get to it.
So I don't
Let
have to.
Chico go
So
first.
I
You
don't
gotta
have to
wait
silence a
to
voice of a
ODB
woman. Can
first.
I
You gotta
please
let
have a
him finish
silence on
his
stage when I speak? I appreciate that. First off,
Can you go
I wasn't here for the
last?
Aisha Curry, and so I'm gonna just touch on that. That's why we have Savannah James, and then we have Aisha Curry. When you are part of a unit, y'all unit works together. Now I can tell you, we already see what the undisputed film, people that make film, you know what I mean? Not just buying bullshit restaurants or whatever, big money shit is doing. Big Boss Savannah, how she running her shit. So I'm gonna just say that we have Savannah Jameses who run their show and keep their show very classy. Then we have Aisha Curry. So yeah, pick what side you want to be
So
on.
why are you
Hold on, can I
comparing?
finish my?
No,
Oh
no.
my
Why are
God, I'm
you
attacked.
comparing?
Oh my God, I'm sorry.
Let
I'm
a
just
black
saying
man
I'm
speak.
just
No,
saying my
Y'all trying to
feelings.
jump
Oh
in
my
because
front of the
you're
God,
black
not
man?
my
putting them
feelings, my
against each
feelings.
other.
Okay, thank you. But yeah,
It is no reason to
Let
put
him
them against
speak.
each other.
I'm
Fuck
hurt.
that.
I'm sorry. But anyway, and then now to the second point.
Well, I don't know. Call a
Second to the
friend. I don't
second point.
care.
So this is the thing. Who who cares, bro? I think I gotta agree with Sweetest. These women don't. They have no level of consistently.
Nah, we don't want to hear no agreements with
Nah,
sweetest up this
ODB,
motherfucker,
cook
ODB.
with lard.
Nah, we don't want to hear that shit, ODB. I thought you was on the right
Cook
side
with
of history, my
lard.
dog.
No, I
God
am.
damn
Listen.
it. Go ahead, ODB. Last thing I want to hear is I agree with sweetest. I ain't gonna hold
you
you.
Okay,
hate my
Why
I'll
you
say it
need
sis. You
like
hate
that?
this.
my good
There
sis.
were
Like,
some
you just
valid
hate truth tellers.
points made on the stage though. But it's due to the fact that these women don't have no baseline of what they really agree with in real life or the internet. Don't let them go tell you to go touch grass because these same women on here that have these fake standards for real, they say they want a rich man. Guess what they do on Wednesdays? On Wednesdays, but if you catch them on Thursday, they might give you some coochie because they caught you with a haircut, bro. It just depends on what day of the week you really catch these hoes and what they really think. You know what I mean? Maybe if Rashad got a post that go viral, maybe he have the woman that interrupted me feel some type of way if he say loud women ain't never gonna get married. And maybe she catch me on a day where I'd say that same thing and she wanna, give me her number or whatever. It just depends. These women really don't think independently of their own, bro. We seen them have a whole conversation defending pedophiles, but they hate pedophiles. You see what I'm
Oh my
saying?
god,
They
DB,
hate
yes,
pedophiles. They
yes,
hate niggas that
We cooking.
yes.
objectify women.
He
Wait,
But
happy
then,
we
he
good
said
when
with
it's
that's a
their
lie.
favorite artist, they
Anyways,
can't help but to love women
Rashad,
that
I need
love
to mute Kenya,
pedophiles,
please.
bro. You see what I'm saying? So
you will
it's
not say that we
simple.
were supporting
Yeah,
pedophilia
y'all
up
Was
here.
not
That is
listen.
crazy.
that is a bad rhetoric,
At the
ODB.
end of the day, so we clearly think these women will set a standard. But guess what? If you that nigga for real, if you are a nigga of a certain type, you might not have to. You probably don't pay the $50 DM fee when you DM this hoe. She just liked what you said because you got a cool ass pickup line that you use on every bitch. And I know mine's solid. I'll give y'all that nigga, but it costs about $5 a piece. So I'm gonna land there with that.
Go ahead, Chico.
And y'all better not give that man that shit.
I don't know
You
if you're
trying to
gonna like
stop
my
a black
answer,
man hustle? I
Rashad.
don't like it.
I don't know if you like
He
my
trying
answer,
to stop
Rashad,
that
but
black woman hustle.
I definitely don't think she said anything wrong. I'm
Boo!
saying that as a married person, I've been married for what, 11 years actually, 11 years. It'd be 11 years this year. Um, when you get married, right, and you're essentially taking two individuals and making them one, you don't really stop being individuals, really. It's more so you find out how to be an individual pair, if that makes sense, right? With Aisha Curry, I think right now what's happening is she's waking up to the fact that all these years have passed and she doesn't know who she is outside of being Aisha Curry, outside of being a basketball player's wife, because that's all we ever talk about her for. We don't talk about her for nothing else. She's having her spool of wire moment, right? And what I mean by that was there's a video on TikTok, and I think it was on Twitter for a while, where there was a guy sitting in his garage. He had a spool of wire, and he was sitting there contemplating life because he had that spool of wire for well over a good 10, 15 years. And his wife is like, why are you upset over a spool of wire? And he looks at her like, bitch, are you dumb? Like, you don't even understand all this spool of wire represents all the sacrifices I've made to be a father, a husband, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. All the dreams that I've let go in order to maintain this particular unit. Right. And I think as people, we don't really give our spouses the freedom that they deserve sometimes to be individuals. But I also firmly believe in protecting your spouse's pride and their image as well. It's certain things that I could say on here about marriage, but I won't because of how that would make my wife look. Even though it's not directed at her, it's about
Mhm.
protecting her image as my wife. And I think that is something that that's the issue that is mostly being had with what she's saying. It's not that what she's saying is wrong, because she's not wrong. If all you have been is a mother and a wife for all these fucking years and you have no identity outside of that, at some point in time, you're going to wake up and say, what the fuck did I do with my life? Where did my life go? Where did I stop being who I was and I became the co-star to another motherfucker's life? Nobody wants to be the ultimate co-star. At some point in time, you want to feel great about yourself. Now, I do agree with you. That is something that she has to find in herself, because Aisha Curry has all the resources to do all the things that she wants to go out and do. That's why I let my play in that.
See, I said that same thing. They called me all type of fuck niggas last night, Chico. All
Rashad,
kind of
shut
shit.
up. That's
Ungodly
not
shit.
what the fuck you said.
Unreal. Go ahead, H. Bush, and then we got Going Ham.
What's up, Rashad? How you
What's
doing
the
today?
word? How you feeling today?
Good. It's chilling. How you doing today, Kendra? I was about to say Kendra. How
Kendra.
you doing today? What's up,
Hey,
sweetie?
I'm doing good.
Kenya acting crazy as usual, man.
Kenya, what you want to eat today? You hungry?
No, I'm actually not hungry. I just had some pot stickers.
No, we don't want to
That's
hear none
what's
of
up.
that shit. What you
That's what's up. No, that's
what you
what's up.
feel about
No,
the
because
topic, H. Bush?
it goes to the question when I was like in that picture with Drake. Aisha was ready to risk it all. You could tell in her eyes she was ready to
Ultimate
risk
freakazoid.
this to risk it all for what? Why you got to display your body to get attention?
Oh my
And
god,
then you
this is
using your
crazy.
words to sit here. No, because she was like that.
He
She was
had
like,
on a
oh,
long
everybody
sleeve
else is
shirt and
happy.
some shorts.
Man, them boots was too high. All right, she was ready. She was ready. All right, that's all I'm saying.
I don't like this.
And then you go to this, and then and like I ain't trying to talk shit about Steph, so it's gonna make me sound your soft ass gonna go after Killer Mike. Are you fucking serious? Everybody else is saying something, and you're gonna go after Killer Mike. Do you not see Anthony Edwards said fuck that kid, and he over here talking about Kevin Durant with no kids, and you over here saying fuck, like so many different shit is going on with Aisha, and Stephen Curry chooses to go after Killer Mike, and Killer Mike is a solid dude, and he's not liking what's going on because I don't like what's going on. Aisha, go talk to your man and tell him what you want to do so he can put his money towards making you happy because he
You
want to
already
make
did
you
that, H.
happy.
Bush. She bought her a whole restaurant. The bitch said she want to be a chef.
She don't know what she want to
Unsufferable.
eat, bro. She don't know what she want to eat. Like
Steph need
that
to be
shit
a
is
grown
weird.
ass man. Tell her to shut the hell up, bro.
Y'all,
Shut up.
do
Killer
y'all
Mike
hear
make
it or is
Hold
it
on, wait, wait,
just
wait, wait,
me?
wait, wait,
These
wait.
niggas,
1 second, H. Bush. That is a good point. The nigga bought her a
Steph
restaurant
need
because she
the,
said she wanted to be a
Steph
chef.
need the,
and she don't know what she want to eat, bro. Today she want to be a chef. Tomorrow she want
Hey,
to be
we
an
got
actor.
Savannah. Listen, H. Bush, what you feel about this? I said we got Savannah James who runs her show. She probably feels all these different ways, but she has conversations and her needs get met. And then you have Aisha Curry's. And depending on I'm not saying anybody in here. I think a lot of y'all, hopefully y'all listen to be the best that y'all can be. But we hear a lot of women rhetoric. It's just a slight pick of the Savannah Jameses versus the versus the women that feel obligated. Like me as a dad, I feel obligated. It's not. I didn't. It's not no thing like, oh, I got forced into this or anything. It's just my obligation for real. You know what I mean? You make what you
Yeah,
your obligation, but she
but
feels like it's
OG.
holding her back.
But some women don't like it be that simple. They don't know what to eat. So when they choose something to eat, if it's nasty, they're gonna spit it out and complain. If it's good, they're gonna enjoy it till it becomes nasty and they want something else, bro. That shit just be that simple. So Savannah chose what
That
she
was a
wanted
good
to
one.
eat, and she's sitting there eating it. You know, she right now saying, "Hey,
She's suffering in
I want
silence.
some spice. I want
No, she got a
something else to
podcast, and
bring
all
to
the
my
black
life."
girls in Ohio buy her makeup
Yeah,
and shit like
Hold on,
this.
wait.
yeah.
Let
Rashad,
him
please
finish.
let me
Hold on,
go
wait, wait.
next, please.
It's just like what you want to do with yourself because look at Steph's mom and dad. That was a fucked up situation. Kenya, she went back to her forever boyfriend. Remember that? Her forever boyfriend to make her happy, and then they just swap wives. Wow. Steph's dad probably was happy, bro. You don't know that nigga suffering in silence, and I'll leave it right there.
Okay, let me just go real quick. Let me
Hold on,
please,
you gonna
please,
jump in
please.
front of a black man? No, we got
Yes,
going
come
ham.
on, please, Rashad, please.
You trying to skip the
Calm
black man?
down, Rashad,
Going
calm
ham ain't even
down
talk
now.
yet. What's
Uh,
the word, going ham? I gotta stand in solidarity. I gotta stand in the gap for the men.
Shout out to the
And
people.
in the
Shout out to
gap
the
for the
host,
men.
co-host.
Y'all are the gap. Hi, what's up? Go ahead. My bad. That one for you, buddy.
No, you good. I'm just gonna speak on a few points here. I don't think Aisha was wrong, truthfully. Uh, but you know how it is today. You just can't put
Boo.
all your relationship shit out there. She need to keep that to her man. Speak to her therapist. He got the money to do whatever she want to do. He done got a restaurant, as people said. He done did shit for it. She got the resources to be able to, branch out and do whatever she wants to do, make herself feel like herself. I mean, that's just what it is. People aren't gonna want to hear it because they got money. That's just what it is. But as well, past that, I heard somebody was saying that if women had more standards, men would be richer. There'll be more rich men if women had better standards. That's just asinine. That don't even make sense.
The dumbest thing I ever heard today,
There's
Kenya.
never been a
How?
bunch of men. There's never been a
Thank
bunch of
you.
rich men ever. And most men would love to be rich. That's just not how survival of the fittest is real. So that just made no sense to me. I'm sorry. And then they say being rich isn't enough. You need all of this other stuff. If that is true, quit just going for niggas that's rich. Quit breaking your rules for niggas that are rich and making rules for niggas who are not rich. You can't keep saying rich isn't enough and then going for the rich niggas and expect niggas not to see that. We have eyes. We see what's going on. We ain't stupid. Well, not all,
Cause
but
I
Nobody
anyway.
specifically
going
asked
for
Kenya,
the rich
I,
We
niggas.
have
None
eyes
of
Women
them.
do
too.
go
so
for
I
rich.
said,
Ain't
This,
Rashad.
there
what
no
I mean
nigga
by,
in this space
hold on.
right
They
now
don't
that
have
I
What I
think
mean
eyes.
by
Why
going
has
y'all
for,
attacking these
fucked
black
a
Come
bitch
men?
that
on.
has fucked a
It's
nigga
okay,
Rashad,
that
brother.
has
you
made more than
It's
a
you
hundred
okay. They
thousand
got their
wild.
dollars.
hold on,
claws
one
out,
mic,
So
bro.
one mic, one
so
mic.
It's all
stop
right, bro.
it,
You
cause I
ain't
don't
say
even like
nothing
the
wrong.
narrative being
They
played like
got their
y'all
I'm
just
claws
not,
like
out,
y'all
bro.
just
It's
dealing
okay.
with
You
all
ain't
can I
these
say
finish?
money
nothing wrong.
hungry
Be
go
Hey,
okay.
getting
Hold on,
assholes.
one
They
you
Like
mic,
got
ain't
their
one
y'all
say
just
mic.
claws
deal
Let
with
this
out.
black,
them.
Can I
let this
finish?
black brother finish. I specifically remember though, I asked Kenya, would you rather cry in a Civic or a Rolls Royce? And what you say, Kenya?
Yes, I said a Rolls Royce. I mean, if
Okay,
I
Okay.
that's
must
That's
all.
cry,
all, that,
That's
Rashad,
all.
that's
you
all
said I
I'm
had
not
to
saying,
pick. If
and what I'm
I'm
saying,
gonna cry anyway,
I'm not saying that women don't mess with dudes who make 40, 50,000. I'm not saying they don't, but they fawn over the rich men. They break their rules for the rich men and they make rules for broke men. That's the problem.
like
Right?
like how y'all do with Pretty Women, right?
Exactly. And it's a double
Right.
standard.
All
It's
right.
real. I ain't
So
saying it's
yeah.
wrong. I'm
Shout
just
out to
saying
the
it's real. I'm saying
BBLs.
don't lie about
Right.
it.
Shout out to the
I'm not,
BBLs.
I'm just
You
saying don't
know.
lie about it.
Nobody lied about
You feel
it.
me?
I
I said
don't
don't
like
lie
no
about
shit
it.
no
Y'all go
BBL.
for
I
rich
like
niggas.
matching
Y'all love
titties and
rich
ass.
niggas. It is what it is. Ain't no harm in that.
Men
Y'all want
love rich niggas. Everyone loves a rich
Why you
exactly.
make
nigga.
Everybody
everything
loves
gay
rich
though,
Everyone
Kenya?
loves
That's why I
niggas.
had to
It
leave
ain't
your
everyone
about
ass alone.
being
love a
You
gay.
rich.
Did
gaying
I
up the
say that,
space,
Kenya?
dog.
It's
Money,
about
money, money,
having
money,
You over
money,
there
money,
resources.
money,
gaying
money,
up the
money,
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 space
money,
with
money,
the
money,
money,
money.
money,
gay
money,
ass.
money,
It's
money, money,
about
money, money.
Everything
resources.
about money, 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 money,
It's
money, money,
about people who have
money, money.
resources. People like to be around other people who have resources. Period.
Yes.
That's what it's
Your
about.
biggest fan is your
As,
big
as just
bro.
biology. It ain't even about that. And you try to make it something else, but whatever. I'll move on. And then to say
Go.
That's
and
what
then to
we
say
do.
women are settling is funny because you can't, the whole my value thing is all messed up these days. You don't determine your value. The market does. So when you say, I think I deserve this, I know my value. No, you don't. If niggas only want to take you to Chili's, as old girl said, you's a chili bitch. That's what you are. If that's all the niggas want to take you to, that's what you are. If these niggas, if the rich niggas only want to fuck you and leave you on the side of the road, you are just a bust down to them. You are like, what you getting is what you got. So to say you're selling it because you get taken to Chili's, but you want to go to
Talk
Sam's
to him.
Steakhouse,
Hey, you touching, oh, you
you're
hitting
not
chords
selling
right
it.
now.
Look how
That
horny
nigga
they get
ham
to hear
start
women
cooking
talk down
bacon.
on
Hold on.
And that
I'm a
second point,
I'm not,
hurt
sis.
him,
I'm not,
nigga. Keep going, keep
He's
going.
a
I'm not
sis.
talking about, and I'm not talking about nobody specifically. I'm just saying, if you think you can say you want what you want,
Literally me.
but you're going to be able to get, you only be able to buy what you can get. That's what I'm trying to say. So you can want whatever you want, but if you can't get a man that you actually want to be with to do the things that you say you want, do you actually deserve that? And I'll leave it there.
Wake it up. You just
Deserve
a
is
chilly bitch.
crazy.
Wake it
So
up,
Talk to
so
going
him,
I'm
ham.
wait,
not niggas
nigga.
to the
wait,
Talk to
wait,
bacon.
him.
wait.
That
Let's
nigga
talk.
talk
Man,
to
I don't
him.
want to hear what the fuck I gotta
So
say. We really start
Fuck
talking
going
about what
ham.
y'all
Let's
deserve.
get
so
to
the
it. Going
Can we
ham
market,
real
really
quick.
start talking
real
about what
quick.
y'all
Fuck going
deserve?
on, man?
Oh my god.
Hold on, I might gotta
That's
follow
Oh,
how
this
the
nigga. Hold on.
market. So
drop
that's
now.
so that is what we're putting the pedestal on. The market is the pedestal of what you fucking deserve. That is
Yes.
Yes,
beyond
You
me.
agree?
yes,
So
No,
that's
what you
why we
can
said
actually
you want
get is
no,
Chili's,
what
so
you
you want
deserve.
no.
Chili's.
That's
So,
how
but
every
now
That's
the
nigga
not
niggas
the
What
is.
you
fucking with
actually
you,
can
market.
and
We
you
get.
the
gotta
one
worry about
left
the
on the side
market.
of the
Oh,
street. You
okay.
don't like niggas don't like that nigga cooking with high grease, man. If
What
you a
you
Chili's
actually can get is what
sweetest,
you deserve.
yeah. If you a Chili's
What
bitch,
is
you a
wrong with
Chili's
that?
bitch, and if you a bust down, you a bust down. Why we?
Like, what?
If you the bitch
I don't
that a
No,
nigga
understand
gonna
that.
buy a crib for, you that bitch that a nigga gonna
I
buy
can't
a
call
crib for.
myself
no.
a
Put up.
millionaire and I'm making
Wait.
$60,000 a
Hold on.
year.
Can I please wait? Please hold on. Right? Because going back to what Going Ham said, because I feel like Going Ham really, honestly, just like at the end of his spiel, he just confronted everything that I said. So let's just like
Nah, he agreed with you.
let
Y'all made the same point.
no. I get no. He agreed to some points,
No, you just
right?
didn't
But
like
I
the difference in the last point for
no.
Hold on,
some
wait. Let her
reason.
land, ODB.
That's why
All
I
right,
said
my
Then we
he
bad,
got
agreed
bro.
to
Arthur.
My bad.
some points, right? There has to be a conversation about, I mean, claiming what the market is. The market now is peak colorism, BBLs, and this, that, and the third. Yada yada yada. That's the market. As in, I don't like to say that that's what is the fairness about what is what.
I like
If
titties. Shout out to
And
me.
they said the
so
market
okay,
determined the worth, right? So
No,
so
no.
when
okay,
See,
right,
hold on, wait,
so
wait,
when the
one second.
dark
Cause
skinned
Sweetest,
slim
you
girls
told niggas to
say
get off the internet.
niggas don't want me, they
correct,
Touch
said you're lying
exactly.
asshole.
Touch
Which one
grass.
is
What are
it?
y'all
correct.
talking
I thought it
about?
was
Correct.
the
No.
market.
But that
Thought it was the
contradicted.
Boogie, I
market.
love
I didn't
dark
say.
skinned
Hold
women.
on.
Like
I didn't say
I
nothing
pay.
about
You
the
know,
market.
yeah, I love
I
dark
didn't say
skinned
nothing
women.
about the market. I didn't confront the market. I
No, but
said
the rhetoric that you just said as far as what the dating pool is, and you said BBLs and
because
colorism.
I'm
No, it's
talking
not.
about the market.
Let's
Yes,
let's
I'm
just be
talking.
real, sweetest. Can I just say this real quick? The market
Okay.
the market for a wife is no OnlyFans and be a 8 and above and a good head on your
Who's
shoulders.
talking to
If you've
me?
never had a no, if you've never had an
Who's
OnlyFans, you are
talking to
8 and
me?
above and you got a good head on your shoulders. You are qualified to be a wife in today's market,
Oh
bro. That's
my
just
god.
what it is,
I'm
Shout out
bro.
to
sorry.
Let me
ODB,
tell y'all
man.
what it go.
I'm
Let
Spitting
me tell you
facts.
what they going for,
Y'all
bro.
be acting like I don't got
Let me
y'all tea,
let me
bro.
tell you
You
what.
know what? Let me
Now,
just go ahead.
if
Shut
you
up.
pick something below that, you picking something below market value, brother. Because there's plenty 8 and above with good head and their shoulders never participated in prostitution out here. So, that's I'm just letting niggas know what the
Shout out to
market's
them.
going
That
for.
can't be true. The way you niggas get on here
Right. Shout out
complaining,
to the
that just
No,
prostitutes.
can't be
Look,
yeah,
ladies,
true.
Shout
look,
out
natural
to
look,
the
let me
body,
see how
natural
we switch it
natural
up for
bodies.
body, no
argument.
Shout
BBLs.
out
You
to the
know
Ladies.
what I mean?
There's
bodies
so many
there.
of those
Right.
women.
I
So
like the
That's
prostitutes
like
too, nigga. For
hello.
sure. Shout out
no,
to
no,
y'all
no, no,
Look
no.
hoes.
how we
And,
switch
and
it
Live your
up.
no,
life.
Audra,
Oh, y'all are
guys,
funny.
it gets very confusing because when you go outside, right, and you talk
Niggas
to a
just
lot of other
chat. They
people
just chatting.
of upper echelon, and you asking where he found that bimbo at, them motherfuckers be seeking arrangement.
Speaking
No,
arrangements.
Kenya,
Yeah,
you tell these
but
niggas.
there's nothing wrong with niggas
I
picking
don't
under
want to make it a
market
racist.
value
I
though.
don't want to make it a racist. No,
Well,
you're
yeah.
telling
If you
me
pick
what.
something under market value, that nigga just not a
No.
good
You
business.
can't.
And like
No.
y'all
You
say,
Hold on, wait,
some
can't
men
ODB.
tell
not
Let her
good
go.
me.
Let
businessmen.
her
My
go,
bad.
ODB.
I'm
You
sorry.
can't tell me because that's crazy. I didn't even ask you because you basically just told me what your standard was when you told me what the fuck the so-called quote unquote market was. If we're being honest, if we're talking about like society, like as what society is turning into, a lot of these escorts are getting wifed. So I don't even understand like what you're saying versus what I'm
Niggas are
Like
saying.
chatting
NFL
and they
players,
don't
that's
live in the
1%.
real
That's the
So what
1%.
world.
We
you're
talking
telling
about
me?
regular niggas,
What?
man.
No.
I
What
the
you
No,
and
regular
I'm
guys,
telling
bro.
you,
Not
and
the fake guys.
regular guys make $150,000 a year. Like
Okay, I mean, if you
that's
think
not a
so, if
that's
that's
not
what
a
you think the
rich
regular
that's
guys are
not
out
a
here making,
rich
for
The
sure.
average
man per
income is
se.
like 50K in America.
You
Yeah,
see what I'm
Kenya, you
saying?
gotta
I
stop.
was like, what? What
which
are
is
they
where
talking
I
about?
don't
Okay.
like the whole market
All right.
conversation, because then at that
All
point,
right.
that's cool, right? That's cool. I just don't like it because then it gets too superficial for
I
me
just
personally.
in the
Because
and what the it's just
All I,
such
all I
bullshit.
really,
You wanna
all that really
you
means.
guys conveniently wanna down this and shame that in prostitution this and prostitution that. No, talk about the fact that your dad probably wasn't even finna keep buying you Pampers if your mom didn't keep putting the fuck out. If that hoe stopped spreading them legs, you wouldn't have got shit on your birthday. Do you
Yeah, that's
understand,
not
hoe?
true with my
You wouldn't have
family.
got shit on your
My
birthday.
parents
Yo,
were
y'all
married,
so
so
it
I
just
Yeah,
can't
it
really
I
just
say
gets
can't. I'm
so
anything
sorry.
weird
from
and
I
this.
can't
convenient
relate to that.
with
I
what
don't.
we
I'm
I don't
sorry.
decide
know.
to
Somebody's
want to
It
call
sounds
triggered.
very
prostitution.
traumatic.
I mean, it's
right,
so
Sounds
funny because
extremely
really,
She's
traumatic.
I
triggered.
thought the female condition damn near was
She's
prostitution in
equating
and of
marriage to
itself.
prostitution,
Because who
guys.
it
She's
said that
is,
we had
triggered.
to
but it
She
trade
is
thinks
though.
marriage
sex?
is prostitution.
Okay, because I couldn't even, like, I can't even.
Is marriage
Niggas is
prostitution,
dumping
Kenya?
Hold
me.
on,
I
wait,
tell
And
wait,
I
wait.
me,
couldn't
Hold
Sweetest,
even
on,
fit.
hold on.
hold on, wait. Sweetest, land your point. Then we got Audra. Kenya, that was a nasty one. Go ahead, Sweetest.
Sorry, sorry. So if we could just not, right? Because, like, Going Ham said that he didn't understand me saying, if women had higher standards, that people would, cause basically him saying that didn't make any sense means that most people think for themselves, and that other people's opinions don't motivate them to do better, which is not true, right? If the standards were higher for women, if women stopped fucking for mediocrity, right? Chili's would fucking go out of business, and McDonald's would go out of business. A lot of things would go because it would be that is not a good place to go out to eat. If she said, I'm not letting you fuck unless we're in a fucking relationship and you're helping me with my life becoming easier, niggas would be like, oh, these bitches not playing around. Either I'm gonna go gay or I'm gonna go take it from a bitch. No, so at the end of the day, saying that you don't understand me saying that women hold what the standard of men are doing and you saying that doesn't make any sense is not true, because men do a lot of things for coochie. Men do a lot
I
of
said
things.
being rich,
No,
being
you're
rich,
taking, hold on, you're taking a
having
high,
a stand. Hold
wait,
on, hold on.
Okay,
wait,
so
Having a
Ham,
standard
and
for
that's the
Going
one
fucking
Ham,
and
thing
being
y'all
you're
rich
taking
is
can't
a
two
do.
different things.
hyperbolic
Like,
statement. You're taking a hyperbolic
You
statement
you
and
said being rich.
misunderstanding the principle of what it is that I
That's not
said.
hyperbolic. We were talking
It
about
is
rich men. If
hyperbolic.
we're
It is
talking about
no.
rich men, you
Okay,
can't
no, no,
say
no,
me
no.
saying rich
We
men
were
is
talking
hyperbolic.
about no. We
That
were
makes no
talking
sense
about
either.
rich men, but I was talking about standards, because then I talked about Chili's versus fucking Fleming. So you understand the humility behind making something better for what your standard is. The fucking goddamn conversation is about what your standards are. So
I
yes,
was speaking to rich men.
I'm
I
Why
was
is your
talking.
speaking to
We're
where
standards the only
you
thing that's
we're
said
based around
talking
money, though?
about.
you specifically said if women
You're
had higher
cherry
standards, there'd
picking,
be
boo.
more rich
You're cherry
men.
picking. So we can just let that
Exactly. That's why I
go.
said I
Just
was
let that go.
specifically talking about. That means I'm cherry picking. I'm saying
No,
I'm
because
specifically
but
talking
you're still
about
saying it
this
doesn't make any
thing.
sense.
Yes,
Yes,
that
it would still make
specific
sense to
statement
that
doesn't make
principle.
sense.
It
I,
would. It
I
would
do agree with what you're
Rashad
saying
100%.
started this off.
overall.
No, because Rashad, this is all your fault. Mind you, Rashad, to censor this back because we're in the weeds. Rashad, you started this off because you said that you felt like it was double speak and there was two different things happening between women saying that they just wanted the man to have the money versus boom, you see examples of the woman getting the man with the money and then she still has complaints or she's not satisfied. So which one is it? And really all me and Sweetest were saying was that the narrative that the women are saying, oh, we just want the man with the money, want the man with the money. It's not true. That doesn't actually happen in real life because all the men without the money are still dating and still having sex. So let's just start there. That's the wrong narrative to start with because women, yes, baby, because women do not feel that in real life. They don't feel that way.
I
They're
think you're just
dating
trying
men
to
of
say
all
that
tax
a lot of y'all
brackets.
are insufferable sometimes, from time to
I
time.
think that's just a character trait. I wouldn't really associate that with the fucking gender. Thinking
I would say that
I would.
whether that woman can execute that shit or not, as far as find the nigga with the money, right? That still
In
doesn't take away
most
from the fact that that's what she believes. Now, that is
Yes.
her settling, but she still want that nigga and she still wants to go out and
I
get
mean,
that
Rashad,
nigga. And nine
I
times out of
want
10, if he
to
come
like,
around, he's gonna.
yes, and I want to meet God and get all my questions of life answered. So what? We all want shit. It's a lot of
Jesus
things niggas
fucking
want
wept,
too.
Oh
Like,
right?
right.
brother.
Like, what are you talking about,
Jesus
Rashad? Niggas
wept.
and niggas stop wanting things when they go and cuff up. No, anytime. And really, it's so sick because you guys get to use the fact that you did pick the chick or that because it is on you, you guys get to use the fact that you granted her that access or that elevation in her womanhood to wife or to mother. You guys then get to use that and throw that back in a woman's face to say that, oh, you now can never complain, or you can now never self-actualize, or you just now kind of have to die inside and just be this reflection of me because I picked you, and you really should just be grateful to be here. And that sentiment is not a good one, regardless of how much money the man has, rich or not. I wouldn't want my
But
man
real
to feel
spill,
that
keep
way.
me in
Hold on,
up.
wait, ODB. We got
Okay.
Audra because she had her
Okay,
hand
mom.
up. Then we gonna get back to the hands. Go ahead, Audra.
Woof, this has went all over the fucking place. Originally, I knew someone was gonna bring up Savannah James, so I just wanted to be very clear that on her podcast she had the exact same conversation that fucking Aisha had. So these women in these
She didn't say it like
relationships
that.
feel, yes, the fuck she did.
Why you gotta
She
cuss? That's nigga.
said,
See, I could tell you lying.
uh, "Excuse me, sir, please,
Let her go.
please,
Let her go,
ODB,
ODB.
shut
please,
up.
for the love of God, please." She said the exact same thing. She got married early. She lost herself in her marriage. She needed to find herself again. It's the same shit. Anyway, y'all talk about women not knowing what they want. They be confused. You niggas are the exact same way. You want the bitch that don't got no bodies, but also she fuck like a porn star. But if she fuck three guys, she a hoe. But you want her to be a hoe and have the skills of a hoe without actually being a hoe. So
Who said that?
I think that's just human nature.
That's what I was
Sometimes
saying.
you gotta
I'm
receive
sorry. I'm
like
sorry. Am I
when
still talking?
stage
I'm
who the
sorry.
message
What's
is coming
happening?
from, bro.
Hold on. Let her go.
Rashad,
Go
Rashad.
ahead.
Hello.
I apologize, miss. I'm sorry.
Okay, thank you. So back, you know what? I just feel like nobody knows what the fuck they want, and then we get in these conversations, and even in relationships, and we try to make a person fit a mold that they don't fucking fit, or when they express any type of grievance, then they're ungrateful.
we
And let me
we
just
gotta
land
take
there. I'm gonna
we
land
gotta
there.
take from what the married man Chico said, right? And I said this last night, and y'all called me everything but a child of God. And where you have to understand the impact of what you do and what you say and how it affect your partner. So I don't think any logical person would say that Aisha is not allowed to feel how she feels. But you know that this is going to have a negative impact perception wise from literally, the world, right? And people are going to come like the likes of a Killer Mike who said this shit, I think before the Call Me Daddy clip came out, right? Because back then she said, she wanted attention from niggas and shit like that. Like, so when men put all of these comments together and say, one, why you talking so goddamn much? And then two, don't you know that this is going to have a negative impact on how people perceive you in your marriage? So kind of chill out. That's not the worst thing in the world. Nobody's telling her, don't feel that way. Don't be human, cause I think we all go through these times. One of y'all brought up, what's the midlife crisis yesterday. That is very true. That happens. But within the midlife crisis, a nigga just go buy a Corvette. He don't get on one of the biggest podcasts in the world and talk about how his relationship with his wife probably contributed to a place in where he's not happy. Like, that's the whole thing. Like, y'all don't understand that aspect.
But that's not what she said, Rashad. You talk about it contribute to a place where she's not happy. She never said she's not happy. This is what
I
I'm
think that
saying.
we
Well, no,
can, I
hold
think
on.
that
This is what I'm saying when you add shit and you're hearing what the fuck you want to hear. She ain't say shit about not being happy. That is niggas adding on shit because you think she shouldn't speak at all. You trying to like box in her fucking words and add words that she didn't fucking say.
yeah, some of these hoes gotta shut up. I'm not gonna lie. But
See, that's the shit.
There
Be
we go,
honest.
Rashad. Yeah.
Be
Shut the
honest.
fuck up, bro. Damn. You making our shit look bad, bro. You make us look bad when you get on the fucking internet talking about, oh, I look like this. Savannah James, it's a reason that her clips didn't go viral like that. And she's way more famous or notable than LeBron James is. She's LeBron James's wife. If she put it in a way that's more elegant and digestible. Aisha Curry keep getting on stage and saying this
You don't even know what
undigestible
she said
shit.
to say
I
that.
think to the point where I think Steph Curry must have a humiliation kink, bro, or something, cause you keep letting this bitch embarrass you on the internet, nigga. The fuck going on, nigga?
would
Hold on, wait.
never
Let's
do
get
that.
to
I
some
know
more
that's
married
right.
He
men.
loves it there. He loves it
No,
there.
it's
Let's get
okay.
to some more married
We
men. We
know
got
he
let
would
me
Gramps.
never
let
do
me
that to
respond
Steph.
real quick. Let me respond real quick before I get out of here, Rashad. Because there's some points to what Audra said that I agree with and some stuff that I don't agree with. And I think with when it comes to this thing with comparing Aisha and Savannah, and yeah, they have talked about this exact thing, but I think with Aisha, the image is much worse because we've never seen Savannah James on a talk show and a shirtless muscle nigga come out and she's playfully taking her ring off. We've never seen that. And that's kind of what I meant earlier about protecting your spouse's pride and protecting your spouse so that the world can't turn around and then say, well, what the fuck is going on here? And I think that's what Rashad is alluding to. No, she did not specifically say that she was unhappy, but in her words, coupled with the actions that she does, it gives this air that you kind of want to have this experience that you didn't get to have. And unfortunately, when life passes us by, we don't get to have those experiences again. All we can do is say, you know what, I sacrificed to get here. And we can talk about it. Of course, we can have those healthy conversations because some of these conversations about marriage do need to happen because people have this unrealistic image of what marriage actually is. It's not this easy thing that you hop into and both people are always happy with each other. No, sometimes you're going to wake up and you're not going to like the person that you with. But as long as you still love them, you can kind of navigate those moments where you don't particularly like them or you see some of the things that they've done and you have this part of resentment and you need to have a healthy conversation about it. But that's the difference between Aisha and Savannah. We're seeing Aisha be vocal multiple times. We're seeing her being this playful flirt multiple times. And it gets to a point, it's like, okay, shorty, we get it. You feel this way, but now it's time for you to kind of figure out how to navigate this. Do you want to still be in this marriage? Because if not, then you need to make a decision. But if you do, then you kind of got to get to this point where you say, you know what? If the whole world is watching this and saying, damn, I'm embarrassing my husband. Let me sit back and kind of reflect and see, damn nigga, am I embarrassing you? And Rich Auntie brought it up in the space last night. And she was saying that her and Steph have had this conversation on a podcast. And she was like, well, Steph didn't have an issue with it. And a lot of us as fellas, we was like, he couldn't have an issue with it. Can you imagine Steph Curry getting on fucking podcasts and saying, yeah, I got a fucking issue with what the fuck she's doing? That nigga would get crucified. So all he can do is sit back and be like, yeah, whatever. That's all he can do. So I don't want us to have that comparison between two things that are apple and oranges. That's all I'm saying.
But
Go
why
ahead.
can't you imagine that he really doesn't have a problem with it? Like, poof. Maybe
Because
he genuinely doesn't care because behind closed doors, they have these conversations. Why is that so fucking,
It,
like,
but
I don't
Audra,
hold on,
understand.
but
hold on,
Audra,
Rashad, because she
if
asked
they
me,
have those
Rashad,
conversations, why you
she
keep bringing
asked
it up to the
me,
internet?
Rashad, she asked me. I know you the
I
host,
did.
but she
Thank
asked
you.
me.
Go
Thank you.
ahead.
Thank you, Chico. Thank you.
I actually like some of Audra's points. I dead ass do, like, cause honestly, it's a lot of y'all that be in spaces be talking don't have no fucking common sense. So I actually like what she's saying. So that's why I want to have that conversation back and forth with her. She asked me. The reason that I can't fathom a man like Steph Curry saying, you know what, I'm okay with you going out on TV and doing X, Y, and Z the way that you do it is because Steph Curry has already shown that he's a man of what I would consider to be Christian integrity, right? If we go through his earlier career, he stood on a lot of principles and he contributed those principles to his Christian upbringing. Now, I'm not a Christian by any means, but when I see how they do certain stuff, I can only attribute their characteristics based on how they move. I don't see him being at home and saying, I'm completely okay with my wife going on these talk shows and saying the things that she's saying and then being a playful flirt with this nigga and that nigga and everything else. I don't see him being okay with that. I also see him probably sitting there saying, well, it's nothing that I can really say publicly to defend myself. And I think that's why the Killer Mike situation was so weird because why him? You've heard this for years. Why Killer Mike of all people? And so that's why I don't believe that he's sitting there and he's okay with it.
Go ahead, Gramps, and then we got Cortland. What's the
Yeah, I'm,
word,
I'm.
Gramps? How you feeling today?
How you doing, bro? It's a good conversation. I just want to speak. I don't really venerate celebrities and artists and things like that, but I want to speak from the perspective of a husband. Um, The issue that I have with not her sentiments but the words and the actions that she's choosing to do is because one thing I've learned on this app is that women believe in the power of the tongue. They believe in like manifesting and putting things out into the universe, and they believe in karma, like what your actions do and what it brings back to you. So when I sit and think about that as a woman, she's doing this. It makes me wonder, well, what is she kind of manifesting when she does this? What is she putting out into the universe when she does this? Is this is this something that is going? She's trying to benefit her marriage with, or is this something else? I don't know her intimately. I can't get the answer to that. But for me, it, her talking like this on the recent clip I saw, she didn't say anything too crazy. But like Chico said, when you add it to the context that's been given over the years, where this isn't the first time and there's now a story being told, the art of storytelling show that she's not in a place that she doesn't seem like she's happy with the place that she's in, right? So then now to monetize her words, it almost seems like she's selling the morale of her relationship for money, which to me is insane. I feel like if this conversation, and I know they've had it, like they've said that they had it, but the actions don't need to follow in this way. And when you're representing your marriage, you're a unit. That's the oath that you took, right? You're a unit, and then when you move as a unit. And you said Steph Curry is a Christian. The big thing that men require is respect, almost more so than love. That is our form of like love currency. How much you respect us, right? So when you do these things that seem to like chisel away over time at a man's respect, it's like you're intentionally devaluing him in a way that like you said, he's not going to respond. His hand would be forced if he's going to respond a certain way because these are very intimate, emotional conversations. He would seem like he's stifling her if he responds in a public platform. He can't respond, to be honest. So as a husband, I just feel like uh, it's in poor taste the the words that are being used. Like she could hire writers, she could get some index cards or something to maybe package it a little better because everyone's story deserves to be told. Well, everybody can feel like telling their story. But the way she presents the story, it tells it in a way that shows that she's not happy where she was. Like maybe even she might regret what she's done. And I'm talking about, this is the same reason why we go over old tweets when people start to come into the limelight. We look at them in the past, like, what were you saying in 2015? What were you saying in 2017? Because we want context on the person as a whole. So if we know what she said in the past, we can't look at what she's saying in the present in a vacuum because of the story she's been telling along the way. And that's why I disagree with how she went about it.
Perfect. Listen, we got married niggas up here giving the game. Go ahead, Cortland. We got another one. Y'all up here talking that shit. Ain't nobody married. Fits in the air, man. Go ahead, Cortland.
That's
Break it
crazy.
up on these niggas, man.
Nah, I think comparison is a really bad thing when we start having these conversations. Like y'all talk about, I heard somebody bring up Savannah James and what she said, but if you go to what her husband said, right, he was also very vocal about the struggles that she went through. He was also very vocal about how he helped her through that, right, and how he was a big progenitor of the reason why she came up with her makeup line and she did all the things that she did and he started pushing her to be more upfront, right? Like I'm LeBron James, but this is Savannah James, this is not just LeBron James's wife, right? So he's also been vocal about that. Steph Curry hasn't really spoken on their marriage. The narrative really has all come from Aisha, and it's a one-sided thing. So in that aspect, when you have one side, and I'm speaking as a husband myself, right? If my wife was to go on a podcast, and she's done a couple, right? She's had one. If my wife was to go on a podcast and start speaking as if like I don't know who I am, and I wish that I got like my husband does this and he's in the public eye and he does these things and he's a speaker and all these things, but I don't have an identity. And then then to say he also doesn't understand me, right? Like he pushes and he says like, oh, well, why do you care about what other people think? It makes me as a husband, as her husband, as the person she comes home to, the public eye, court of public opinion, are now going to lambast me and say like, well, why does she feel that way? Why does this woman feel that way? Why does she feel like she doesn't have a voice outside of being just your wife? Why are you limiting her to just being your wife? These are things that I may not be doing, but it's the narrative that's going to be run with because my wife is putting this out in the air for people to look at. So it's not so much that she can't say these things, that she can't have these sentiments. The problem is when you put this out for the court of public opinion to say, or to now have we're already on under the magnifying glass as public figures, right? Like I'm Steph Curry, I'm one of the greatest players ever played. I'm a public figure. I do all these things. People see me and they have a very, clear view into my life. They know how much I make on a yearly basis. They know all these things, right? Like the one thing that I have mostly is the privacy of my marriage and the privacy of my personal life. But my wife is going out on podcasts and on TV shows and telling people these things that make me look bad, right? And I'm also because I'm a very private person, I don't feel the need to speak on it. But if we're having these conversations, like y'all said, to me, this is a telltale sign of they don't really have the conversations y'all think they're having. And I'm going off of speculation purely here. As somebody who's been married now for 5 years, going on 6, me and my wife, we don't let the world know what we got going on behind this door. We don't. Like, point blank, period. You don't get to know. When we have a conversation, we had the conversation. We don't. When we go outside, we are a unified front. Whatever problems we got going on, that's our problems. We're going to take care of it behind closed doors. You don't get to know that information. So to me, this sounds like they don't have the conversations that y'all think they having. She also said in that clip, Steph be like, why do you care? Let it go. Why is it such a big deal? She said that. So that tells me that Steph be like, I'm putting you up. I'm doing all the things that a husband's supposed to do. I gave you all the avenues to do what you said you wanted to do when you said it the first time. We probably had the conversation, and yet and still you're going on podcast and you still pushing this narrative. Is making me look bad. So him going at, and I disagree with Chico a little bit, because the reason he went at Killer Mike is because he's probably feeling like I did all of these things and y'all and if all people, Killer Mike, you married, the struggles of a husband. Why the fuck would you say what you said?
Yeah, I
Like,
think that was more of him responding to Killer Mike. It was like, God damn it, come on, dog. You
yeah, like
too.
I'm already over here getting
Like, you
killed,
know what the fuck
real,
going on around here, man.
right?
You
Like,
too, bro.
yeah,
Like,
like
what
you
the
can't
fuck
say
going
that. So
on?
like, I feel him going at Killer Mike. Like all of these other people, he ain't got nothing to do with them. Like he ain't got nothing to do with what Aunt Edwards got going on. He ain't got nothing to do with them, right? Like he would definitely have something to do. Like he definitely would have a problem with somebody who is married and champions being black and married, and then going on Instagram under a post and like saying what he said. I definitely see why he went at Killer Mike of all people, because you of
Yeah,
all
and
people have the
Killer
biggest
Mike did,
platform.
Killer Mike did apologize for that shit. So I thought that was honorable. Go ahead, Gramps, and then we get into the next one.
Yeah, and I don't want to downplay the complexities of being a wife or the complexities of motherhood. I've been married going on 18 years. I know it's not a walk in the park, right? But at the same time, like especially from the parental standpoint, like the internet is forever. These kids will stumble across the entire story, not just this clip. Because, like I said, in a vacuum, it didn't seem too crazy. But they're going to stumble across the saga, and they might catch strays. They might, I mean, because you kind of get that sentiment that dang, like I might not have been wanted. You know what I mean? And yes, we're all adults. We know that most children may come by accident or whatever have you. But there's certain realities we protect our children from, or at least we wait till they have hit a certain age till we expose certain things. Now it's just out there in the wild. They could just be going to their normal fourth grader day, and then some kids say, "Ha ha, your mama didn't want you." Like it could just be weaponized. It could be used. It could be misconstrued. It could be chopped and screwed in a number of ways. Like the world is already really hard on marriage. It's hard to stay married. You know what I mean? So I'm just saying, like, do all you can if there's not any harm in it to protect what's inside the marriage walls, because like that's really all you got for real. Until things like therapy and stuff need to be involved. Like y'all are the nucleus of your success story, and then you start bringing in the outside world. It can drive wedges in a number of different ways.
Yeah, Gramps, these young hoes don't want to hear that. They want to run and talk about niggas all kind of ways on social media to their friends, to their homegirls. Man, it's unbelievable. I ain't gonna lie. I
I
think
have the same smoke for chatty men too, so I don't want to hear that either.
man, we not talking about this. This not a men's segment.
I'll be
No,
back.
but
I'll be
listen,
back.
it's 2:03. I appreciate y'all here. Repost the space, repost the space, repost the space. Follow the host, follow the co-host, follow the folks up here that said some good shit to you. Kitchen your Abby is crazy, nigga. The Patreon is in the jumbo free tier. $5 tier, $10 tier, cause the Nature of Things podcast is out. Episode 2 came out on Friday. Very, very quality conversation. Me and Kenya get into it. Yeah, I definitely enjoyed that episode, man. It was a lot of topics that we hit on. And so y'all go ahead, the things adjacent tier, go ahead, subscribe. Shout out and salute to all the subscribers, the new subscribers, the people who have upgraded their subscription. Definitely appreciate it, man. We building community over there on Patreon. Definitely building community, and I appreciate y'all. I wanted to get to this next one, about dating and just conversation in general. There was a tweet on the timeline. This woman, Noeline, she made a long tweet, but basically she said that her friend doesn't believe in talking stages no more. If a nigga likes her, she tells him to plan the date. They don't talk before the date. They just show up, and if the date is a vibe, then they start dating. I thought that was kind of asinine in a lot of different ways. Just not knowing somebody, asinine in security aspects, because there is this narrative of the bear versus the man, and so putting yourself in that situation and where you don't know a nigga, it was just a lot of things. But once again, folks just be talking, and there was a lot of agreements in the comments. She said that she agreed with her friend and will also start dating like this. But I wanted to know how y'all felt about it. I thought it was very weird, especially the narratives that go on with dating and things of that nature. But we got Kenya first, and then we're gonna go to Duchess. You ain't talked yet, let me know, and then Cortland and Chico.
Um, uh, eh, different strokes, different folks. I think these are, I don't know, like, I feel like when you get into the really strict, rigid rules like that, I don't know. I just feel like you're overdoing it. It probably wouldn't work for me because I don't even know if I would like feel incentivized to go and link with somebody that I like don't even have any semblance of an idea if we're gonna have chemistry or not. That kind of seems like nah. But I mean, I don't know. If her
Yeah, it's
friend will
like if
pay,
we
it's like I
match on
can't.
Tinder, does that mean that we going on a date? Like, what is? I didn't even understand like what this
Yeah, like how would
means.
that actually work, right? Because how are you meeting these people and how does that work?
Because it's like
Said
I would
if a man likes her, she tells him to set up a date so they can meet. Okay, so if a guy like express any interest, she just says set up the date. They don't talk at all until the date.
if you're an attractive woman, I would assume that there are a lot of people expressing interest. And so
A
like,
lot of dates, man.
yeah, like the vetting process. I think we water down relationship and union so much to like this transactional selfish thing, and where we have to be fulfilled instead of exploring like the positives in love, in the butterflies, in what can grow, and really understanding somebody. Because a lot of times we have these conversations up here. I forgot, somebody came up there and was like, yeah, I'm gonna know XYZ before you even go on a date. I would think that would be like the route when you're intentional in dating, because I don't want to waste my motherfucking time, energy, effort, and finances, and then we sit up here and I don't fuck with you, right? So asking those questions where you can kind of get a feel of somebody, and then being able to play off that when you sit down with them to enhance the time that y'all are spending. Just, oh, you look good on Twitter, all right, nigga, book a date, and then just show up. It's like, that shit is weird. Like, I don't understand that. Go ahead, Cortland, Chico, and then Duchess. Well, Duchess first because she ain't talk, and then Cortland and Chico.
Hey
What's the
everyone.
word, Duchess?
Hey. I feel like whoever tweeted that is coming from a sense of hurt. The people in them comments are also coming from a sense of hurt and a lack of maturity because first of all, what man you gonna meet and then just book a date like that and not talk? Secondly, why would you go on a date with somebody you don't know if you like their vibe, like nothing, like at all? Unfortunately, things are not looking the best in quote unquote the dating pool, but going about it like that is setting yourself up. That's how I see it. But these conversations on things of that nature have been interesting, so I would love to hear y'all input.
And safety wise, I would like the women to talk about the safety aspect as well.
Hello, like you could be end up in his trunk. Like what the fuck? Like literally,
Yeah.
what the fuck is that?
Go ahead, Cortland, Chico. Then we got my guy, Hotep. Well, Hotep didn't talk. So Hotep first, and then we got 25th coming up here, and then we got Cortland, Chico, Audra.
My nigga, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. What's the word?
What's the word, Rashad? Listen, I'm in and out. Pause. Rashad, I don't know if you know this,
Why'd you pause that?
because that's how I talk, my nigga. But listen, so when it comes down to these gender war topics, you know what I found out, my nigga?
What's the
Yo,
word?
this is a psyop from
Asaya.
South. Nah, son. I always knew it was a psyop, but son, it's a psyop from South Africa. I don't know if you know this, son, but whenever we be seeing these ridiculous ass like interpersonal standards between men and women that these motherfuckers be setting, like stupid shit, like yeah, because basically this was her way of. First of all, she's lying. Her friend didn't say this. That's completely fucking made up. This is an idea that she was workshopping, and putting on the
Hello,
timeline. You feel
She was
me?
rehearsing the tweet.
That's a fact.
This is
So
a
she,
soft launch.
yes. So check this out, my nigga. The idea is what she had an end goal of. I don't want to talk. I just want to be fed. Just take me out on dates. I don't want to have to show you my personality. I don't want to have to earn the date. Nah, if you like me, that's earning enough. Take me out, pay for all of the date, and then that's it. I don't have to. I don't owe you anything. I don't owe you a conversation. Blah blah blah. She thought this shit sounded fire, like top tier, high value women. This the type of shit that they on. But logistically, it makes no fucking sense. That's why Kenya could, and she's misandrist number one. She couldn't even find a way to back her up. This was absolute fucking nonsense.
oh,
So
Ah, damn.
listen here. Nah, you go,
Kenya, don't let him do that to you.
nah, Kenya cool. But what I'm saying is, son, before you ever bring a topic to your fucking platform, look at the flags in the bio before you do it, brother. If that shit,
I peeped. I peeped. It's all Africa.
yo,
It's
South
all
Africa,
Africa.
South Africa and Nigeria is fucking
Serious,
up.
gotta stay away from that. It's just a psyop.
Yo,
Kenya,
it's
you was caping
terrible.
last week.
It's
Stop
a
it.
South African psyop. You hear me?
Kenya
And I
was
wasn't
caping
caping
for it.
for none of them. I really can't stand them. If you search I have tweets stemming back years. Bomb Nigeria. Like I want them bombed.
Oh Lord Jesus.
Jesus Christ.
Where no, I'm sick of it.
Hello?
Sick of it.
Go.
Remove the
Jesus.
women and the children, air vac the women and the children out of there, and
Oh no,
just
see,
drop
What do you
some.
mean the
for
women are
niggas
the
gotta
issue?
stay.
We could
Keep
Kill
save
them
all the
on
them.
a
women.
recorded
We have
space.
a chance to save them. They're just girls, bro.
Yeah.
No, this
She's a
this this
grown
girl is the
woman.
one that put this fuck ass tweet up. 25. What's the word?
Hey, what's up, Rashad? Good morning, y'all. Listen, Rashad, bro, this tweet is the most retarded tweet I've ever read in my life. Um, you can see the like, y'all don't see the big ass contradiction. She literally starts off saying she don't do talking stages. She goes out on a date and then she does the talking stage. That don't make no fucking sense, like at all. Now, I will say this
Read
though.
the bottom.
You can give a charitable interpretation of this. And I think what she's trying to say, or what she's trying to do, is she's trying to skip that weird stage that modern culture puts women in where they're kind of expected to be with the guy without being in a relationship. Like it sounds like she's trying to skip that phase where we're just talking and she doesn't know what we are. Now, I'm okay with that, actually. I think if that's what she's trying to do, I think that's how it should be. Like we shouldn't be
The girlies just want arranged marriages again, man. They're
maybe
Now we
they're
can wake
they're
that
they're
up. We can
they're
wake that up. We
yearning
maybe not
can.
for the
arranged,
arranged marriages
but
again. I'm telling you,
yeah,
they're
like
yearning.
they want to skip the bullshit. Like, let's be real. Like that stage where we're just kind of like talking, maybe even things get intimate, but there's no relationship, there's no commitment, there's no love. Like wanting to skip that, I don't see no problem with that.
Yeah, I think that's bullshit. I think I don't know why we look at relationships as like a one-sided burden. Like, you think a nigga want to ask you your fucking favorite color? You think he care? You think the nigga want to hear you just talking all this bullshit after work about what happened? You think niggas actually care about that shit?
Right,
They
he just want to
don't.
go straight to something else.
So it's
Right.
like,
So
but
okay.
but
So
the
we both want to get straight
but
to it,
the
right?
steps are necessary if you're intentional about knowing your person and finding your person and then cultivating love and then eventually marriage. You can't skip steps when you talking about something as significant as marriage. And you can ask the married niggas up here. It's
But
no steps to skip.
you
You
think
have to
the
go through the
talking
process.
stage, you think the talking stage is a prerequisite to marriage?
I think that
Yes.
what
I mean, I do.
Yes.
Yes. How the
yes.
Hello.
fuck,
Yes.
nigga?
And there's no skip. Like, people want like the best possible outcome. Like, niggas want to be millionaires, but don't want to do the day to day grind that niggas do to be, in order to be the millionaire, right? You just want to show up rich. No, you can't skip no steps in success in any avenue. And so this narrative of, yes, there's some things that we can streamline straight to love and relationship and forever after and marriage. No, you can't. Like, what is we talk about? You can't. Go ahead, Cortland, then Chico, then Audra.
Yeah. Sentiments like this are stupid. Like you said, you can't skip steps. You like people, and I think people don't realize, like, y'all, most of y'all relationships, whether y'all knew it or not, y'all went through a talking stage. Like, whether it was targeted or not, like that person that you just grew fond of because y'all was in school, y'all was in classes all the fucking time, y'all saw each other in the hallway, then y'all moved to hugs, and then y'all started texting each other on the daily, and then you was like, I think I really really like you, let's be like girlfriend boyfriend. That was a talking stage. All that shit before that was a talking stage. All that shit before that was you figuring out this person, knowing their personality, some things about them. That's all that was. And then when you got to being an adult, like, you actually targeted maybe and started talking to somebody. You were non-exclusive, but y'all had like y'all little thing, right? Like y'all little, every night y'all text each other from 6 to 9. Y'all falling asleep on the phone and shit, cupcaking. That's a talking stage. That shit is required almost. That's why a lot of this shit, like, we go on this app all the fucking time and we hear about y'all failed relationships because y'all
Well,
didn't
hold
know who
on.
the person was. Hold on. Y'all didn't know who the person was, and then y'all wondering why y'all didn't know who the person was. Because y'all skipped stages. You skipped sparks. You skipped to the meat and potatoes, and you didn't get the appetizer first. Right? So you really didn't know what you really had and who you was talking to. Like, you can't skip these stages. And then y'all like, that's the reason why a lot of this shit be fucked up and failing.
Your talking stage is a little different from mine. Okay.
Yeah, I
Yeah, can
also
y'all
want to
can
point
y'all
out.
outline what these steps are? Because Rashad and Cortland,
Please,
y'all
please.
both suggested that there were specific steps that need to happen between, being strangers, making it all the way to marriage and love and happiness. What exactly are those steps that are required to?
I think that you have to be able to get to know somebody, right? And doing what's necessary in that. This screams to me, this tweet, I don't really care about getting to know you. Just show up and let's just wing it.
Yeah, just
And
assume
so
just assume the person that made that tweet is retarded, and you need to give them the steps fresh. Like they know absolutely nothing. What steps would
Are
you
we
give
dead
them?
ass teaching
Well,
regular
first of
just
all, they should need to be
communication
on
right now?
Twitter. Be
Yeah, we
Yeah,
just
like
gotta,
I don't
we just,
hold up. I don't get it. I don't know why we have to teach human interaction, and this is the problem. Like
Yeah, what are we
this is
doing right
regular
now?
Well,
human
like y'all said,
interaction.
like people get into these relationships and they don't know what the fuck they doing or what's the fuck's going on. They clearly don't know, but y'all got the answers.
I think the steps as
What
far
the
as
fuck
just
are you talking
having
about, my nigga? When
continued
you see,
communication.
hold on, Rashad. When you see a woman in the street that you find, attractive, what the fuck? What is the first thing that you do?
Well, I know what I'm gonna do, right?
No, no, no,
I'm
no,
gonna
no.
ask her
We're
out on
not
a
gonna.
date, and then
no
All right,
stage.
then.
if the date's
No, then
gonna
you
go,
gonna
if the date
introduce
goes
yourself.
well,
You gonna introduce.
You're going to
Hold
go
on.
talk to her, nigga.
You gonna
right?
introduce yourself, right? Okay, my name is 20. Hi, my name is 25th. Yours?
Yeah, I definitely
And
introduce
then
myself
you
as 25th in real life.
right, and then you
We
possibly get,
say
and then you
Gary.
possibly get her
I'd be
information,
like, hey,
right?
it's
Which is
my,
like a phone,
it's
which is most times a phone number, right? Because fuck this Instagram bullshit that y'all young folks be doing. Like,
Yeah, I don't
I've
like
had
understand that
success
core
for
at all.
Instagram
so.
just because you can
So no,
FaceTime
fuck
over
that.
the
That's dumb.
Instagram.
That's not a way to reach you. I don't want to see your fucking pictures.
That's not
Like,
of God at all. I know what you
Okay,
look
so
right,
like
y'all
He
like
already.
said
sound
that's not
most
of
of the
old.
God.
time. Most of the time it should most of the time it's a phone number. And then we spark conversation. We meet up maybe not, it don't have to be a date. Maybe it's like, hey, look, I'm gonna be over here, like, you know what I'm saying, maybe we can link up, you know what I'm saying, and y'all talk
That's a
because you
date.
wanna know something about it's not a date most times. Like
How
most
do you
times
know where to
and
take
let and
her?
let y'all tell it, hold on, and let the women on this app tell it, meeting up at a Starbucks ain't a fucking date. So
Well, we don't.
is it coochie
Again,
Willies at one
the
mic?
women, they're lost, right? And we got to show them a way. Yeah, you get what I'm saying?
What?
Like, just because they don't think Starbucks is a date doesn't mean it's not a date. We know what it
This is
is.
another thing. This is another thing, real talk. Because this is one of the things I want all of the people, men and women. Whenever you see like a bombastic tweet like this from a woman or a man for that matter, I want you guys to don't just look at that tweet in a vacuum. Go to their page. Look at the things that they say and look at the things that they retweet. Because if you go to this young lady's page, 6 hours ago, she says, "Do you guys feel it when you're suddenly in a bad mood? I feel it almost instantly and think to myself, oh, here we go again." See, this is a mentally unstable bitch. And y'all niggas is
Wake
over
it
here.
up.
Y'all
Wake it
over here
up.
having full blown discourse over a crazy woman's
Ah,
Well,
thoughts. This is what
remember,
y'all
I
having
prefaced
same
mine by
hey, but listen,
conversations.
that's the
But hold
theme.
on, but
Double
hold on.
mindedness,
I
like
is the
prefaced
the
theme
mine by
today.
saying the tweet was retarded,
back to the
Rashad, can I
skipping the
go?
and I
steps.
just tried to ask y'all a
To get back to
question,
the
but y'all
skipping
haven't answered my
Hold on,
question.
two fifth. Hold on, because we got
to get
Cortland,
back to the skipping.
Cortland Land, then we got
Yeah,
Chico and Audra.
Yeah.
but to get back to the skipping the steps, like a lot of times we hear people go like slide into a DM, hey, let me take you out, like let me go do this for you. You don't know nothing about the person outside of what they look like and possibly their name, right? Like that's it. That's all you know. Then y'all get on these dates and be like, this person was a slime ball. This she ain't had no coof. Like, oh, she was this, she was that, because you didn't know who you was going, like, so you wasted time. It was a waste of time and money. So maybe if you would have talked to them first, maybe if you would have had the conversation first, maybe if you had the talking stage, what's there for? Like, you wouldn't have had this problem.
Go ahead, Chico.
I mean, at this point, I mean, everybody already covered all the bases. 25th said it the absolute best. The tweet's retarded. We need to have another topic immediately because there's nothing to talk
I'm
about with this
trying.
dumbass
I'm
tweet.
trying to make it like relevant and
No,
put
we
some.
gotta
You hear
listen.
me, Chico? Like I'm trying to put some substance
I
in it.
think that Audra agrees though. Audra agrees. Go ahead, Audra. What's the word?
All right, I'm gonna shoot her a little bit of bail,
See,
just a
told
little.
you.
Shut the hell
Oh
up.
my God.
Hold
Told
on,
you.
hold on, hold
Girl.
on,
Look, there's a charitable
hold
view.
on. Thank you. There is a charitable, like, okay, you shouldn't just be hopping in niggas' cars going on dates and you ain't talk to them. Like, that's, come the fuck on. That's stupid. Now, she got a fucking point, and I'm sorry, I need all long-term relationship slash married niggas to mute up. The streets are
Yeah,
nasty out
I've
here,
always
okay?
had it. What's that?
These single
Yeah,
streets
I hear
are
you.
nasty. These niggas be texting you good morning for 2 months in a row. Ain't no sign of a date in sight. And then they think that means y'all go together. Like, there needs to be some type of a time limit on what the fuck a talking stage is and what that means. So I think, if we look at it a little charitable, I'm gonna shoot her some bail. She got a bit of a point. the talking stage shit gets really out of hand.
Yeah, I think y'all just listen. Y'all be falling for anything.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. That sounds like a skill issue.
Yeah, y'all be
Can't
falling for
lie.
anything. Then you want to
Sounds
blame
like
Well, why
us.
don't y'all give
yeah.
them the
This is
skills?
not
Tell
how, no,
them
this
what
is
the
not how
required
God
steps
Yeah,
are
oh, I'm
and
sorry.
how to
Please, Hotep,
progress
let me get
from
my
one
notebook
step
out.
to
Let
the
me get my
next.
notebook out. Hotep, please
they
let me
don't know,
know
Swing
how to
Fish.
I
find the
mean, yeah.
black man of my dreams. Let me get my notebook out. Please mute up for
Well,
me, sir.
first of
Hotep,
all,
let
you
me
never
know.
let no nigga, never let no nigga good morning you to death for 2 months. That's, come on now. We got to dub that and be intentional. I'm big on intention. So when a motherfucker not talking that intentional shit in business and friendship and whatever, I'm not with it. So when you talking to a nigga and he hitting you with like soft reasons why y'all haven't linked yet and all of that, that's too unintentional for me. That's not attractive to me. If a woman was talking that type of shit to me where she was super unsure about our connection and shit like that, that's not gonna endear me to her at all. So yeah, you need to come in the motherfucking field with intention and lock in with a motherfucker that's also intentional. That's just really gonna be the crux of it. That's gonna be at the nucleus. All of that fair weather friend shit, all of that, oh, I'm feeling it today, not feeling it tomorrow, maybe not. All of that play it by ear shit. I ain't with that. That's goofy shit to me. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Okay, but that's my point then. Like, there needs
Yeah.
to be like a time
Yeah, but I'm
necessary.
saying to you, like there would be no, I'm saying for you in that scenario, there shouldn't have been 60 days of just vapid good
Okay, that
morning
was an
text. And
Yeah.
exaggeration. I didn't
I'm
mean
just
that
saying
long,
in that,
but
no, yeah, well, 2 weeks. Like you gotta, I'm not sitting here saying be a hard ass or whatever, but definitely don't let motherfuckers play with you. Like don't let them play in your face. Like that's crazy.
So what if
Yeah,
what if the man's intention is to lock in right away? What if he just like, let's skip all the bullshit. I like you, you like me.
Run from that fuck nigga too.
Run,
then
honey.
there should be a date on the table at
Cause what
least.
the fuck is
That's what I'm
that?
saying. Like,
All
bro, like
right.
the date would still
So how
happen
long
and
should a
all of that
talking
shit. But
stage last?
you don't want to ask me. I'm Hotep.
I don't, for
I
You don't want
everybody,
to
After a
ask me. I'm
week,
Hotep.
I don't want to get
if
into
a,
the,
if it's a couple of
Niggas is
weeks,
getting
like most
married
of the
in
time,
month
like
3.
Like if a
Nigga, fuck
nigga, you
around.
said good morning for two
me and my
months is
wife
too
been talking
long,
for
but
like
what if it,
me and my wife, it was like a couple of weeks. Like we
hmm
talked, like we knew, like we got to know each other for a couple of weeks, and then we went on our first date. Like because it's like, okay, I don't want to just go out on a date with this person after just talking to you for an
What's a
hour
couple
or
of
5
weeks?
minutes.
so so you waited 2 to 3 weeks before you took her on the first date?
Yeah, but that's between us. That was a human interaction.
Would you?
That's fine.
hold on, wait. I don't want to get into the weeds of timetables and shit like that. I think a relationship is dependent on, how people flow. But I think, like what Kenya said in the beginning, these hard rules and these stops and goes and quote unquote standards and shit like that, it gets weird when you start doing that. And then, especially in this aspect, because I do have, two girls in this household that, raising to be women. I would never advise this, right? Because this situation, in my opinion, leads to the next topic that we talking about as far as, well, they kind of had a relationship, but the possibility, right? This, Celeste Rivas case, right? We haven't talked about the David situation, the singer David, because I didn't even know who Cuz was. I just went and listened to a few songs and I was like, oh, okay. I thought it was like
I
a,
ain't gonna lie to you, Rashad. You gonna kick my back in, but a certain British,
Pause.
a certain what nigga,
now you want
nigga
to say
you
pause, nigga?
2 Fifth. You don't
Nah,
have
that,
you don't have the voice to say pause to me,
Hold
nigga.
on, wait. I
Let's
just want to, I
relax.
want to bring this in. So, we didn't talk about it because I didn't even know fam, right? And I listened to a few songs and I was just like, oh shit, all right, cool. I heard one of them. I think it was like Here You Go or Here We Are, something with here in it. And so, but I kept wondering why the fuck this nigga not in jail? Like, why is he not locked up,
because they have no
arraigned,
evidence that he
charged?
did anything.
And that was weird because so what? A dead girl was found in your car, and it was y'all were seen on camera. She's also underage. There's a lot of circumstantial evidence. Y'all both got the same tattoo on your finger and all type of shit. Like, there's a lot of circumstantial evidence in where they've held niggas in the county for less, right?
Okay, what are you arresting him for?
I
What's the
don't know,
charge?
but we gonna figure it out. We gonna put
Oh,
you on ice. And so,
He'll just walk
The
up and
hold
nigga,
on,
slap
hold
nigga,
handcuffs
on,
on
one
them
second, one
nigga
for
second.
no
said
reason.
arrest first, ask questions
Hold on.
later.
What the
But
fuck?
what I'm saying is they've held niggas for less.
Rashad, you know that's a
Hold on
black
one
man,
second.
right?
Let me 1 second. They've held niggas for less, and they've also haven't, in my opinion, he's cooperating all type of shit, right? And so it was just kind of weird because of the circumstantial evidence. But this tweet that I put in the jumbo of a former forensic scientist, she thought through a angle in there that was probably worth something, right? And where she said that they are checking to see if the girl died of an overdose. Young girl, underage. These kids are doing drugs these days. But I thought that that was interesting for her to say that. But even, with that, the young lady was still dismembered, rest in peace. So I was just kind of confused about this whole shit. It seems like a debacle in a lot of different ways, from the justice system to the police. The police is acting like amateurs, in my opinion. And so I just wanted to know how y'all felt about it, because it is a story that's continually been on the timeline and we haven't talked about it. But with all of that information, does that matter? Like, does the overdose matter? Y'all apparently don't think that there's no evidence, so he shouldn't have been arrested. Like, how do y'all feel about that shit? Go ahead, go ahead. Kenya and then Hotep.
I don't know. I don't even know how to feel anymore. I mean, I think he just needs to be arrested. Just because I think he needs to be arrested.
Just on
Honestly,
general principle.
yeah,
Like
like
what
just on
the
GP.
Nah, arresting a nigga for GP. That's
right?
yo. Listen,
I'm sorry.
I'm not too familiar with the case. That's why I said Rashard was going to fucking slander me, because I'm currently watching an hour and a half documentary by none other than the Ross, Trap Lord Ross.
Oh, Trap Lord, Jesus.
But it's informative, nigga. I'm learning a lot. So basically, from what I've learned so far, I only watched about like the first 40 minutes so far. Basically, son is like this weird. He's one of those kids that hop on a timeline as 25-year-olds being like, the black girls didn't like me because I liked anime, and he's one of them, right? So he comes from this super conservative Christian background. His parents raised him in the church, all of this other stuff. So he was homeschooled, very sheltered kid. Um, so he doesn't even, so if y'all listen to his music, I guess it's about like heartbreak and love and shit like that. He has absolutely no experience with any of this shit. Never had a girlfriend, none of this shit. So he's on Fortnite and on Discord and getting, listening to grown people apparently, because he's a kid at this time, tell him about their love lives and shit like that. So he's internalizing all of these different stories and then turning them into, songs and shit like that. He creates this alter ego that's based upon like anime named Atami and shit like that. And so where Celeste comes in, the girl, she was a part of the Discord. They met when I say met, I'm talking about like got acquainted online when she was 12 years old and he was 15. And so from that point on, like apparently he has like a track record talking to teenage girls, like underage girls. He's very weird. He's into like gore videos and gore pictures and shit like that. So just a very weird dude. And I think that it's just honestly a testament to you needing to touch grass. Like for real, like you need to go the fuck outside and actually interact with people, because if you shelter yourself and you are chronically online like this, nothing is real. Nothing is real. He literally said, yo, when they were interviewing him, they were asking him like, yo, where are you getting your inspiration from? Everything that he said was movies, TV shows, Discord, Fortnite. Like it's nothing in real life that he's attributing to this to. Because in real life, he's a fucking church boy who knows better. But online, he turns into this anime loving, manga reading, gore watching ass dude who's fucking essentially preying on young girls. And like that, the internet really warped his fucking mind. So yeah, lock him up for that. Like that's what I would lock him up. And like the body of a dead girl is found in his trunk, nigga. Off the dribble, you getting arrested, nigga. What?
Yeah, and that was so interesting because he hasn't been. So off the rip.
But what's the charge? Like you gotta charge him with something to arrest
So
him.
the motive.
You're a person of interest in a
Yeah.
murder. Like the fuck, yeah.
So
Like
you can
they,
call him in for
yeah.
questioning, but
No,
that
you
don't
can
give you
go. You
a.
can put a warrant out for his arrest. The body was found in your vehicle
But okay, what are you
on the
arresting him
pretense
for?
of
What's the
murder.
charge? So you're charging him with attempt like murder
No,
already?
2-5. This is what I'm saying. You can be held for 2 days, right? 48 hours, whatever it is, right? And they can let you go without charges, right? And so even in that aspect of and knowing that information, they haven't even done that. And so I don't think there's no black man in here and where somebody can be found in your car, your house, or anything, and then the police come and be like, "Oh, all right, yeah, you free to go." Like, I don't think that that would happen. And so it's weird. And so when you hear things like maybe it was an overdose, when you hear things, other things and other theories, it's like there has to be some validity to this shit that people are saying, because it seems like on the outside looking in that nothing is being done. And it's been a month and a half since she's been found. She was missing for, I think, a year, they said before she, her body was found. And so with all of that
Hmm.
information, and the police still come knock at your door, holler at you, and then be like, all right, fam, you good? Like, the only backlash is from the record label. They canceled his American dates. I think his dates across the pond is still up. But like, that's the only backlash. The record label, oh, we're not gonna promote your music no more. But a person was dead, and you were on camera with them. Like I said, y'all got the same tattoos. Like, what the fuck is going on?
My thing is evidence is there, right? Like, even if they brought him in and held him for the 48 hours just for like the question or whatever, which is the limit, once they found the body in your vehicle and
Yeah, I'm trying to figure
the
out the
body,
defense to that. Like, yo,
yeah,
why is
like
this
the
dead body in
body
your
is in
car?
your vehicle, she's dismembered. So somebody cut her up.
So are they trying to say it's the bodyguard,
Like, my thing is
not
uh,
him?
my thing even if she did die of an overdose, where did she get the drugs from? And why was she at your house
No, 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 no. You
in your
can't. We
trunk?
can't. No, what the fuck? Hold on, Court. You just said that she was dismembered, nigga. How you get high and dismember yourself?
No, hotel. I'm just saying before that, right? Like, most of the time with like certain shit, like you can kind of make a timeline of like a lead up. I'm not no fucking detective, but even I can make a fucking of a lead up of events. Like, we know you went through some odd shit. You know what I mean? Y'all was probably doing some shit, laced some shit with some shit, or did some shit. She overdosed, died, and you know what I'm saying? Or you just a weird, freaky ass nigga, right? And overdosed her, and then you freaked out and dismembered her fucking body and tried to hide it. Like, that's enough to
Yeah,
rap
like yo,
you.
that's what I'm saying. If y'all look at this
Wait,
nigga's quote unquote,
dismembered.
yes, nigga, that's what I'm saying. This nigga's alter ego was a sword yielding, like death merchant type of fucking person, bro. Like, he has like literal demons. Like, like this, like I said, I've only watched about 45 minutes of this documentary so far, and in the 45 minutes I've watched about this nigga is fucking insane. Like, he's doing his, like, he can convey his insanity very well, which makes him good for interviews and shit like that. But if you know what to look out for insane people, he has all of the telltale signs, bro. Like, there's all of this disassociation that he has, him not having a grip on real fucking life, him attributing so much of what he does in the real life to the fictional world. Like, this motherfucker 100% would be the type of person to overdose a girl, dismember her, keep her in a trunk for mad fucking long, and behave as if nothing is going wrong. This motherfucker, like, I'm telling you, watch the shit. Watch the interviews that he's done where he's explaining, like, yeah, I was lying. I'm doing this for clout. I'm like, he's very transparent about how fucking weird and disassociated he is.
But being that, you can't be that and just like smart, right? When it comes to, you still have to be.
Absolutely. What the nigga was, he was getting straight A's and shit. He's a fucking
But
A and B student.
still, you have to be able to, cover it up and, make sure your phone, like, there's a lot of things that would have to be done for there to be absolutely no evidence, right? And seemingly it's been a month and some change, and where there is absolutely nothing that would tie him to it because he hasn't been arrested yet. So either like he didn't have anything to do with it, or the police
So
are just bumbling idiots. But for a nigga to be out of jail, not arrested, not charged for so long, when there would seemingly be so much evidence that points to, yeah, you did that. Everybody got a ring camera. How did the car get
so
into the place that
Rashad,
it
my
was?
thing is
Like, it's
this.
crazy.
So Rashad, here's my question, right?
Oh, the Rashad,
Because
the car
now
got
there's
towed.
because now there's gaps in that story then. Because who killed this girl? pumped her full of drugs, and then, or pumped her full of drugs, killed her, dismembered her, and then put her in your trunk.
I
Like,
would think that it would be a slam dunk, but I do know that when they found her,
no,
he was
what I'm
on
saying is,
tour.
Rashad, make sense. Like, this girl is dead. She's dismembered, and then the murderer said, let's dump her in his trunk. Why?
Listen, I don't know, but I know that when they found her body, he was on tour. So it wasn't like he was like chilling at the crib or nothing like that. So there's a lot of things that are going on with this trial or with this case, and where it seems very, very simple to us, and where like the average nigga would be in jail until they figure something out, right? Because we've seen it a lot of times in our community where we just gonna take your ass in. We don't know, right? You get pulled over in a traffic stop and there's some weed in the car. We don't know who weed this is, but all y'all fuck niggas going to jail. It can't be all our weed, like goddamn. But that's just how it worked. So if you can go to jail off of that over them finding weed in your car, I would assume that if they find a
Surely you can
dismembered
go to
body,
jail for that.
yeah, certainly
Surely.
you can go to jail for a
Okay,
dismembered body.
apparently the body was not dismembered. It was just so badly decomposed that it was falling apart.
Oh, okay, okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
All right,
so
cool.
that's even worse. That means even while you was on tour, that means when did she? Because you can determine time of death or moment or a time frame of death and how long the body has been in that vehicle. That he wasn't on tour. So when did the tour start? And then when was the body?
Yeah,
When was he
I don't know
murdered?
the specifics because I don't even know. Cause but I looked them up because I was like, why are people
I'm just
talking
saying,
about this
Rashad.
nigga?
Like, I'm not saying you got to know this. I'm just saying, like, general like investigations are like they're pretty simple. Like, we determine time of death, or we determine how long the body has been dead, right? Because you can tell rate of decomposition, things of that nature, right? And then we determine when was you on. Okay, you could have committed this crime. You're the person of interest. You're the main suspect. We finna arrest your ass, like point blank. Period.
Yeah, and we all seen CSI and Law and Order shit with cell phone ping in the tower, ring cameras at the corner store. Like it would seem like this shit would just be like, all right, slam dunk, let's get this fuck nigga out of here. But the
I mean,
more that it
you're
goes
saying that, but
on,
if they had that, don't you think they would have charged him with it and
that's what I'm
arrested him?
saying. That there has to
No,
be
because
something
no,
else.
like 25th, we know for a fact that it's been people that have killed multiple people that don't get arrested. Like, and they be trying to figure this shit out,
Right.
and it be shit that they go back 10 years, 20 years later, and they be like, damn, how did we miss this? Oh shit, how did we
Well,
miss
yeah,
that?
yeah. That 2/3 of
I
all the
mean, I ain't gonna
murders
hold
in
you.
this country are unsolved, right? So we
Yeah, I was
know
just about to say,
people
like,
get
I
away
ain't
with
gonna lie.
murder.
When I be watching my Trap Lord Ross documentaries, my nigga, it like these niggas
Yeah,
murders
he
be
pimping
going
the community and
unsolved,
you love it. Nasty.
unsolved,
Right.
unsolved.
Now, I
I'm
will
saying,
say this.
Hotel, I
Keep in
know that
mind,
they go
he's not
unsolved.
exonerated, and just because he hasn't been officially named as a suspect doesn't mean he's not still being investigated as one.
No, I know
The
they
only
go.
thing that's happened here is the police has not officially named him a suspect, and he has not been charged with anything. But that doesn't mean he won't be. Now, given the circumstance, let's be fair. The nigga wasn't there when her body was found, right? Like he was on tour
That
doing
don't mean shit.
shows.
The body was
As
found
soon as
decomposed.
Yeah, about to
I
say she.
understand that, I understand that. I'm just laying down the groundwork. This is what we know as opposed to like speculation and just like Rashad said, the stuff that would put him at the scene of the crime at the time of the murder. We don't
Yeah,
have that
but one of the
information.
hold on. But one in that, I agree with what you're saying. But in that is the fact that that body was in there so long that it began to decompose. That's a fact of the case.
Right, which
You can't
Well,
means
just exclude
how
that. You can't
long was
exclude
well,
that part.
how
but we don't,
how long
they
was the
haven't
body in
released
there?
like,
How long was the body in
yeah,
there
they
for it to
haven't
be
released that
decomposing?
information yet.
Yeah, because
We don't.
she's been missing for like a year, I think. I think that's what I saw as far as not like being with her
I mean,
parents.
I don't. I think from what I saw, the body in the trunk was more than a few days. I want to say maybe like up to a week because the
Mhm.
stages of the decomposition. They said that it was only people were passing it. It had a smell coming from it. It smelled really, really
Yeah,
bad.
it takes a body
And
3
then
days to a
when
couple of
they
weeks. to start to.
So
But even with that, like you could narrow that down. Like if you're active in Discord, if you're active on the video game, if you texting people, we can
right,
Well,
see
he
the
because
was
last
on
time you
tour
talked.
he
doing his
was
shows.
Yeah,
Like
so for me, I think
as
that
soon as the body was identified, he even canceled his shows and came back home. So it's not like this is a guy that's like running from the police. And they need to throw him in jail to make sure that they can question him and they can investigate him before he can escape. From what it looks like is he's cooperating, right? And I think that's a large part of why he hasn't officially been named a suspect. Like that right there. Like he does not
But
seem to
that
be
don't mean
he's not
shit, man.
acting.
Sociopaths do weird shit like that.
I'm not saying he's innocent. I'm saying this is the reason why the police
Oh no,
are
too clip.
moving this
You
way.
kind of worrying me,
That's
brother.
what I'm
Not
saying.
gonna
Like
lie.
like you're giving this benefit of the doubt that doesn't matter because sociopaths do shit like that.
That's how our legal system is set up.
Sociopaths involve
Everyone gets
themselves
to,
in investigations all the fucking time, and then they be right there, and they be like, "How do we not know that he was the killer the whole fucking time?" Like because he was right there, he cooperated. He can't be guilty, right?
I mean,
it would be odd. I mean, all the music, all of the stuff, like all the hinting, I guess, that like he
mhm.
was trying to do, or I don't know if he was trying to, but all the hinting,
Look,
like in the
if y'all want to
music,
convict this nigga as a weird nigga,
in
I'm
regards.
100% on board. He is weird as fuck. And if we could put niggas in jail for being fucking weird, he would definitely be found guilty.
okay, hold on, wait. Let
100%.
me read these
But you can't
tweets.
charge niggas with being weird.
Let me read these tweets from Kari and Wang Chio. Kari said, dumping the body you didn't kill isn't as serious as a crime as you would think, surprisingly. That's crazy. Wang Chio said, nigga need to go to jail for having an underage runaway in his crib. I would agree with that. But speaking of weird niggas, we got to get to another weirdo, not at the same gravity as the David fella. And peace and rest in peace to the young woman. No, anybody leaving this earth before their time, I think that shit is fucked up. She's underage, all that shit, man. Rest in peace. But speaking of a weird nigga, Slim Thug, man, he has continued to be one of the most weirdest old niggas that I have ever seen. From the Meg Thee Stallion shit, was it Meg or was it another Houston? No, it was Meg. And the comments about her, and just a lot of other social media shit. And then he went on to say, some things that last week, about racism. I put the video in the jumbo. Slim Thug was talking about how he doesn't experience racism because he is his own boss. I hate when niggas who have money say dumbass shit like that. But then he also said we have to realize why white people don't like us, and his reasoning for why white people don't like us as a whole in the cause for racism is because black men dicks are bigger and their wives want to fuck us. And I was like, this nigga can't be more of an idiot. Like sometimes niggas gotta stop talking. We gotta start taking the phones from some niggas sometime. Because I thought that this was just, one, this is counterproductive, right, to our community, in my opinion, in saying that, you cannot experience racism if you have money. That's stupid. And then like this elementary reasoning, and not taking into account the history of what being prejudiced and racist is towards people of color and boiling it down to some pussy. I thought that shit was weird as fuck. I thought it was uneducated take. But I want to know how y'all felt about that shit. And just, what he be saying online in general. But go ahead, Kenya, and then we got Hotep and, Cortland.
I don't have a problem with it, honestly. I don't have a problem with
Wake it
anything
up,
that he
Kenya. Wake
said.
it up. Wake it the
Um,
fuck up.
I'm gonna be honest.
I
He's
can't
well
believe
within
we on
his
the same
rights.
page on this one.
He's well within his rights to say that. Rashad, you said that you have to listen to the dark skinned girlies when they said I'm too pretty to experience colorism. You got to listen to the women that said, I'm too much of a good woman. I don't experience misogyny. That just doesn't hit me. You have to listen to these people when they say these things. So why can't this man say
No,
I
I
don't
told them hoes to
experience
shut up too.
racism because I am my own. Yeah. If I don't have to answer to white people, or I don't feel beholden to white people, then no, I don't feel like they have this sense of leverage over me. Y'all might tell me that that's the case, but I just don't feel that. And he's allowed to say that. Like y'all want everybody to just walk around like a perpetual victim, like just for in perpetuity. Like because I'm born with brown skin, I just gotta forever claim that. No, you do that. I don't have to.
That's what the fuck I'm talking about, Kenya. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I'm just here to double down on what Kenya said. There was a beautiful black town that still exists, by the way, Boley, Oklahoma. The town leaders in that town, they famously said that the reason why we don't deal with, or we don't have problems with racism is because we don't deal with white people in the vein of us needing them. They only come here because they need us, or it's mutually beneficial. So they don't call us boy. They don't call us none of that shit that other places may, talk to them like and shit like that because we don't need them. He was like, they basically said the white man will call you Mr. All Right when he needs you for something. And when you are in somebody's like in Slim Thug's position, pause, where he is, I think he like runs a construction company, like he got a whole bunch of assets under his belt and shit like that. So yes, I like Kenya said, I'm not beholden to any crackers. There are no crackers that I need. None of that shit. As a matter of fact, if we are going to go off of the fact that one, I make more money than the average American, let alone the average white American. Two, I probably provide services to white people who pay me for my services. And three, nigga, I'm rich and famous. So what the fuck do I need to be walking around feeling all sad just by virtue of me being a nigga? Cause, I guess Jay-Z said, still nigga, right? I'm supposed to walk around being like, yo, despite my riches, despite my, my achievements, I'm supposed to walk around and still feel like a nigga because to make Rashad feel better, nigga, fuck y'all. Fuck out of here. I don't see that racism that y'all see. Sorry.
We give too much power to money. I'm not gonna hold you, but go ahead, Cortland.
Yeah, I was gonna
No, too
say
much
like
power to
now
white people.
I don't agree. I mean I can agree that you may not feel the same level of racism, and I can say this because of my upbringing. Like you may not experience the same level of racism, but it's still there, right? It's just in different forms, right? You don't have like I don't care how much money he has. I don't care how much resources he has, how many assets he accrued. There's access to certain shit and certain rooms that you just can't go in because you a nigga, and they're gonna make sure that you know that. So like for us to
So
say
what? Who gives a fuck about that? How about
that
this, Cortland?
matters, no,
What
that
about my
hold up,
racism? See,
that
niggas
hold
be
on,
trying to act like it's
hold on,
dangerous, nigga. I'm
hotel,
the
Hey,
danger, nigga.
Hotep,
I'm the
wake the
hotel.
fuck
I'm
up.
That
We
I'm the
got
matters.
racist,
racism
nigga.
too.
Hold on, but that matters though, because if I'm trying to get into a place where I'm trying to put our people in hotel, I'm surprised this coming from you. Like we're trying to put our people in a better place, in a good spot, and like trying to get it into the. And then you telling me still, regardless of how much I accrue, how no matter how big I am on this stage, I still can't get to the next echelon. I still can't get into the next
Yo,
room
Cortland, you
because
can't name me one room that's necessary for Black American advancement. You can't. You can't name me one room that one rich or famous Black person needs to be in to foster Black American advancement. You can't tell me one. Not one. The
so political.
NFL, we don't need that shit.
I
The
can.
Oval Office, we've been inside that motherfucker. Niggas done squatted them opportunities. They had Pusha T in the motherfucking Oval Office, nigga. So it's like there's no rooms in this country that really matter.
So
Okay, that
they put a black man in the Oval Office and they still let him know you a nigga at the end of the day.
yeah, he pushed for a bunch of gay
And
rights. That was
I
on him.
hold on, but when people say, because I say it a lot, right, as far as being able to get in certain rooms. When I'm speaking to being able to get into certain rooms, I'm not talking about something specific, right? I'm talking about the nigga who then grinded up and wanted to be, now he wants to be a C-suite executive, but they talking crazy behind his back, so he won't get that opportunity, and he's getting skipped over due to
Like the
racism and
CEO of
prejudice.
Red Lobster.
Um, so what, nigga? There's more that I hate
Yo,
when y'all be bringing out like
Rashad.
these.
No, I don't hate
No,
when
no,
you do this.
no, no.
So
Hold on,
do,
hold on.
do,
One
do
second.
white people owe us kindness? Do white
No,
people
I'm not.
like
I'm not
does every
saying.
white
I'm not
person need to like
saying
us,
that. I'm
nigga?
not saying that it's old. What I'm saying is when I say rooms, I'm saying those types of things still exist. So when Cortland says that the racism isn't as overt as somebody calling you a nigga or calling you a boy, I would assume so, right? Because there is a level of power and influence that comes with having money and being your own boss. Yes,
I'm
so
I'm
let
gonna
me
put it
Why?
this
But
way.
hold
Why?
on.
so
Hold
But
on.
what, Rashad? So
Who
what?
Let me put
gives
it
No,
a
this
no,
way.
fuck?
honestly,
Hold
so
on.
what?
I'm gonna
So
put it
what?
this
So
way.
what?
No, I'm gonna put it this way,
there
right?
is
And
no
I'm just gonna
so
use.
what.
I'm gonna use something that's
No, it is
that's
a so
numbers. I'm
what? What
gonna
do
use.
you want
Hold
us to
on.
solve
I'm
every
gonna
ism
use
of the
something
world? Y'all
that
don't give a,
numbers.
that much of
Hold
a
on.
damn about sexism.
I'm gonna
When
use
it's
something
hard
that's
for you to get
numbers
in
We
rooms
based.
as a
not
woman.
talking
Do you
about the
give a fuck?
Oh,
hoes.
brother, I'm gonna use something that's numbers based, right? Fortune 500 company CEOs, right? There's only 8 of them that are black. They make up 1.6%. But imagine how many people in America, how many black men in America have the business acumen, have the standing and the power to be a CEO, and they can't get into that fucking door and break that
I
barrier
don't, but
so that there's
Courtland,
more
that's
of
Nigga,
them.
what are
you
you talking
assuming that's
about?
a
Hold on,
real
hold on,
number.
hold
When
on. No,
like
no, no,
I
no.
don't know the number to be
No,
that
no,
much
no,
higher,
no.
Courtland. It just might
Hold
be
on.
6%.
Real quick.
What do y'all want me to do?
No, but real quick though, like what okay, this is what y'all do. Y'all want to be treated like special white people because the Fortune 500 is literally like the 1% of the 1% of the
Y'all
1% of
y'all
the
want them to
1%,
clear the
period. And
competition
now you
before y'all
niggas want to
get
be,
there. You
y'all
have to
want to be,
compete.
y'all want to be represented in Fortune 500 companies. Like
That's
my nigga,
not, it's not
like,
about the competition, and that's what you're failing to realize. It's not about the competition because it doesn't matter how good you are, right? As a black person, it don't matter how fucking good you are. If you ain't got a white man pushing
That's
you or a
not
white motherfucker pushing
true,
you, it
Courtland.
don't
I just
matter.
don't believe that to be
Then why isn't
true.
it more, Kenya?
yo, Courtney. But
Did
what
you
I'm
ever
saying
think
is,
that maybe they're not good enough?
right. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, brother. Gary, was that your
It's
No,
white side or
it's
your black
it's
no,
side
check
saying
this
that?
out
No,
listen.
though.
that's my
My
real
question
side.
is,
You
What
niggas
side was you saying that,
complain
Gary?
Hey, they
so
got it,
much that
man.
yo,
nobody's not
They
giving
got
Because
it,
you a
man.
fucking handout. Listen, this whole situation with Slim Thug, Rashad, it's crazy for you to say, "Oh, looking at the culture we live in, looking at the world we live in, and saying there's more powerful things than money." Okay, Rashad, name them. Name something in this world that's more powerful than fucking cash.
We just had a conversation about Aisha Curry and how she damn near seemed like she's not happy even though her nigga got all the riches in the world. We just talked
all
about
right,
it. There
but
are
no,
other
but
things that are
again,
more
You're missing.
important than a
Look,
dollar.
look, he
Y'all
missing the
niggas give too
point.
much power to fucking money.
Name something more
what I'm
powerful than
saying is,
money.
I'm
because
saying that in life
Cortland's
there is,
example was the Fortune 500. That's not advancing Black America.
Social standings. Social
hold on, wait,
standings.
let Two Fifth get his off. Let Two
How
Fifth
does
get
the
his off.
social
and what if it
standings
was only
of black
because no, but it's
Americans
just like
improve by
what if it
having
is
more
only
Fortune
Courtland?
500 CEOs?
What if it really is just only a small population? Like y'all be like, oh, it's only 4% of niggas that's doing quantum physics. It just might only be four that could do
Well,
the
we
quantum
but hold
physics.
on,
What
but we see it in,
Right. Can you? Like,
so
what's the
these
big
why is
examples,
that
deal?
right?
so hard
Because,
to believe?
because we
Like they
see it,
making it seem like some random regular small business owner is on the Fortune
no,
500.
Rashad,
Like, what are you
no.
talking
We
your
about?
can't.
children
No, we
right
can't. No,
now,
hold
if
on.
they
We can't go
excel
back to
academically,
the regular small shit because this nigga said he's rich. That's why he don't experience it. And so when Cortland brings up Fortune 500, he's bringing up rich folks. When you say that there are fucking the NFL is 80 something percent black people, but then when you look at the owners. And there's damn near none, and you got
There
one
isn't
owner
any.
talking about we can't
Yes,
let the
because
inmates run the
the
There
asylum.
isn't.
racism
There
is
isn't a black
right. But you
majority owner
guys
in the
just said
NFL
that
right
it's
now.
not about. You guys just said it's not about the white person's personal
Yo,
feelings about you.
y'all
It's
can't
about them being
possibly.
able to withhold things from you or to affect the trajectory of your life or to keep you from opportunity. And if he's saying, "I've gotten to this place and I feel like I'm so financially secure that there isn't anything a white person could keep from me or withhold from me or stop me from," why, what, how beat down are we mentally that we'll even still fight against that sentiment?
No, because what I'm
Oh,
saying is
God,
that
Kenya. They
that
want to
is
stay under the white
hold
man's
on.
boot.
What I'm saying is that he is speaking from an individualistic place, right? And so he can speak from his experience, but the message, because he is giving a message to black people, he is speaking about there is no such thing as racism when you have money. He wasn't talking about himself. He was talking about us and our culture and who we are, and then gave an example of his own life. And so that's why I said this is bullshit.
But
Because
that's
that's not
true,
Nah,
true.
yeah,
though.
no
No, it's
way, no
not
way. You
true at
know
I
why?
all.
totally agree.
The reason why I disagree, Rashad, is because we talk about manifestation and being able to speak life and affirm and all this other stuff. So if a motherfucker wake up every day and being like, yo, racism is not going to stop me from getting rich. And once I get rich, racism is not going to affect my wealth and all that other shit. That's good affirmation, nigga. That's good manifestation. A nigga waking up and being like, yeah, I could make all of the money in the world, but the white man not going to let me on the fucking Fortune 500 list or have me be an owner inside of his league, nigga. That's the white man's league. That's the white man's league. You can't
Okay,
fucking
hotel, but
mandate
what?
the white
Okay,
man to make you niggas owners in his shit. That's his shit. Make your
hotel.
own shit and you can make all of the demands you want.
I worked with 2 millionaire doctors, 2 millionaire surgeons. Do you know how hard it was for them to like? Do you know as qualified as they are, and they're two of the most qualified in the world, and what they do, they could not get on the board at the Mayo Clinic or at Johns Hopkins in their field. doctors who were white
That's,
do it.
yo,
Why is it
Okay,
but if we
go
okay
keeping
start
it,
your
for
own
hold on.
okay,
Mayo
But if we
hold
Clinic.
hold
on,
on,
wait,
hold on.
no,
If
Nobody
we
no,
want to
if
hear
we
that.
I heard y'all talk. I
Right.
heard y'all talk. Now let me get mine off.
Start the Ketchup
Because I heard
Clinic.
y'all bullshit, so let me get mine off. Indian doctors that didn't have nearly the fucking qualifications they had, white doctors that didn't have the qualifications they had, they passed these two motherfuckers up for them. So it don't count. I don't care how much wealth you have. I don't care how much money you have, how qualified you are. They gonna pass you up and show you just how much of a nigga you really are. That's
all
I
how
right,
think
Courtney.
hold on,
So
simple it
hold
is.
on,
now
Hotep.
we
I
hold
think
on.
that I think I see the
So
disconnect
black people are forever.
because
So, but if y'all can't feel that
hold
way
on.
because
There's
if
a
black people are
disconnect
forever
here
doomed.
because Slim Thug is not saying that because he's rich, he has access to all the opportunities that everybody else has access to. That's not what he's saying. He's saying these, these issues, these controversies, these problems that come up in culture and life, they don't affect him because he's rich. He's not saying, oh, if he has the same opportunities as white people and Asian people and people like that. And we know this is true because the more money you make, the less you have to worry about stupid shit. Money buys convenience in this world. And those little problems that come up day to day, shit breaking, shit not working, shit, you lose shit gets stolen from you. When you're poor, that shit fucking hurts because that's all you got. But when you rich, it's like, whatever, I'll just replace it with something new.
No, this nigga
That's
just got
what
his
Slim
jewelry
Thug
stolen
is
and went on
That's
saying.
Instagram to try to get it
bullshit.
back
That's
because the fuck nigga ain't
bullshit.
had
How
no
is that
insurance.
bullshit?
Stop it.
If you're a racist restaurant owner and you won't serve me food, cool. I'll just go spend my money at the next restaurant. If I was poor, that might be a problem because maybe I have trouble getting around, getting to different restaurants. Maybe those are my only options. But when I'm rich, I hop in a private jet, fly halfway around the world and spend my money at another restaurant anywhere that I want. That's what Slim Thug
preferably a
is
black one.
saying.
Preferably a black one.
But I think that to the point of when you get to that level, right? Racism isn't this tangible thing that you can feel and touch and see. And so that's why I
Rashad, that's
didn't
his
agree
point.
with it.
He doesn't
Huh?
feel it.
But that's the thing. So even going back to
No,
Cortland's
but he doesn't
example.
feel. But he wasn't talking. He only gave an example about himself. He was talking about black in general,
And he's
and
saying
so
if you
that's
don't
where
want
it's
to
like, what
feel
the fuck is he
racism
talking about?
too, then you need to be successful.
And that's stupid because it's not true.
But what I'm saying is, going back to Court's example, right? Those two top surgeons. Why is it not looked at that that's Mayo Clinic's and John Hopkins' loss? Why is it that he's losing? Why or are those two surgeons
Is
losing?
there loss? Because
Why?
we're also talking about two people that are qualified in their field. I'm losing too. It
Qualified by
is a
whose standard?
loss.
Yours or Mayo Clinic's?
By the world standard, these are two world. Like, man, get the fuck out of here,
Who?
Gary, bro.
But
Don't
what I'm
fucking
saying is, Court. But what I'm
bullshit me,
saying is,
bro.
Court. Why not have that top talent go to a black hospital? Is what I'm
They
saying.
are at a
Why?
black
Why?
hospital. They are at a black
Okay, then.
hospital.
So
It's called.
Foster
I'm
and
trying to
Foster.
get. It's called. But do you know how many surgical standards? How many surgical cases
But
that Johns
why do
Hopkins and Mayo
I?
Clinic? Hold on, Kenya.
I see
How
the
many
point you're
that
making,
Johns
Hotep,
Hopkins
and it's a good
and
one.
Mayo that Johns Hopkins and Mayo Clinic outsources? How many grants did they give hospitals? How many fucking pro bono cases did they do for other hospitals and they outsource surgeons? So if I'm trying to get people in Meharry, right? I'm trying to get these cases and these grants for Meharry, which is a black hospital, and I know that the way that I can get them is to get on the board at two of the biggest medical power brokers in the world. Why not try to get on? But I can't because
I'm not saying not try to get on, but you have to accept that these motherfuckers may not accept you, bro.
Hold on,
Like,
wait. Let me
accept
read this
that.
tweet. Let me read this tweet from India because I think this was a good one. She said, "Real question: if not racism, what is the cause of the racial wealth gap? Are we saying that the racial wealth gap is inconsequential?" I think that's a good question.
There
Yo,
were bigger
Rashad, we talked
factors
about this
in
yesterday,
racism.
bro.
Work ethic certainly is one.
Oh my god. Yeah, oh my god.
Let's be fucking real. Let's be fucking
that
for real
nigga
for
said, "Oh my
Oh,
god."
a
bro.
real quick second here.
Jesus
When
Christ.
you look at
He's so
when you
funny.
look at economics, and this is true across the board for every race,
So black people
there are
just don't
three
work hard
predict
enough. That's why y'all niggas
there are
don't make money
three
like the white folks.
predictors
Shut
of you
up.
remaining in poverty. One is that you don't graduate high school. The second Is
Yeah, we're not talking about them. I hate that y'all niggas bring up the absolute worst.
he's
We're not talking about the
they
nigga that don't
literally brought
graduate high school, bro.
I'm telling you
Okay.
what causes the wealth gap, what separates that large
We know that if you don't
inequality.
graduate high school, you're not gonna make no money. We're not talking about
Yeah,
him.
but
Okay, but
okay, but
that's not
the dollar
racism.
staying longer in the
No, but
white home. There are other factors that make the dollar last longer in the white home outside of
And
versus the black
and
home. That
so the
because there
racial,
are a
so
lot
to
of
her question, the racial wealth gap is it's fairy tale shit. It's
No,
fairy tale
no,
because
I
y'all
don't
niggas
get
mean
me
don't work
it's
hard
wrong.
enough and y'all niggas
Racism
don't
is
save no
a
money.
factor, but there
Hold on, wait. You're saying niggas don't work hard enough and you don't save no
I'm
money. That's why y'all
I'm
had the
not
money like white folks. Got it.
no, I'm
Got it.
not
no,
I'm
that's
not.
not what I'm saying. What I'm saying,
You
look,
brought up a nigga who don't graduate high school. Come
racism
on.
is a factor, yes, but there are bigger factors. There are things that people do in their life that will impact their ability to generate wealth way more than racism. Like to the point where racism can be seen as inconsequential if you don't have like the top 5 things in order. One of those things you don't have no control over, and that's nepotism. Like unfortunately, like nepotism is a bigger factor than racism. Like there's if you got a friend in the business, if you got a friend in the door, family member, whatever, that's going to be way more impactful than somebody being racist against you.
Do you
But
think
there are
that there
other
is
things,
do you think that there is inequity when it comes to black people in this country?
of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
The statistics show that.
that is
Yeah, that's a
all
fact.
that I think in India was trying to point out, and that is all that I'm saying is
No,
no matter how much,
yeah,
hold on, wait,
okay.
when
no
you
So
throw
matter how
racial in
much money
there,
you make, your
you're not just
money
saying,
cannot cover up the
Yeah, but
inequity in this
it
country.
will never be that much. It won't ever be that equitable. At the end of the day, I don't know what the gap is for all the other
But that doesn't,
races,
yo, we can
but you
close
still
the
mean that it's still
gap
there.
even if racism exists. The problem is we're not focusing on the things that generate wealth.
And this is what I was saying, Rashad. We talked about this yesterday, right? So the professor that created the racial wealth gap study, his name is Sandy Darity. He's out of Duke University. He's an economics professor, and he drafted this study and stuff like that. And I told you, me and him had a debate on the timeline. And I asked him one on one, like, yo, how is it that you're a tenured professor at a prestigious, university in the United States? You make more money than the average white American, let alone average American, period. You personally closed the racial wealth gap. So how is it that it was possible for you to do it? And you're an elder, you're in your 50s, maybe your 60s. So you grew up in an even a more tumultuous era and you were able to close the the racial wealth gap for yourself, but you're teaching economics to students and telling them that they can't. If they
what do
just
y'all say
replicated
to
what you
poor
did.
white people is what I want to know. Like,
Go
And
ahead.
that's
what do
another
we
thing
say to the
because
poor whites?
to two fifths point,
What's
when
their
he's talked
reason?
about the racial wealth gap between other races, Asians out earn whites in this country right now. Right now.
That's
That
why
So
can't
they
be the
laid
again,
case
Asians
because the
up
racism
during
should make
COVID.
it to where that doesn't like, that shouldn't be the case because they don't
the,
really like
the
Asians either.
average Asian income is higher than the average white income in America right
Now
now.
let's look at the daily habits
And
of the
let's see
Asian
how much
And
family,
that
and then let's look
how
at the
much
daily
racism
habits
And
of the
how
black
black
much racism
family,
do
Americans
and
use
Asian
we might
families
see
hold
pay?
some
on, hold on, hold on,
disparities,
because
Rashad.
that's bullshit. Because we also, if we're gonna do that, we do have to acknowledge legislation that's passed for Asian people. We have to acknowledge a lot of different
Oh,
things
you
and
want to acknowledge
opportunities.
everything else but the culture and the
everything but
environment that is
everything but their
cultivated
work
within the
ethic.
people.
No,
Like,
Everything
because
but
Rashad, if
what y'all are saying
But
is
you
that
blaming
black
everything
people.
but personal
No, hold on.
responsibility.
What you're saying is that our culture in this country as a whole is black people don't work hard and they spend their money frivolously.
yeah,
As a whole, we don't
yeah,
work hard. As a
Rashard,
whole,
No,
we pay
not
Rashard,
work hard in
that's
general. We
dumb.
don't work hard at generating wealth. Now, black people definitely
mm,
work. We do. We always
they have
have, and
menial
we
jobs.
always
Yes, they're
will.
working,
But
but
the type
is
of work that
oh
generates wealth, we do not take that shit seriously as a culture. We don't.
Fiction. Not gonna hold
okay.
you.
So
Okay.
all you have
He
to do
just
is just
head
look
in the
at the
sand, bro.
racial demographics of all of the highest earning
Told you,
degrees. So
Rashad lives in a
that
utopia.
would be your STEM, your finance, your law, your medicine. Like the ones that are going to in your entry level are going to be high five, low six figure. I'm talking about your first year in the industry as an employee. So having a more of a concentration in those fields will see a significant difference, significant increase in overall income. And then when you do have more income, you're able to do a lot more creative things with your money, like invest it, be able to borrow against your own assets and not have to pay taxes on particular loans and stuff like that. Like there are creative financial, like the tax code is as large as it is. The first page is about all the things you have to pay, and all the other thousands upon thousands of other pages on the tax code is deductions
His
and ways to
exemptions.
avoid
Yep.
and to not pay taxes. So there are ways right now that the average black American coming up in the average black American neighborhood can start where they are, middle income, low income, and die wealthy. Too many examples exist for people to think that it's systemic to the point to where large swaths of black America, not just America, but black America will not be able to build wealth. That's unfair. And it's a damaging doctrine to teach to other black Americans, especially our youth. That's crazy.
Hmm.
So I want to get to another situation when we talking about Black America. Over the weekend, or no, I think it was Friday, Thursday or Friday. The raids in Chicago. There was I put the video on the jumbo. There was a apartment complex, quote unquote, the hood, in South Shore, Chicago, and where ICE was there, FBI was there, and they was locking niggas up, taking niggas out of their house. And they also was putting kids in handcuffs too, babies. And so I wanted to have this conversation, one, because I think that this is clear racism, but it spoke to, the conversation that we had earlier on in the year when ICE was in Los Angeles and everybody said black folks is next. And I think that that was fear mongering, but we've seen what happened in DC. And we had a conversation about that, how the White House page plastered black faces on their page as if only black people were the ones that were getting locked up. We see what's happening here in Chicago, and where they're putting babies in goddamn zip tie handcuffs and taking people out under the guise of trying to find Venezuelans. We don't look like we're Venezuelan. But I want to know how y'all felt about that, since racism doesn't exist. So go ahead, Kenya, and then we got Hotep, and then we got 25th. Racism isn't alive, apparently.
Um, it's alive. We just got bigger fish to fry. Um, I don't know. I don't even know what to think about what's happening anymore. Everything feels so up in the air. I just feel like there's always this new thing that like really should become a really big deal, but it's just everything's so fucked up. So it's just like I don't even know how to feel about it, honestly. Because the people that they detained, did they immediately let them go? Are there charges?
They said it
Like
was 37 people detained at least. I don't know if they were actually
detainment,
arrested.
they might have just sat you down on the sidewalk and then let you go. Like what actually happened?
Why are you doing that? You're not looking for me. I'm a citizen. Why are you coming into my home, my apartment complex, my neighborhood, and arresting me when you out here looking for another nigga?
Looking for Carlos.
I was gonna say that.
Yeah, nigga. Yeah, nigga. So yeah,
But why you
I'm gonna
over
Yeah,
need
here
you
so
to
if
fucking
take
with
that's the
me?
case,
I
they
don't
take
look
a
just should
fucking
have been right
I
take
don't
there
a
look
to confront
Hispanic.
fucking
you.
I don't look
I hear
Hispanic.
that. Yeah, I know. But listen, I'm gonna need you to take a seat on the sidewalk while we do an investigation. That's what I'm gonna need you to do, nigga. But now, I will say this. This is where I'll be talking about getting the federal government involved and shit like that. So the story on the ground is that the black residents in this neighborhood were complaining about Venezuelan gang members doing a whole bunch of fuck shit in their black neighborhood, Rashad. And because of the sweeping raids and stuff like that, when it comes to ICE, this was a hot spot for illegal Venezuelan criminality or criminal activity. So yeah, this is what this was. This was a response to black residents being tired of illegal immigrants terrorizing their neighborhood, my
Imagine
nigga.
that, calling the police and you get locked up. Imagine.
Well, nobody got locked up.
Mm,
They got
okay.
detained for an investigation
Mhm.
because everybody's a suspect when you're dealing with this. Now, I will say, as far as Hotep is concerned, I don't like the full execution of how it was done. I do feel like it could have been a lot more tactful. However, you in order to make an omelet, what you got to do? You got to crack a few eggs, my nigga. So yes, we got to detain everybody. Cause listen, I know you like to pull at the heartstrings with the children thing. I'm letting y'all know right now, if you are a child of an illegal immigrant, you're getting arrested and shipped off with your
No, they
parents.
were
That's just
putting black babies in handcuffs.
no, I'm not, and I'm against that, obviously. But what I'm saying is, if you're just going for heartless protocol, everybody is a potential suspect, and the children of those potential suspects
Who's
have to be
saying black
detained as
babies in
well.
handcuffs? They
Well,
didn't
if
care
they
when
would
they
have
was
made
putting
more
them
money, they
little
wouldn't have had to
Nah,
deal
Mexican
with
they
babies
this.
in
was
Hold on,
handcuffs.
wait. Let me
they
ask you a
only put
question.
zip ties on the babies and
Hold
they
on,
put them in
wait.
Florida.
That's still
They should have
handcuffs.
made
Are
more
you
They
money.
put
free
They
them
with
in
a
wouldn't
zip
have to
Florida
deal
tie?
with this.
handcuffs.
Hold on, wait. Let me ask you a question. Do you think that they would have put them white folks in some handcuffs?
Hmm.
Yes,
Yes.
yes,
I've seen
Rashad.
Oh,
white people
come.
get
Yes,
cuffed.
Rashad.
You think them light
They
Rightfully
not
skinned
putting
so,
no white.
Venezuelans
Rashad.
gotta wait
Hold on, hold
scot
on, hold on, hold
free?
on, hold on, hold on. They not putting white people in handcuffs when they looking for Venezuelans. We gotta
No,
stop it.
Rashad, they should have
Oh
made
my.
more. They should have made
Nigga,
more
what?
money. They wouldn't have to
Well,
deal with
what?
these
Well,
things.
Rashad, what white community is the Venezuelans deeply embedded in? So tell
Colorado.
the
You heard how them
FBI
crackers
so
was
they
yelling
could
and screaming in
go
Colorado?
there. They probably don't even know.
Stop it.
So tell them.
Y'all niggas is sick.
There ain't no deep Venezuelan community in the suburbs, Rashad, bro. Like what are you talking
Y'all
He's
niggas
about?
are
just chatting,
sick.
In white
bro. I'll be
suburban
looking
America,
looking
like
for looking for ways. I just don't feel like Rashad. I honestly, I feel like I just don't think that. I honestly don't think that the white people that you're talking about, I don't think that they feel like we're as much of a threat as you think that they think.
do you,
So it's like I don't
Huh?
think it's
Kenya, do
that
you
Have
see
you ever
the
heard of
deep.
MAGA?
Kenya, do you see the question that Rashad is asking though? He's basically saying, why doesn't this happen to white people like it happens to black
Everything
people?
is why doesn't it happen to white people?
Hold
I'm
on.
Right.
just
It's
like
not,
I
that's
don't.
not actually, I wanted to get y'all thoughts on this, but for y'all to say that it's just a part of the investigation, nobody was actually arrested, but not hearing what you're saying, I called the police on you. And you came to this apartment projects or whatever, this neighborhood, and you sat 37 niggas on the curb, including children, and we the one that's calling for help.
Do
Right.
All
you
right,
know
y'all.
So,
how
Can
many?
I
Do you know
having
how
being a
many
but
resident?
that's part of
times
the,
you
Let
might
me speak
call the
as somebody from
police?
Chicago.
Even in DV situations, like you
Let
know,
me
many
speak
times
as
somebody has
somebody
called
from
the police and they
Chicago,
the
please.
ones that got sat down too.
We
Like,
seen it on
yeah.
camera, old girl got killed.
That's
We
what
didn't know what the
happens when
fuck
you at
Rashad,
the
happened.
scene of the crime.
Oh, bro.
and then
Okay, okay,
Rashad,
okay.
let me speak real quick because I'm here in Chicago myself. So part of what President Hotep has mentioned is true, but some things are missing. And first, I want to address the white versus black thing. Last weekend, there were white people at one of the detainment centers that were being pepper sprayed as well as detained as well. So this ain't about no black and white thing.
That's
What
at a
happened?
detainment center where they're causing civil unrest. Police
No,
didn't come to their house.
okay. So and now let's go to the situation that we're talking about. So the situation actually, a journalist just uncovered the fact that the landlords who owned that building called the cops. It was not the residents. So let's clarify that first and foremost. That's new information, but that is the facts, is that the landlord, it has a foreclosure on that property, and sadly they decided to allow Venezuelans to reside there, and the black residents that also reside there were, living in uh, uninhabitable conditions. And so that's where the landlord, being the landlord that they are, trying to get out of this situation that they in with this pending foreclosure, they called ICE. That's why ICE was there. So this isn't about the people that were lived there calling ICE. It was about the landlords who own that property calling ICE into that area. Now, yeah,
Lucky,
I
did you
don't
just hear
dis-
what you said?
I don't disagree. What are you trying
Oh,
to? What are
so
you trying to? What words are you trying to twist that I just
hold
said?
on. So people are living in the building and they're paying rent.
No,
Somehow
they're
the
not.
building is still foreclosed. The landlord trying to get over. and getting people out of that motherfucker because he ain't doing what he need to do. They're living in squalor, uninhabitable, and the police show up and detain the tenants. And y'all niggas saying this ain't racist
How did you come
How
to the
did you get there?
conclusion that they were paying rent?
How did you get
because
any of that?
it's a building. Why they just living for free? What are we talking about?
Yeah, that's what happens when you break in.
Oh, brother,
No,
stop
and this
it.
is also
They
what happens when you have a program. So, and this is where you need to understand more of the background. So in Chicago, part of the program that was, when these, immigrants entered and were bussed into Chicago, landlords were provided a stipend. Well, the programs were, there were
The
programs that were
immigrants was getting
distributed.
$1,000.
Yeah,
They
there
was
was a
getting
program
phones. They
distributing
was
up
getting
to
money. They
X
was getting
amount of
food
money.
stamps.
Yes, everything that you're saying, they got all the resources. They got furniture, they got cell phones. I've been like being here on a train. Sometime I see them, they on this train taking land, taking photos of the city, enjoying life, not to discount the fact that these resources aren't or should not be provided for everybody who is officially, going through the proper procedure of becoming a resident or a citizen of the United States. But what I'm saying is that they were provided resources. Those resources were limited. And though being that those resources were limited, they lapsed. And so those people that were living in those buildings, and even the people that are still living in some of these properties, they're still living there without those same resources anymore. So yes, the conditions are decrepit. Those same landlords that are slumlords are still being those same slumlords that they have always been. The governor only recently changed some of the policies around eminent domain and making it illegal for you to squat on property. And that was another problem that has been going on in Chicago, is that there are people there literally on the west side. There was some landlords who they had just renovated their house. They was about to sell it, and all of a sudden somebody moved into their property. So these are things that are happening in Chicago that, while we want to give way to all of the trigger, the dog whistling of racism, there are things that are institutionally causing these problems beyond what the federal government is doing now,
Hey
which
man,
is
this is what I'm gonna say. If I own a building, right, there is some type of ledger. I know exactly who's not supposed to be here and what apartment they're in. Period, point blank. I know the niggas who paying rent.
you
I know
can't
the niggas
you
who
can't
ain't. So to
you're not
come in
a
this
you're
motherfucker,
not a landlord, and you can't act that way if you were. That's part of the problem. You
no,
can't
hold
act
on,
that
hold
way
on.
if you were.
This is what I'm saying. One, if you calling the goddamn FBI and ICE, you're calling them on specific people. And so why not tell them those specific people instead of locking everybody up that live in this motherfucking building? That doesn't make sense. Y'all keep trying to rationalize
Yo,
this shit.
even with that, hold on, even with that information, it's still to their discretion on how they're going to do the raid, bro. Like
So kick
at the
everybody
end of the
though.
day,
Fuck it.
at the end of the day, if you do the selected thing, what's to say that the illegal immigrant is not in the unit right next door?
Come on, man.
That's what I want to ask you. I'm not, like I said, I don't like the optics of it, obviously, but I want you to tell me how you would have conducted this raid. Because the raid has to happen. There's you know for sure that there are illegal Venezuelans in this project building. Several of them, a lot of them. So please tell me how you would conduct the raid. You are going to do a raid. That's the only way you're going to be able to arrest them all, is to raid. So please tell me how you would conduct the raid.
My bigger problem is that we're arguing about how a raid was conducted instead of understanding that resources that could have been provided for the actual black residents that lived in these properties were not provided to them, and they were distributed to people that are now being, you know, that are
And
now
and
intertwined with their intertwining their rights with our civil rights.
Exactly. And let's not forget that those resources are coming from the government, which means they're coming from our tax dollars, or specifically Chicago residents' tax dollars. Black Chicago residents' tax dollars paid for those resources, Rashad.
And then those same black folks got a foot up their ass, sit on the curb
So it
while
seems
we.
like we
No,
shouldn't
no,
we
no,
Look,
no,
shouldn't
no, no,
trust the
no, no.
fucking
look,
government.
and
Those
we
That's
same
what it
black
sounds like,
folks in
Rashad.
those
Hold on, hold on,
communities,
hold on, hold on.
those
It
Well,
same
sounds
black
they
like
should
folks
have
in
just
those
made more
communities
money.
did not
it
want these
sounds
people
like
in their
we shouldn't
neighborhoods.
it sounds like we shouldn't be voting in people who are fucking turning your city into a sanctuary city to house illegal immigrants.
hmm
Sounds like we have all of the power in the fucking world to get these fucking politicians to do what the fuck we want them to do on a local level. But since niggas want to be bleeding hearts to a bunch of people that don't give a fuck about you, who will literally shit on you to be able to thrive in your city, in your zip code, in your neighborhood. But y'all want to be fucking these bleeding hearts politically and worry about all these
and
other groups.
inviting a bunch of illegal foreigners, illegal criminal foreigners into your
Oh, you
neighborhood
sound like Donald Trump.
does not generate wealth for the black community.
And
And
I just want to be exactly, but I just want to be clear that these residents did not invite them. There was quite a
right.
few up in arms about the locations that were chosen specifically in the black communities, as opposed to in communities we have where it's predominantly Latinx,
hmm
so to speak.
Yeah, I think y'all niggas is crazy. I'm not gonna hold you.
Yeah, you talk to the black Chicago residents about this shit and
Rashad, you
then
got to
and,
think about,
and
because
then come
we
back.
spoke about surgeons and surgery earlier. Like when you cutting out a cancer, bro, like you don't just get cancer cells when you do that. Sometimes you get some of the innocent, good, hardworking cells around it. Now, in this particular situation,
Yeah, you
hopefully,
equating illegals
ho-
or people who are going through the process of being naturalized or whatever as a cancer.
no,
That's
no, I made very specific.
Rashad,
I made very
He's
specific what
just
group
trying
I
to,
was
Rashad,
referring
that's nasty.
to.
He's just trying to use it.
Yeah, that was,
no, he
I
said that.
definitely said illegal criminal foreigners. And he
You
talking
said they were
about
all
people,
illegal.
people
I
who
mean,
going
for
through
criminals.
naturalization. No, those are not the same people. And that's actually the core issue with the problem. Like, as black people, I could understand about sympathizing or empathizing with people who are going through the naturalization process, right? People who are actually trying to immigrate into this country and live a good life. I can understand black people empathizing with that. But equating those people going through the process, right? Trying to get out of like a poor country and get to a country where they can make a good life for themselves. And equating that to the people who come here illegally, fleeing as criminals to basically usurp the people in those communities for their resources so that it can take it for themselves. Like, how could you support them exploiting your own, like that's your own
I'm not an
culture.
advocate of that. I spoke about that in a space. I'm not an advocate for that. I think you
But
have
why
to
not
come in
call
this
them what they
country.
are?
I don't mind calling them illegal and criminal. You made this comment multiple times as if all of them were. That's what I took from your comments.
nigga, all of the illegal
All of the
immigrants are
No, no, no,
illegal
criminals.
no, no. I'm
All of
criminal,
talking,
them.
no, no.
All of them.
Yes, I'm talking about just people who are, immigrants, right? And people who are
they're not
also going through the
immigrants.
process. Huh?
They
Rashad.
did not go through the immigration process.
Yeah, that's the part. There's a process,
Right.
Rashad, and
And
I
you
think
keep
that that's the
equating those
biggest part. That
people together. And that's what's causing all this confusion. Like,
how
again,
often have you traveled internationally, Rashad? Because
Quite a bit. Um, but
okay, so you know
Could you
that
go to
there's
any of
certain
those
things that
countries
you got to
illegally,
do.
nigga? Could you sneak into any one of those fucking countries and they're going to just give you a house and places to stay and food and fucking government
no,
assistance,
but
nigga?
I
Can you
think
just
that
go
what
into
the
those countries
stories,
and live?
this,
hell
hold on,
no.
but the stories that we have heard multiple times, no matter what, city that they were in, is people who have valid visas. People are here on education visas. People are here that are on work visas. And
People
where
with
they aren't
visas
legally
aren't
here, they're
immigrants.
also being targeted. No, so not just immigrants, but people who are also here legally are also being targeted. And so when you
Dog,
say,
when you
illegal
use words
criminals,
like targeting, you gotta,
Right.
yo, you
Rashad,
tell,
you're
yo,
conflating. You're the one that's actually putting all these people in the same group. Like that's what you're doing. We're actually separating them. We recognize that there are good people that are trying to immigrate here legally and go through the naturalization process as it's designed to be American citizens. Those people have a right to be here and they have a right to work here. And you're conflating them, like you're putting them in the same group of the people that are taking advantage of the system and usurping
No, I'm
resources from
no.
not only those
I am
people
not. What I'm
going through the
saying is,
immigration
hold
process,
on. What I'm
but your
saying
own people.
is that I'm not. I do recognize that there is a difference, and I am for America and helping Black communities and not taking resources from there. But what I'm saying is, when we get into these situations, when we're talking about raids, and we see all the, there's been documented instances of people with valid visas and their visas being revoked. There's been documented
Yeah, but
instances
you're
of people
talking
going through.
about
So there
isolated
is a no,
incidents.
no. What I'm
You
saying
Right.
talk.
is, what I'm saying is there is a difference. That's all I'm saying. And so when we have these
Yeah, it's a
conversations,
difference, Rashad. They're not gonna be perfect, bro. Like if you ran the government, you would be just as shitty, bro. Like you gotta understand these are still human beings, bro.
Right.
Niggas are gonna make fucking mistakes. At the
You
end of the
can't cut
day,
out a
you're not
cancer
speaking
without
to
getting some of the good cells.
you're
It's
not
part of the
speaking to,
process.
or even further with that analogy, chemo. When you do chemo, nigga, you gotta kill
Right.
all of the fucking cells, nigga, all of them. So again, when it comes down to, and I'm not even a huge fan of chemo, but it is what it is. That's one of the procedures,
No, that's
nigga.
a
But
good one. You can target the cancer with chemo, but you're going to hit some of the good cells around it. That's part of the process. We don't
so
have
when
a
it
better
comes
method.
So when it comes down to the other side of your argument, Rashad, you're not talking about the tens of thousands of illegal immigrants that are getting the fuck on, man. Like you gotta understand, son. Like shit, there's never you can't show me a single piece of legislation that was designed, quote unquote, for you that was enacted perfectly, nigga. We talked about that yesterday. The war on poverty, the war on drugs, all of the different fucking legislations that was pushed to quote unquote help Black Americans still fucked us over. And those were
Hell,
way
they were
worse
Bro,
worse.
consequences.
the COVID
Way worse
relief
They
consequences.
sent us in the
is part
opposite
of
direction.
all right,
those.
hold on, wait. Let's get to the hands real quick. Who's this guy? Unstable centrist. He came up here, Negro Damas, and then we got Tony Dudgy. What's the word, fam?
All right, what's going on? Hey, can I address the questions that was asked? There was somebody asked, how would I have conducted the raid if I had known there was Venezuelan gang members up there? And then it also ties into the analogy that was used about cancer and, getting rid of some of the good cells with the bad cells. So I would have handled a raid like you handle any other raid where you got dangerous criminals living among innocent people in any given city. You do your investigation and realize that not everybody in that building is a criminal. So I'm not going to go in there and arrest everybody in that building. Now, if there's collateral damage, then, you hope that doesn't happen. But you don't go in there and say, you know what, we're cleaning the whole building just to get the criminals out. Even though we know not everybody in that building is a criminal. Now, with the cancer analogy, yes, doctors, when they do target cancer, sometimes good cells get killed. But what they don't do is, I know there's good cells in this body and I'm taking them out just so I can get the cancer too. They don't target those good cells. And that's what happened in Chicago. They targeted everybody and said, you know what? I know you're not illegal aliens, but if you got a warrant, I'm coming in there to get you too. Do you have it? Prove you don't have a warrant. Shit like that. That wasn't about immigration. Then that was about everybody in that building.
Again, the landlord called to have that building it basically covered the way it was. So yeah, I don't disagree. You're right. It should have been
They need
properly
to find it
investigated.
and whoop that nigga too. Stop. They should have put him in the handcuffs.
Yeah, I mean, it's fair to say that it should have been properly investigated, but there was a call that was put in. So that's part of the.
Go ahead, Tony Dungy.
Okay, yeah. So I just want to like put in a point. Like what happened here is, these people last year were here legally, because they were under Biden's rules. Now it's a year later and we're under Trump rules. So the rules that he implemented, now those people who were legal last year are illegally here now. And it's like last year when, they were here legally by Biden rules and a cop ran up on them. It was like, you can't do nothing to me. And everybody wanted to abide by the rules when the rules were in their favor. And now that the rules ain't in their favor, nobody wants to abide by the rules. Everybody wants to break the law, and it's like now it's like y'all still want to like go for it. And it's like, no, it's like the rules are the rules, just like when they was in your favor and you could stay here and catch a charge, just get released, nothing happens to you. Like that's what these people were doing, and
Yeah, that's
everybody
not
was
forget
fine
that,
with it.
Rashad. That's another fact. These niggas, these illegal immigrants be getting arrested and released, nigga.
Yeah, like
Like they get
In New York State, they don't even
Right
make
back
it
into the
to the
community.
holding cell.
Let me
They just get
ask
a
y'all a
ticket and
question.
just go on their business.
When niggas get deported, y'all know they don't go to jail, right, in their home country.
I don't give
We
a
don't
fuck
give
what
a
happened to
fuck
them
what
at home.
happens
I
to
don't
them once they get
the
So
out of
so
fuck.
so
here.
you so you hold on, wait. So you know what that means, right?
What does that
Yeah,
mean?
they can
They can
try to
come
come
back?
back over here.
Okay.
I seen a TikTok where this nigga was like, I got deported. I'm on my way back to America.
So
Like,
so
yeah,
hold, so we spending
isolated
hold on,
incidences
wait.
like
So
that. But nigga,
we're spending tens of millions of dollars of taxpayer money, because you brought up taxpayer money, Hotep, in trying to mass deport these hundreds of millions of dollars in trying to mass deport these motherfuckers, and then we just letting them go across the border, and then the niggas just walking back. Do you feel
It
like
ain't
your
as
money was
my
easy as
well
it
nigga,
spent?
No,
was. It
no,
ain't
no,
as easy
no.
as
my,
it
That
was though.
we're
my
It ain't as
nigga.
You
easy as
feel
it
you
was.
feel
Yeah,
like your money was well
he
spent?
making it sound like
That's
they
not the
get
conversation,
dropped
Yes.
off the
Rashad.
boat back in Venezuela and then they just walk
No,
back
like,
across the border.
yeah,
Like,
no, two
That was
fifth,
under
even worse than
Biden.
that. That
That was
Rashad is
under
framing it
Biden.
like they dropping them off these niggas at the border, and as soon as the bus leave, these niggas get to sneak right back into America.
right.
It's
Hell
like, bro,
yeah.
That's not how it
first
works,
of all,
bro.
shout out to El Salvador because he's locking them niggas the fuck up every goddamn day.
Every country is
Yeah,
not
he's
letting
not
them
fucking
criminals
around.
back in without putting them in jail. Two, every illegal crossing of the border risks life and limb. I don't care where the fuck you coming from. You could be coming from Mexico, right our fucking neighbor.
And
That
if I
shit is
did it once, I'd
treacherous.
do it twice.
And you
I
can die. You don't
and you
understand.
can
See, that's what I'm saying. You don't understand the reality of illegal border crossing, my
But
nigga.
I
for
think
every
that
Niggas are,
hundred
if you
people
take
that
niggas,
that
get
yo,
track, hold on, if you
deported,
take that
a
track over here,
handful.
understanding
No,
the
Rashad.
consequences, if you take that track to come over here, understanding the consequences, you're probably in dire straits already.
No, you're
No,
not.
but the
They don't
problem
usually
is
get
no,
in dire
the
Rashad, you
straits.
don't
Some
the
people don't.
understand.
No.
Yo, these niggas had to pay a coyote $3,000 for that crossing, my nigga. And sometimes them coyotes is raping, killing,
And
exploiting,
they don't give
sex
a fuck
trafficking.
about them niggas. Like
Y'all
they
got
ain't
all the
got their
white
Yo,
folks
money. They
talking
let them
joints.
die and
Ooh,
everything.
they
No,
let them
Rashad,
work
because
for
you
hey,
want to
trafficking
see
camps,
that
nigga.
hey, I know
continue.
y'all niggas watch Fox News. Y'all got all the
That's
white
what
folks
be
talking
happening,
points.
Rashad. That's
Never
literally
heard
what
nothing
be
like it.
happening. They be trafficking them kids, okay? Because the price is so high.
Wow.
And Rashad, you want that to continue. You want them to continue risking their lives to get over
Wow.
here.
Fox News got
Rashad,
a
this
hold
ain't
of
got
y'all.
nothing to do with crackers, nigga. You are bugged the fuck out. You know
Rashad,
I fucks with
there are
Wow.
primary sources, nigga. This is
there
coming
are
straight from
family
the
members that
Mexicans.
wait
Straight
on the
from the
U.S.
Mexicans,
border
nigga.
Megan Kelly
for
Hey,
got a
those
Rashad,
hold of y'all
children.
niggas.
They wait on the U.S.
let's
border
remember
for
what
those
the
children to come
policy was.
across, and those children never make it, bro. Like
Oh
that
man.
shit is like it's not like all like roses and sunshine. Like trying to cross the border illegally. A lot of those people don't fucking make it,
Megan
Yeah,
let
Kelly is
alone
proud.
twice.
and let's remember
Megan Kelly's proud.
before the policy was catch and release. So they would catch you at the border and give you a ticket to New York City or Chicago.
And
Now you
hope
get
that
caught
you
at the
take your
border,
ass to
you're
court to
going
get
back home.
deported.
Yeah, now you get caught, you're going back home. So it's not the same as it was. Like people didn't care about crossing the border because once they got to America, that was it. I'm here now. Now your ass spend all that money, you get caught at the border, and you get sent right back home. So they ain't trying to come here in droves. There ain't caravans of thousands of people just walking to the border no more like there was last year right now.
Yeah,
You
that's
know
what
what I
Mhm.
I
mean?
was
So
trying to
it's
say,
different.
Rashad. It's actually at a decade low in terms of crossing the border right now
Right.
because of the tactics that
You remember them?
Yes, Rashad,
You remember them
these
videos of
niggas,
them hundreds of niggas
yo,
just climbing the
that was
wall
yeah that was last year.
at the Mexico border? Like they didn't give a
Propaganda
fuck.
machine has got
They
y'all
give a
niggas,
fuck
boy.
about them niggas
No,
standing there
that was
with a
yo,
gun.
Rashad, that was
Rashad,
real because what
Propaganda
happened was
machine.
Rashad,
He
Hold on, wait, wait,
believe
wait,
them.
wait,
You
wait.
believe them
Because I
stats
just want
when
to
he
say this,
want
then we
to
about to get
though.
up out of here. There are, I'm sitting in front of the computer. There are, oh, I put the wrong number in. 14, I just put 4 million, but there are 14 million unauthorized immigrants. It says that it's $17,000 a pop for full removal. With 4 million, that's $697 billion to remove everybody from this country. If it was 4 million, it's 14 million. So the number goes up. Are y'all niggas willing to spend that money as far as tax dollars to get everybody up out of
yes,
Did
here?
you do the
I
other?
don't
Did
yes,
you do the
know,
other math and
nigga,
yes,
saying how much it costs for them to reside?
I was
yes,
just about to say that.
yes.
We can do
I
that.
or
live
the
I,
money that will
I
be
live in New
made
York
by
State. I
having
live
them
in New
gone,
York
nigga.
State. They give
And
you
think about where
everything.
that
They give you
money is
No,
everything.
I
coming
think
from.
they
It's not like the white people are paying for these fucking illegal immigrants, Rashad.
no, but they
Like
Yes,
do
it's in
contribute
it's
cities.
in
It's
people
in
taxes.
inner
Illegal immigrants
cities.
still pay
It's
taxes.
in inner
rich
cities.
rich people aren't paying for these immigrants.
immigrants, the wealthy, the just like we talked about earlier, how the wealth gap, how Asians are overrepresented on the wealthy side of the scale. Those people are not paying for them. It's people in your very community. The people that are already in poverty, that are already struggling, are the ones that are losing resources here. And y'all act like you talking about bleeding heart. Rashad, you the bleeding heart. You the one that's giving these niggas passes like we supposed to be nice to them or something. I don't
And they are
understand it.
like directly fucking us over, nigga. You talk all this is what I'm saying with you niggas. Y'all talk this pro black shit, and then when it comes down to choosing pro blackness over you not fucking with some Republican talking point, because that's all you've been saying, Rashad. We've been smoking your boots, and the only thing you've been able to say is, oh, it's propaganda, propaganda, nigga. No, I am telling
Propaganda
you, a
machine.
bunch of black people are telling you that these people are directly negatively affecting black people, and all you got to say is, "Oh, mum's the word. I don't know what the fuck," because Republicans are the ones that are for this. So clearly, it has to be some racist conspiracy. No,
Right,
nigga.
like, Republicans are right sometimes. Like, I understand you might not agree
It's
with
not even
everything
that.
they say.
Obama deported more than
Yeah, that's
everybody, nigga.
true.
Right.
He detained more than anybody. So what the fuck are you talking about, nigga?
He wasn't kicking doors and putting
Look,
babies in handcuffs.
All right.
Because he
Oh
wasn't
Gotta
my
Rashad,
wake
you
him
because
up.
got,
God.
they wasn't in
Rashad,
here.
can you at
He
least
wasn't in here
admit,
riding
bro,
those free
these
checks.
people are a leech on the on the community, dog.
In
Like,
2022, illegal
Oh
immigrants
my God.
In 2022, illegal immigrants paid $96 billion dollars in taxes. So
Okay,
the
do that
leaks
same
that you're
number,
talking about, I don't understand.
now
fuck that,
name
Rashad.
how many
No, 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 no,
taxes
no, no,
black
no.
people pay.
No, fuck all of that. Go for that same number of people. How much of they costed us in taxes, nigga? Let's see if that number actually balances out. Let's see if they actually make us more
Add
than
up
they
all the
cost us. And
transportation
I know they
costs,
don't.
the public services, healthcare, they fucking,
Are you insane?
fortunately, we live in a country where you can just walk into an emergency room and get health care, even if you can't pay for it. Like,
Rashad, there are people who are lining up their pregnancies to come here on the ninth month to give birth in an American hospital, nigga. You have no idea the type of fucking shit you are up against. You don't know what you're talking about, nigga.
Hey,
bro,
hold on,
when I
wait. In
tell you,
2023, hold on. 2023, illegal immigrants in the U.S. contributed to. Oh no, that's the wrong thing. Um, yeah, I typed it in wrong. Yeah, that means that
Much
it's
does
about
those
that
same
time.
people's cost? How much did those same people cost us?
150 billion.
The fuck are you talking about, Rashad?
bro,
I don't give a fuck how much they pay in taxes, nigga. Go pay taxes in your fucking country. Don't pay, I don't want your fucking taxes. Go
and
the fuck
again,
home,
like you
nigga.
keep talking about, like they pay taxes, bro. Like, think about the resources. Like, try to zoom out a little bit. Like, think about where these people live, right? What communities they're a part of, where they're getting their housing, their electricity, their water, their transportation, their food. Think about all of those resources that people need to live. Think about who they're getting those resources from and who those resources are not going to. Like, this ain't just like, a lot of times y'all be thinking about like America, like we're just one big homogenous country. It's like, no, these issues are disproportionately affecting a specific amount of people. And those people who are already in poverty. And unfortunately for the black community, we are overrepresented in the poverty statistic. So we, black people, are the ones that are most affected by this issue. And y'all keep sticking your head in the sand like this shit gonna fix itself, or you just gonna be able to love and kumbaya and hold hands out of this issue. And this goes back to what we were talking about before. Y'all are afraid to address the shit that keeps us in the wealth inequality section. Y'all are afraid of the fucking truth because it doesn't
So
feel good.
hopefully, listen. Hopefully, when they come find these illegal immigrants, they don't kick your door in. 25th. Fist in the air for you. Be safe out here, young nigga.
Yo,
They
man,
just,
Um,
listen, nah,
they just call
for
me an
real.
illegal
Them scare
immigrant.
tactics.
Yo,
no,
y'all
when they
niggas,
come in to
nah,
look
cause
for the illegal
I
immigrants,
don't like
they
that
don't kick
shit.
your
Yo,
door in
Y'all
and put
niggas,
you on the sidewalk.
that's fucked up,
Rashad,
bro.
Stay
Rashad,
dangerous.
Now,
and
now I'm an
shout out to my
alien.
nigga Rashad.
All right.
Shout out to my nigga Rashad and my nigga Cortland. I fuck with them. But y'all was so worried about having a nigga being in the Fortune 500 or the Mayo Clinic or John Hopkins and shit like that, and you got a bunch of illegal immigrants wanting your spot, wanting to be where the fuck you at.
And
Y'all not
getting
seeing
it.
the pimping.
and getting it.
and getting it.
Them niggas took my
So
job
I,
anyway.
For every one nigga that don't get a Fortune 500 CEO position,
The
there
tech
are a
jobs are
thousand
ten,
black
crazy out
people
here.
stuck in
10,000 illegal
poverty
immigrants.
that y'all don't
I
give a
gotta
fuck
compete with the
about.
Indians. I'm mad anyway. Not gonna lie. These niggas got the
Man.
tech jobs sold up.
But with that being said, y'all, this was
Another
another.
episode of Things of That Nature, episode 191, the Ketchup Clinic. Shout out to Kenya for that. Fists in the air. I appreciate y'all. Repost the space. Repost the space. Repost the space. Follow the host. Follow the co-host. Follow the folks up here that said some good shit to you. The Patreon is in the jumbo. There is a free tier. There is a $5 tier. This episode with all space episodes are on the $5 tier. There is a $10 tier for the podcast, the Nature of Things podcast. Me and Kenya, we get into it. I definitely appreciate everybody who has subscribed to the Patreon. I gotta get out of here because I'm making a real pot roast today, not that shit that Kenya made yesterday. Fists in the air for y'all. I definitely appreciate everybody who continues to show up and support on all platforms. It is much appreciated. We are here tomorrow, 12 p.m. and this week I am going to start live streaming the spaces as well. That is going on the $10 tier. So everybody who is on the $10 tier, you will see video spaces. I can't wait to bring that to y'all. I definitely appreciate it. We're here tomorrow, 12 p.m. until the next episode. We out.